Hello and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Pick a Side podcast. My name is Joel Moran, and now I'm here with River Brown, Andrew Velez, and Mr. Joe Dells. And this is now episode 536.
Big one.
Big episode. A lot of heartbreak this weekend for me.
You know what I realized, actually? I probably should have introed the show. I probably should have introed it.
Now
that I think about it.
We should restart.
I beat your team. Be your team. I beat your team.
Whoa.
Did you guys play this year?
We haven't played. Oh, no. They beat us fucking like 10-9.
Oh, that was disgusting. Yeah, I remember that. That was overseas.
I'm the king of the pod. You guys, for this whole episode, I need to be called one thing and one thing only. Daddy. You call me daddy.
Yeah,
I should have introed it. Now that I think about it, missed opportunity. But gentlemen, how are we doing?
I feel great.
I'm just let Riv. I'll start with you.
What's up?
Riv, how are you doing?
I feel great. Tough weekend, man. Tough weekend.
Tough weekend for who? Not you and me.
No. My team, man.
Basketball squad. All right, some real stuff.
We went to a tournament. Tournament got fucked up. We started playing 8th graders.
Hell, your kids are 5th, 6th, right?
Yeah.
Why?
Walked in, team, you saw the fear. Like, you saw my team, the eyes got red. They were scared. I looked at them like, yo, what the fuck? Like, man up. Come on. We're going to lose, but it's okay.
But respect yourselves.
Yeah, go out there like men. I'm saying we got beat by 40.
I mean, that's unfair. It's literally 4-year
5th grade
difference.
versus 8th grade.
First team was like 40-3. At least the next.
You scored 3 points?
Yeah, at least the next
in
team.
basketball?
Yeah, bro. Like, it was
Huh?
bad. Yeah, 3 points. No.
The whole game?
Yeah, we couldn't get
What
up
was
the
it,
court.
a foul
No,
or
we
a
couldn't get up
3-point
the
shot?
court. I don't even remember what it was. Like, we couldn't get up the court. Like, they're playing press, and they're like your height, bro. So they're like playing press, and my kids are mad small. They're like, bro, we can't get the ball up. And I was just like, here we go.
Yeah.
We're just gonna run this.
Doing hand motions.
We're just gonna figure out this. I'm gonna write this play. If we could do it, we could do it. If we can't, we can't. Next game was a little better. They were the older team, and we scored like 18 against them, so that felt better.
I saw you repost something on Instagram saying that AAU is ruining basketball.
Yeah.
Because it
But
costs
Jalen
so much
Brunson
money.
said that.
Yeah, he did, but I agreed. That part, development is shot.
Are you trying to change?
Teams are cheating. They're not even really like, they're just trying to win. And of course I get it because winning brings the money in. So, you want to win as much as you can so your program can get the notoriety. But a lot of teams don't develop properly, and I think that's the problem. And, that's why you see all those kids overseas be a little bit more skilled than our kids, because it's just about, who wants to win. And you have these older kids playing against these younger kids, stuff like that. But, yeah, I experienced it. That's why when I reposted it, I was like, this shit, I felt it. Like, I felt it wholeheartedly this weekend, how it's just, we're in this tournament, and they're like, every time we play a 6th grade team, we beat them. Like, we're like 5-1 against our age. But then when we play up with these 7th grade, 8th grade teams, I don't have any size. So it's like they're just getting the rebound. Yeah, it's like, bro, they'll miss, and then they'll get the rebound. It's like, what the fuck? This takes zero skill. You're just bigger. So
why do they have you playing up?
It'd be just, it'd be like, whoever the director is for that tournament just be fucking up. Like, my team is the 6th grade team. You see these teams are 7th grade, 8th grade. Like, the team that we scored 3 against was a 7th grade team. They're really good. And I was talking to the coach. He was like, yo, we didn't know y'all was in 6th grade. We was a 7th grade team. He was like, I feel bad. This shit shouldn't happen. I was like, yeah, bro, this shit fucked up. The team that we played after that was 8th grade. We scored more on them than the 7th grade team. So I was just like, yo, beat the shit out them. Like, I need y'all to really go out there. And they ended up beating them. But, yeah, man, Brunson was speaking some truth. But other than that, football was amazing. All my teams won. And I say that in confidence because all my teams really won. Another team won't make the playoffs. I love that they won't make the playoffs. That shit is exciting. And the Packers lost. So that always makes me pretty happy.
So your teams won and your enemies lost.
Yes, literally that. Yeah, all my teams won at 1 o'clock, so it was pretty easy for the day.
Yeah.
Like, after that was just a cakewalk, and then all my enemies lost. Lost to the Chargers.
It's a tough L.
Twice.
It's a tough
Not
L.
once. 2 times.
At home this week, too.
The mantle has been... You know what's funny? I hate to be that guy.
Be that guy.
I lied. I love to be that guy. Somebody, pick aside me, finally, he wasn't on my dick this weekend. It's about fucking time. Posted Joel talking about the Chiefs, right? How Rasheed Rice comes back. And somebody commented under, like, Joel has picked, like, 3 different winners for the division and got all of them wrong. And that shit killed me because it was like, damn, when you think about the season, he really just kept picking anybody but Denver. And that shit, they just beat his team and shit. So, yeah.
To be fair,
I don't think I ever picked the Raiders. But
No,
the
nobody
other two
did.
teams,
Yeah,
yes.
nobody
it
picked
would
the
have
Raiders.
been the Chargers if they didn't get injured.
Woulda, coulda.
Joe Alt's injury changed everything for that team.
So we know how you're doing. How are you doing?
Doing good, man.
Are you?
1-3 this week. Ravens won.
And I'm up,
Playoff.
speak on how I'm up on you.
Well, this decides. I think if I win tonight, we're tied.
I don't know.
Okay.
Can't believe I'm going to
that's-
say this out
that's how
loud.
it works.
Oh, that's how it works?
Dells. Can't believe I'm going to say that.
Yeah, he's
You picked
going for the
Pittsburgh. I'm not
Dolphins.
camera for the
I
Pittsburgh.
respect that.
I did switch because I said Steelers on the show, but I'm like, the Steelers fucking suck.
They both
But then
suck.
I just saw the stat: Tomlin 21-3 and 11-0 home Monday Night Football. I don't feel great about
But
that.
TJ Watt's not playing.
TJ Watt is not
They
playing.
haven't won
Get
without-
well
They
soon.
are 1-12, I believe,
Oh,
without TJ Watt.
Somebody's
But
streak's
also
getting
that's not
broken.
great either.
Yeah.
14 interceptions for 2.
Wow.
You know what that screams to me? Dude.
Regression.
Dude.
Yeah. I mean, eventually, right?
I'm doing great, man. It was an excellent week of football. This was one of the best slates that we had. 5 games at 4 o'clock. 3 of the 4 were all great. 3 of the 5, I should say, were great. The 1 o'clock games were great. A couple things didn't go my way. Patriots choked it. Ravens won, though. Jets fired Steve Wilkes. W.
Why are you mad about the Patriots losing?
Because I have a Drake May agenda.
You know what's funny? I was surprised you wasn't texting me when they was beating the Bills' ass.
It was
usually
21-0.
He had 11 yards at one point.
I
Like,
feel a little disingenuous being like, yeah. It just feels a little wrong.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, it's so quiet right now.
There's
Like,
a certain line that Dells
Okay.
doesn't feel comfortable
There's-
crossing.
One might be like, bro, Bills fucking suck. I ruined for the Patriots.
yeah, okay,
Texting
okay.
about the Patriots, but not including the Patriots as one of his 3 teams that lost this weekend.
No, I included them.
he did.
I
Yeah,
said
I know,
one-
that's what I'm
1-3.
saying.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's
He's
just
like a closeted
you
Patriots
just
fan.
you just root
Nothing
for Drake
closeted
May,
about it.
and
He's open.
unfortunately, other things have to happen if I want to root for Drake May.
Type shit. Yeah, y'all fucking choked it like dogs.
That was a bad loss.
That is unfortunate. I was happy
There you
as
go.
hell. I was happy as hell.
Here we go. Look. Wait, here.
Oh, wow. Wait, we're watching the King of Week 15? Is that what we're watching? Now, I don't want to be rude, Mr. Moran. I don't want to do that. It's not my character. How are you doing?
Yesterday was the worst day, second worst day of my life.
What was the first?
First was Aaron Rodgers
Rodgers?
rupturing his Achilles,
Okay.
first
That was
drive of the
terrible.
season.
That was nuts.
Wait,
That was
so
I
where-
haven't felt a football
Okay.
pain as big as that until yesterday, and it made me have an epiphany.
This should be good.
Ah, shit. Wait,
And-
wait. Before you continue, where does the Eagles Chiefs Super Bowl stack up when you're days?
Third?
Really low.
What about Harden Game 6 against the Warriors?
Really
Oh my
high.
God.
Okay.
Really high.
There you go.
The Mahomes one, I mean, you won 3. What can I really ask more of
respect
you?
that.
And you lost 2, okay, but you won 3. The epiphany I came to was that the Packers trade for Micah. It all comes falling down. They have 2 first-round picks. The Jets have 5 first-round picks in the next 2 seasons.
The Jets have the Packers potentially first round pick next year. They get the better of the Packers or Cowboys.
They have a lot of draft capital. And I just wanted to say, Dels, the
Another gift.
epiphany I came to was it doesn't matter where you are. Heartbreak is everywhere.
What was the point of having the Packers
what is-
in the bag?
What is this?
There's heartbreak everywhere. It just happens in different moments. With the
course.
Jets, Dels knew his season was over pretty much like week 4. You know, it was over.
Give or take, yeah.
The heartbreak, you get it out
Maybe
the way
earlier,
early.
Maybe week
For the
3.
Jets?
Definitely after week 1 for sure.
Week 1, I thought
You were
maybe
lit.
we'd
Yeah,
be a
week
little
1 you were
scrappy.
lit.
Then
But-
the Bills.
Yeah, the Bills put belt.
Then I joined the Packers and I'm feeling great. You have some really high highs. You know, last week was such a high. As we can go all the way. We could do this. And then the third quarter of disaster happened, which I know a lot of Packers fans are marketing as the worst moment since 2014, the NFC Championship game. Micah goes down. Christian Watson goes down. Tucker Kraft's out for the year. Devontae Wyatt's out for the year.
Zach Tom got hurt too.
I feel like my season was ripped away from me before we could even see the full potential of this team. And that was after Mahomes got injured and he tore his ACL. And seeing those 2 things happen consecutively just absolutely shattered me for the weekend. And I realized it doesn't matter what team you root for, who you're a fan of, there's heartbreak everywhere. It doesn't matter. You could be rooting for the team that hasn't made the playoffs in 16 years.
Yeah.
The heartbreak is equally distributed. Even a team that I feel is going to make the playoffs in the Packers and they're gonna be in a playoff team. I feel like my heart was ripped out of my chest, and the season is now essentially over because we don't have our star player. And it's as low as I've ever felt as a football fan ever.
What was the dramatics with the bag and stuff? What was that about?
I was making you think it was maybe a Jets hat.
Dude, come on. Like, you've tried to pull that multiple times already.
But yeah, so I'll put the Packers hat in the bag.
That was good.
I did think it was a Jets.
We should maybe do a
secret.
Secret Santa for the pod.
Okay.
That'd be nice.
It's 10 days. Here we go.
We'll have Tyler arrange it.
Secret Santa with 4 people.
Yep.
5 people.
Yeah.
6 people. We have to add John.
John?
Yeah.
Cool. I didn't know if he was invited.
If it was up to me.
That's what I was going to say. 'Cause
If it was up
it
to
was your
me.
idea, so.
Yeah, but if it was up to me, yeah. But you know what I'm saying? I'm sure he's gonna get looped in some way, you know what I'm saying?
Not your choice.
Yeah, not my choice ever.
I know everybody knows how I'm doing.
Oh, amazing. Spectacular.
It's one of the best I've ever felt in my life.
Type shit.
And I think back on my time as a Broncos fan, and when the Broncos won the Super Bowl in Super Bowl 50, it was more so me not just celebrating the Broncos, but really for me, it was celebrating Peyton Manning.
Of course.
Peyton's my guy. So you talk about heartbreak. There it is. I won a championship, but then I had to experience heartbreak with Peyton Manning retiring. We all experienced our heartbreak differently.
Got some fucking nerve.
Yeah, he's
But what
nuts,
you're
bro.
saying is that
Just saw Peyton
with
Manning
Payne,
go out
it
with
was
the championship.
it was more
Feel bad for me.
player centric, and now you have been
know what they're
indulged
talking
into
about,
the
bro.
team.
So
No, I get that.
For
I get that.
for 8 years, I had to watch some miserable Broncos football, but we stayed the course because I knew inevitably, one, I had a championship. It was a nice hold me over, but I knew eventually the tides would turn. But man, those 8 years were long.
Saying the same thing, man.
And then yesterday's game versus Joel's now Green Bay Packers. It was maybe the best time I had as a Bronco fan. Like Super Bowl 50 is peak. That's number one, no doubt. Nothing will surpass it. But this right here, man, I get it's the regular season. Nothing to really go crazy about. But man, Bo Nix.
What a guy.
Bo Nix, the guy that you told me not worth starting. You told me you're done. You're out. Nothing's changed my mind. I'm concrete on this.
Still am.
Riv, I already told you. We had our conversation privately. We're good. You and me, we're good, Riv.
You guys
All
suck
right.
at me. Both of you.
But I told you
Point at me.
you were going to see me.
I'm here.
He's been waiting for
You
you.
are going to see me, and I had a realization about this as well. I was going to come onto this podcast and scream at the two of you.
Oh. Nothing new.
Maybe I'm not going to scream as loudly at you. You had a rough day, and I'm sorry.
No.
Get well soon, 15. Game's better with 15. Get well soon, Micah Parsons. Get well soon.
He understands he's looking at a real motherfucker. That's why he understands
Now.
that he got to target you.
Dels, I want you to look me
Attack him.
in my face when I say this.
Yes.
Stay on that fucking side. I don't want to hear nothing about a special quarterback, special team, special coordinator, special play caller, special defense. I don't want to hear it.
Special team over there, man.
Because week 1, prior to the season started, who was his team to come out?
Chiefs.
Who was his team to win the NFC North?
The Packers. Yep.
Yeah.
But now they're sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Now they don't move you.
They've been sweet. They've been good. They've been sweet again. They kind of go up and down.
We're not done yet.
They're so
But
sweet.
Bo Nix against the Raiders has the worst game of his season. We don't take into account 40-mile-an-hour winds. We don't take into account short week. We don't do that.
Sometimes we don't.
We 100% sign and seal. It's done. He's garbage. He's dog shit.
He was awful that game.
So a game versus the Green Bay Packers, the toughest defense,
One of you.
one of 100% in the
100%.
league.
Up
A
there.
game
Top
where
5
we're
probably.
at home, we're underdogs.
Big game. Special players, special quarterbacks make those games special.
Big game.
Jordan Love clears Bo Nix unquestionably, undoubtedly.
That's what we heard.
Not last night.
Still.
He was going to be the X factor, the reason why the Broncos lost.
First half. Yep.
And Bo Nix not only outperforms Jordan Love,
outperforms the field.
But once again, when you got to have it, what happens, Riv?
Sometimes it got you.
Bo Nix. What are you going to say? What can you say to me?
Right
There's
now, you can't say
legitimately, actually,
crazy.
I really sat and thought about it. There's nothing anyone can say to me today. Maybe tomorrow.
For sure.
Maybe the day after
Honestly,
that shit. Few weeks.
Until your next game, you're good.
Today, I am untouchable. I am golden. Bo Nix masterclass against your Green Bay Packers. Over 130 passer rating, 4 touchdowns, 0 picks. Oh, mention to me about the 4 turnover-worthy plays. They play defense for a reason. They can't catch. They play defense. Every situation Bo Nix was met with having to overcome, that's exactly what he had to do, and he did. And this defense looked sweet for us in the first half. Jordan Love thinks that he's riding high. He's the shit. You want to test Pat Surtain? Are you dumb? Are you stupid?
That was crazy.
That was the game right there.
2 things could be true.
I said it. We don't get a stop right here. I'm concerned. Next play. You blew the game with that. So as much as I want to give Jordan Love credit for playing an excellent first half, he lost in the game with that decision. You tried Pat Surtain. It's a good play call. I get it. 1-on-1. Christian Watson. It is the best in the game, the best corner since Darrelle Revis. You do not try Pat Surtain. And that's when the game flipped on its head. You said it best. Didn't matter if it was man defense. Didn't matter if it was a zone defense. Bo Nix was perfect. There is nothing you guys can say to me today. I am untouchable. So I just ask what I've been asking all season long. And Riv, I think you know what I'm going to say. To keep the same energy. Because if you thought he was dog shit before this game, if you thought that you didn't believe, if you didn't trust, you don't know if we have the quarterback to go ahead and go on this run. I don't know if you guys are the team to be in the AFC. The Patriots, they're so good. But Josh, if not this year, then when? If you felt that way before yesterday's game, all I ask is that today you feel the same way about everything.
KTSC.
Including Bo Nix.
I like that.
KTSC. Keep
So
saying
please, I am all ears for everything you have to say, because today, all of it, and I mean all of it, should be nothing but Bo Nix glaze. So the floor is, if you want to talk, I'm more than willing to hear you. But I want to hear you.
Oh, me?
Talk to me.
He really wants to
because
hear
you
you,
have nothing to say other than to look in this camera right here and tell the world, Bo Nix was amazing. I couldn't believe it. Against Jordan Love, he outperformed him. Against the Packers, anything they threw at him, he was untouchable. He was amazing on the run, in structure, out of structure. He was so amazing on 4th and go situations. Gotta have Bo Nix every time. Went up to the plate and smacked a homer. That's what he has to do. So go ahead. Please, floor is yours, Dels. I'm interested.
Bo Nix is great. I love the theatrics of it all, but Bo Nix was awesome. It was probably the best game of his career. I don't think probably. I think it's definitely, when you take into account the opponent, because like he's had great games against like Cincinnati, and I don't really care when you're playing against the worst defense. When it comes to the opponent, the stakes of the game, I think the just the context of what this game meant, because the Broncos have been winning plenty of games, but a lot of it wasn't against this upper echelon competition.
Not the Eagles, not the Chiefs, not Houston.
Recently, I guess more recently, last few weeks, like the Raiders and shit like that. One thing about Bo Nix though, man, when he has the worst game you think you've ever seen, he bounces back. Last year against the Saints, I thought that was the worst game I've ever seen. He went on fucking 10 straight weeks, hooped his ass off. This year, Week 10 against the Raiders, maybe the worst game I'd ever seen. He's been hooping his ass off the last month of the season. But this game specifically mattered because you were going up against the Packers, the Green Bay Packers, a team that a lot of people thought were maybe the favorites in the NFC, maybe the favorites in the NFL, right? Coming off a huge win against Chicago, game-winning interception. Now you got to go into Denver, but, Denver's offense hasn't been all that. Their defense been good. The offense hasn't been all that. Bo Nix played his ass off. In terms of stay on that side, don't keep the same energy, I'm going to. You know, I'm not up here being like, Bo Nix is the savior. It's all done. The Broncos, they found their guy. He's going to lead them to the Super Bowl, and he's going to be Super Bowl MVP and throw for 500 yards a game. I'm not going to do that. Just like if he has a terrible game, if he had a terrible game next week, I'm not going to say to bench Bo Nix. I think Bo Nix is fine. I think he's fine. I think he'll have games like this every once in a while where he looks like a top 5 quarterback in the planet. He's going to have some games where it looks like a bottom 5 quarterback in the planet. He's going to have a lot of games where he sits somewhere between the 10 and 20th best quarterback in the planet. That's who I think Bo Nix is. Yesterday, he looked like the top 5 quarterback. The best game that arguably any quarterback had played this year. He was perfect. When all the stuff you said, in the structure, out of structure, the accuracy, the mobility, everything was put on full display. If he could do that for a playoff run, there should be no team stopping, including the Rams, should be able to stop the Denver Broncos. That's how good the offense looked. My issue is just, can you keep doing this now? Because the Broncos have had shown moments where the offense moves and it moves and it moves, and then you look at the 15-week sample that we have, and they're a team that's bottom 5, bottom 7 in success rate. So they have these spurts here and there, but they haven't been able to put up consistently. If they have a playoff run where they put it up consistently, this defense, this offensive line, this play caller, the weapons around him is all good enough. It all falls on Bo Nix's shoulders, your guys' shoulders. If he steps up like he did yesterday,
Like he has every game when you needed him to, right?
nothing. There's nothing that can be done. Unless there's some fucking disaster class and on the defense, there's some disaster class from Sean Payton making a bad decision like he did in the 4th down, the final drive, instead of kicking the field goal.
That was terrible.
Other than that, I don't see how it happens. Because Bo Nix is the deciding factor between this team not winning a playoff game and winning the Super Bowl. That is what it comes down to. It comes down to Bo Nix.
Go ahead, Packer fan.
No, Riv, I'm actually, go ahead, just talk nicely about the Broncos. You deserve it. You earned it. You've been here.
Nothing to say.
You've been here.
What can I say? I mean, like, I've been here with Denver all year, man. This team is good. This team is really good. The defense was amazing. Bo Nix was great. Probably, like you said, his best game of the season. I want to say this, though. I think the disconnect at this table is we don't have a healthy medium with Bo Nix. There is either he's really incredible, or
I tried having a healthy medium.
There's no healthy medium. You picked your side. You said you weren't moved. There's no healthy medium.
Whoa, I let you give your dialogue. I did.
I tried to have a healthy medium. I told I couldn't.
Why you cut me off?
I told like because I'm just saying I tried and I couldn't.
You didn't have no healthy medium. You said you were out.
I was told I couldn't.
You said you were out.
You said you were out. You called him dog shit.
I was first of all, so did you.
I said at the table. I said at the table. There's 4 people at the table. I said there's no healthy medium. He's either dog shit or he's great. There's no in between.
It's the show. Pick a side.
And I think we need
how Dell's eyes lit up when he said that.
I think we need to find a healthy medium with his young brother. And remember, he's still a young product. You know what I'm saying? He's still a young product of the system.
Next one.
Sometimes it's all about experience. See how he's being an asshole? And this is why you're going to eat your words. You're a Jets fan.
This game yesterday would have been the best Jet performance in the last
30 years, 20 years, 50 years, 60 years, 70 years.
No,
Joe Namath was
Mark
quarterback.
Sanchez in New England. That was a special
He had
game.
4 touchdowns, 0 INTs.
No.
Over 200 yards. He ever have that?
Probably.
Did any Jet quarterback ever have that stat line?
Definitely.
Point is, the franchise
I'm sure
is
Fitzpatrick
dog
had a
shit.
game.
I was thinking
I'm sure Fitzpatrick had a 304.
Fitz probably had 4 and 3.
You think Bo Nix
Darnold.
ever with the season on the
Darnold?
line would go and throw 4 INTs to end your season?
Probably not.
Maybe.
Well, Darnold had 3 touchdowns against Aaron Rodgers' rookie year.
Also, the
dueled.
game versus Dallas, he was good.
He played well. But listen, I think the disconnect here, Riff, is that there's not a happy medium like you mentioned. I think you spoke eloquently.
There isn't.
And I've been the one trying to
there
create
was a
it.
medium.
I've been the one trying to create.
Stop.
He's going to make me scream at him now.
Stop.
As the leader
As a matter of fact,
of the pack.
I've been the one
No pun
trying to
intended.
create
You have
a
been.
healthy medium before the Raiders game. Let me be specific because I know we like to jump in and just dig around.
You got to be careful. You have to be careful.
Let me
I
say,
was the OG
before the
middle
Raiders
guy.
game, I tried to create a healthy medium where we don't have to come here and bash him all the time. You were being an asshole. Granted, you have a great quarterback. So you can be an asshole to a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL. Don't know why you were being an asshole.
I root for great-
but
I'll
you
read
were being
text
an
right
asshole.
now. You watch it. The amount of disrespect
What
you've
text?
thrown on Bo Nix's name.
You're nuts. I don't know what's
Not
up
me.
with you.
But here's
you're
the
just
thing,
a rude
Riff.
guy.
Here's
I'm a great
where I'm gonna shut down what you just said real quick.
What's up?
Since December 1st, Broncos, my team in the AFC to make it out.
You also the same day, the same
Since
day,
December
less than
1st.
24 hours, said, you know, I made a take about the Broncos, but damn it, after this win versus the New York
You beat
Giants,
the Commanders.
After the win versus the New York Giants,
Yeah, man,
we can't rule out the
funny.
Patriots.
You're
We
funny,
can't rule out the
No,
Patriots.
I thought he picked the Patriots.
That's fundamentally
He
no, I
picked
didn't.
the Giants.
No, that's
No. I'm saying to come out the AFC. I thought you meant a TikTok.
That's fundamentally different. What he's saying is that
I thought he picked the
I
Bills.
can't rule out the Patriots after I said the Broncos are my favorite. That's two different things. You can't rule them out, but the Broncos are my favorite, and they have been my favorite.
Can you rule anyone
And
out?
I think the Patriots this weekend proved why, there's some valid concerns about them, because we even talked about it on a podcast. For as exceptional of a quarterback Drake May is, and that Bo Nix has yet to consistently show me, he has the highs of him though, and I think this weekend was an example of that. The Broncos are the most complete team in the AFC. They're the best team. So what you're saying about Bo Nix and his ceiling, that unlocks the Broncos completely. And I think that a difference in philosophy versus Bo Nix and other quarterbacks that I'm never the biggest fan of, and I'll list them. The Tuas of the world, the Daniel Joneses of the world, the Brock Purdy's of the world. No, I was this year, but in years past, I wasn't a fan of Daniel Jones. I think the big difference between Bo Nix and those quarterbacks is that Bo Nix is very talented. He has a really great arm. He is awesome on the move. He has the physical traits to be a high level quarterback. I don't think anything that he wasn't shown previously was due to physical limitations. I think it was due to his processing speed and his footwork, most things that were mechanical. And since the bye week, the Broncos are 6th in EPA per play on offense. They're 2nd in success rate. And before that, they weren't. Before that, they were 26th in success rate. They were an inefficient offense. Now they're starting to string drives together more consistently. The Washington game was unbelievable. Against the Raiders, Bo Nix didn't have to do much, but the rushing game and the quick passing game really carried them to victory, and they controlled the ball game. And then against Green Bay, they played a flawless performance. So we now have a sample size of 3 straight games where this offense is consistently on a down-to-down basis producing at a high level, and it's very efficient. And this is not even just a Bo Nix-centric thing, but that's exactly what they needed from their offense to complement their defense in order to make a run. And if this is the type of offense we're going to get from Denver going forward, then there is no team in the AFC that can beat them. There's too many teams in the AFC right now that are flawed. The Broncos are the one team that, you can nitpick the run game a little bit, but the screen game, the design of the offense has a lot of extensions of the run game within it to have answers for that. They're the most complete team in the AFC. And if Bo Nix can play at a high level, I think he can play at a C level, and the Broncos can make it out the AFC. If he plays at an A level, they can win it all.
Yo.
Shout out to RJ Harvey. Since taking over the starting gig, I believe he's number 2 in success rate. I think Kyron Williams is number 1. He's been such a treat to watch, truthfully, and what he adds in the passing attack as well. He has some great hands. The defense has been our backbone all season. And a lot of people's questions about the Broncos continuously goes at Bo Nix when they say, the defense is going to do their job. Will you, Bo? Will you do your job? And yesterday, in that first half when Green Bay is walking the defense down, walking them down until the red zone.
Game script.
Until the red zone, where we are still the best red zone defense in the league. They would go all the way to the red zone, and the defense would shut the door outside of that unbelievable Josh Jacobs touchdown catch.
It's just penalties, man.
Got to be more disciplined.
Hey.
When the defense was getting gashed and Bo Nix was asked, what can you do for us, 10? Every single time, he led the Broncos down the field, put points on the board. Went tit for tat with an elite quarterback, right?
Jordan Love is elite.
Went tit for tat with an elite quarterback in the biggest game of Denver's season, and you could argue the biggest game of the Packers season. Not many quarterbacks have it. Bo Nix has it. And Joel, I'm glad you're starting to see the light. You've been seeing the light these last couple of weeks.
I saw it to begin.
I'm a man who allows growth. I'm not a man who shuts the door.
Too much.
I agree with
much.
you. I agree with
Too
you.
much grace.
I agree,
not
which is
growth.
why he wants to keep talking like this. Keep going.
At least he's standing.
I won't allow you to one day randomly hit me with the Daniel Jones line. He has no flaws. I won't allow it. You've chosen your side. Fine. But these last couple of
You know what I noticed?
let's hear it.
You know what I noticed? I know your game plan. It's funny.
What's my game plan?
I've caught on to it.
We know what the game plan is.
Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Green Bay.
Mhm.
He becomes a fan.
Mm-hmm.
Eagles beat Green Bay twice last year. He becomes a fan. They get Micah Parsons. Picks him to win the Super Bowl. Second year in a row. It's fine. We don't care. Not going to win.
It's going to be third next year.
Cool. It could be fourth. You
Do it
won't
every
win. That happens. He gets humble, relaxes, chills. All of a sudden, he's a fan of the Eagles. Green Bay and Philly play. Now he's talking his shit. It's weekday, this, that, and the third. Eagles win. All of a sudden, nice to Jalen Hurts' mom, nice to Jalen Hurts. You start to see a trend. Now all of a sudden,
He plays the nice guy.
yeah.
So you're saying I need to be
Now,
mindful of that.
Denver. Who's the biggest Bo Nix hater in the world, according to Denver Twitter and Denver Insta?
No,
this guy.
it's not him. It's not.
Well, among
It's
us.
that guy he does a show with.
Yeah, among us, I'm
And
saying.
he said it yesterday. I was locked in, Joel. You know that. I was watching in the late hours of the night. I was watching Joel V. Moran's show. Tune in on that. I was
miss
listening.
episode.
He said it to him. Jackson, I think you've negatively impacted how I see Bo Nix.
Oh my God.
What Jackson say? I'm actually very interested.
All I'm saying is,
What was
I've seen a
amazing-
pattern.
Well, no, I blame him. That's just telling the truth.
Blame
you know?
Jackson, you
Blame
saying?
Jackson.
I blame
for-
Jackson. You know, I'm a man and I make my own decisions, but sometimes you have friends and they are a negative influence on you. For example,
Zach
you know,
Wilson for me.
I could be somebody that, you know,
nuts.
I don't like to go out, but if I go out with the homies and I'm going to take a couple drinks, bad influence. I feel like Jackson is one of those examples of a bad influence in conversation because let me tell you a story real quick, Riv, and I'm going to respond to every accusation.
I'll be
you
honest,
make
I'm noted.
to-
Trust me,
to
trust me.
Drew, to
I'm here.
disrespect
Don't
my character.
fall for this malarkey.
So you're saying don't trust a supposed friend of mine.
all I'm saying is keep one foot in, keep one foot out, brother. That's all I'm saying.
Leave
Because
one eye open,
I'll-
sure.
Because it could be
Jackson-
one slipper from Bo Nix. And here comes videos.
Yeah,
I've
look,
seen-
you see what I'm doing with Hurts recently. Last week, I mean, it was nuts.
Well, no,
It was nuts.
I
You
did.
gotta watch it.
I
That's
did
what I'm
nothing to disrespect Hurts, and I'll respond to that specifically
you said
now.
23 quarterbacks are better than him.
Jalen Hurts. The video I made was that he's not an elite quarterback. He's not.
You called him elite.
I said no. I didn't.
This summer,
I
yes,
never
you did.
said he was elite. No, I did not. No,
There's a video
I
out
did
there.
not call him elite. I didn't call him elite.
There's a video you saying?
I never called Jalen Hurts elite.
There's a video
No,
you
I
saying?
did not. Jalen Hurts is not an elite quarterback, which is true. I think that it still means he is good. But Riv may have missed the video in which I made about the Eagles where I said, listen, this is the one offensive fix for this team.
No, I seen that.
If they do this, they will be a great offensive team.
I've seen that video.
And this past Sunday against the Raiders, they have the highest amount of snaps, 30 snaps under center of the season and of the Nick Sirianni era, and they get their best offensive performance. They listened to Joel Moran, and they did what Joel Moran said they should do, and now they have a great
We were
offensive
efficient in
performance.
shotgun against the
So,
Raiders.
I've been
I-
talking about going under center since the Minnesota game.
Yeah,
Go
no,
on.
everybody has.
But under center, that's been where they have been most efficient. Jalen Hurts is 2 times better as a quarterback, statistically, under center versus shotgun. So that's there. I was being honest about the situation. That's all it was. When it comes to Bo Nix, Drew understands that I saw the light before anybody else. And this is why he's allowing this to happen.
You saw the light, then you
Because-
turned the light off.
Let me not say be kind. Be smart with your next
because
words.
Drew, what I remember is a day before the show. It was before the draft had happened. And we're talking about the mocks, and you're like, man, they're thinking about mocking Bo Nix to the Broncos. I don't know if I like that. And I was like, hey, Drew, Bo Nix ain't bad. He's not bad. I had a tweet. I think Bo Nix can be a star with the Denver Broncos. It's still there. We even have a show where I said those exact words, and I was propping the Broncos up because I thought Bo Nix was a perfect fit. And then I met Jackson, and then Jackson steered me down the wrong direction when it came to Nix. So what Drew is seeing is a change in a man's philosophy, a retrieval back to an initial opinion that he held, and that was that I am somebody that believes in Bo Nix. And that's what he's seeing right now. So he doesn't see through what you're trying to paint me as, Riff, and he definitely doesn't see me as what he sees in you right now, because you've been all over the place, my friend.
My gosh.
How have I been all over the place?
No, because at minimum, when he said he's bad, he ran with that for moons.
Who?
Joel, from the jump. He had 2 days of being in on Bo Nix and said, I'm out before he even played a snap.
What a time.
You, I don't know, let's wait and see. You go all in this offseason. You trade for Bo Nix in our dynasty league. You
trade,
draft Bo Nix in our redraft league. You were all in on Bo Nix, and then you have him in fantasy, and suddenly now you hate him. Now he's not good. Now he's a terrible quarterback. He's ass, but he's number 8 right now in fantasy finish.
It's not helpful now.
Oh, so he's a top because your team's bad. That's a manager problem.
Whoa, I'm still in
That's
the
a
playoffs.
manager problem.
And one of the leagues I trade for him.
Eliminated. That's a manager problem. So. With you, Mr. Moran, what disappoints me the most is that we finally had an agenda that we were here together.
We're here now.
We had an agenda. Let me finish. We had an agenda. We were here together. You gave me 2 days of enjoying that, and you basically told me to fuck off. So, Riv, I hear what you're saying. I'll keep it in the back pocket. Mr. Moran, I'm choosing to trust you. I trust you.
You should. You should.
Because you're not a Warriors fan.
No.
But when the Warriors were going on their run in 22, you rode. Maybe it's a little bit easier because it's Steph Curry and company. Maybe that's a little bit easier. This road's a little bit tougher. Are you willing to ride? That's what I'm asking you. And I'm asking you right now. Are you in for the long haul with the Denver Broncos this season, yes or no?
They're my pick to make it out the AFC.
We're going to the Super Bowl.
I'm in on the Broncos. My dad's in on Bo Nix. I had a phone call with him, and I even have the voice messages of us, and he is in on Bo Nix too. And that helped my decision too. You know, I trust my dad's judgment. And he didn't know that Sean Payton was coaching the Broncos. And I was like, yeah, they actually said that Bo Nix is like Drew Brees 2.0. And he was like, that's interesting. I was like, yeah, okay. But now listen, and this is my initial thoughts, this is my initial take. And sometimes, sometimes you have conversations with people that you think know more about a subject than you. And I thought Jackson knew more about Bo Nix than I knew about. And I said, I'm going to trust the PFF analyst. I'm going to trust the football knower to gear me on what I see with Bo Nix.
Watch the film.
He did have the highest completion percentage in college football history, Bo Nix did.
Context,
We talked about, do you see what he's doing there right now? Because I do remember when we talked about Bo Nix pre-draft, and, I mentioned that, and Dell said, yes, either a 20-yard throw or it's a throw behind the line of scrimmage.
That's the truth.
And I was like, yeah, but, he was accurate on those throws.
Is that not translate?
Huh?
Is it not
No,
translate?
that's basically what the whole offense still is.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting.
But he's playing really well, and I think that the Broncos are one of the best teams in the AFC, and they're ahead of schedule. This is their second year together. But they can still get some weapons.
All right, enough of me being a dick. I'm done. I had my moment. We're good. The throw to Cortland Sutton on 4th down. That is one of the best throws.
The right side?
Yes, dude.
Yeah, that throw was nuts.
Bro,
that wasn't even his best throw. I thought the throw,
the throw to Franklin
like
over
the
the
post
middle
on the left. Yeah.
Okay, you're saying the post on the touchdown.
Yeah, that was like between 2 or 3 defenders.
The throw that he had to Lil Jordan Humphrey for the touchdown was nuts.
That was one of the best games any quarterback has had
this season.
Yes.
100%. I was watching it. Shout out to Al's family. Happy Hanukkah to everyone celebrating. It was the first night of Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah to you, bro. Dude, I'm there and we're watching. And I think it's the first time I ever watched a game with Alexandra and her family as me.
That's some game to watch, yeah.
And I was 100% acting as if I was in my own home by myself watching this game, because this game meant something to me. And I said it to Alexandra in the morning. I said, I could lose every fucking game before this one. I need this one. I need this one. I could have lost to the Eagles. I could have lost to the Jets, whatever. I could hear you. I couldn't lose to the Packers. No way, no how.
Go Pack, go.
It was one of the happiest moments watching Bo Nix just drive down the field, do whatever he wanted. The play where he's scrambling out of the pocket, and instead of throwing it away, Troy cuts back in and he threads the needle to him. He could do no wrong yesterday. I was on the verge of tears. It was crazy. The throw that he had to Troy Franklin over the middle of the field, the throw that he had to Cortland Sutton on that right side, the throw that he had to Cortland Sutton on that 4th and 3, the throw that he had to Cortland Sutton, where even you could argue that maybe that wasn't a great decision because it was such. he just was so on the money with everything he was doing.
He was in a mode.
The only time I was upset with him was that he left a play out on the field to Marvin Mims. That was a touchdown, kind of floated it. Trusted his arm a little bit too much, and Xavier made a nice play on it. That one, and then on the I think it was either a third or a fourth down conversion. Instead of scrambling, he throws the ball to Mims, and he kind of throws it on his body instead of leading him a little bit out. That makes the defender go ahead and knock it out. Because I think that if Bo takes off, we get the first down, we're keeping moving the drive. But he was so clutch. He was nails the whole game. And it's 100% fact. If we play like we played against the Packers, for the rest of the season, there's no team we should fear. The only team that gives me genuine concern is Houston, because that defense is different.
Not the Jaguars?
They played this week.
Really?
Jags played this week. Should be a good game.
All right. I got your answer now.
What do you mean, the Jaguars?
The Jaguars are better than Houston.
Competition hasn't been great over the last.
No, it
5
hasn't
weeks
been
or
the
so.
best, but
Trevor Lawrence looks elite against, let's think,
Yo,
dog shit Colts
Drew hates
defense.
the Jaguars, bro.
Dog shit Jets defense. What was the game before that?
Cardinals, I think.
well, Bo Nix didn't look great against the Jets.
No.
It was in Europe. I don't care.
So, okay.
And that was when they had Quinn, and that was when they had Sauce. This defense is different.
Well, it's a much different version of the Jaguars offense with Jacoby Myers.
Jacoby Myers has unleashed them. And hey, the way that you can grow with the Broncos since the bye week, same way I can grow with the Jaguars post Jacoby trade. He's been an amazing addition for them.
We'll have the conversation about it because I think it's an interesting one. Listen, Bo Nix played really well, and Bo Nix is really enjoyable to watch when you don't have a nerd in your ear giving you stats and graphs.
Now, you
Jackson
blaming
on
him
your
is
show?
nuts.
Was he on the show last night?
No, he was on the show like hell.
What did he say?
Dude, the start of the show, you can hear
He was distraught.
how angry he was to say, great game. He hit all his throws, precise, best game of his career. We still got to wait and see. I'm not sold yet. Gotta. If he keeps this up, there's not much that I can say, but still, I'm not sure that this is a guy that can go ahead and bring a team to a Super Bowl. If that's going to be the precursor that my quarterback gets the rest of his career, fuck it. That means that I got a guy. But this season, Bo Nix has essentially told every critic to shut the fuck up. And I think what Bo Nix is doing for advanced stats is saving the game of football. Genuinely.
His advanced stats are good now, though.
I was gonna say, if you look at the last month, he's top 6 EPA
I don't give
per
a
play,
fuck about
success
that.
rate,
I don't give a fuck about that
completion percentage over expectation.
Kind of matches the eye test.
Because against the Eagles down the stretch, he was elite. Against the Giants in the fourth quarter, he was amazing.
Yeah, no, it's just you had 2-3 quarters.
These
of
are
them
now
doing
complete
nothing.
games that he's playing.
I also will put that hand in hand with the play calling also being good, on top of the fact that Bo Nix is moving forward in the pocket more often than just quickly going out.
Well, listen, I think the biggest thing is that
even though
there was
the one to Micah where he's going right,
He
goes
could've-
all the way
he
left
could've
to Troy
fucking-
Franklin.
He could have ran to his own end zone
I
last
think
night. And he
this
would've
is the
fucking found a
truest of true
completion.
statements that I've said all show
That should be good.
regarding Bo Nix. There was a difference in how the offense was being called. From our perspectives, we thought about it differently. There were the people out there that said, if Sean Payne is calling this type of offense for Bo Nix, it means X. It means he doesn't trust Bo Nix. Versus when we've seen the offense have to open up those fourth quarters, Bo Nix has looked good, and there's been an advocate of fans saying Sean Payne should open up the offense more for Bo Nix. We have kind of seen now a couple weeks now where
That's
the
true.
training wheels are off.
That statement was always true.
And it is a true statement that Bo Nix is getting more freedom and he's playing much better. And I think the play calling, the shift in play calling is a direct correlation of now what we're seeing from Bo Nix, where he looks the most comfortable that he's ever looked. And the throws that he was missing early in the year, he didn't miss those last year. Maybe occasionally, but he was really off target to begin the year. And now he's hitting those more consistently and more like he hit them last year. So the change in play calling, the better downfield accuracy has all led us to this point. But I think the number one change has been the play calling. The playbook has been opened up for him, and he looks like a much better quarterback now.
And also, not that J.K. Dobbins wasn't all world when he was on that football field, but just having, not that J.K. can receive the ball too. Don't get me wrong. But RJ's such a Swiss Army knife. All offseason, people talked about Evan Ingram being the Joker. It's RJ Harvey.
Yeah.
RJ Harvey is great in between the tackles. He wants to run outside. That's his thing. I'm faster than a lot. I'm going to get outside. But he's good in between the tackles. He's strong. He keeps moving forward. And the guy's hands are glue. RJ Harvey getting added or being such an integral part in the offense. And yesterday's fumble, too. Credit to one of the best in the game. Micah was playing on the interior part of the defensive line. He made a play on him that made him fumble the ball. RJ has been very secure with the ball. It's just a great defensive player making a great play. And am I crazy? Just a quick thing, too. Did you hear a whistle before the fumble, too? Or because I don't know what, maybe it was just like, you know, the crowd is kind of has like random noises. I heard a whistle as soon as they got wrapped up to call a play dead. And then the ball was on the ground, fumble, Green Bay ball. That was annoying. Nevertheless, RJ has been such a great addition because of how explosive he's been. I think we've seen the progression of him being a little bit, his vision improving week to week. But again, the pass catching ability being added to the Broncos as well from the running back position. I think that can't be understated. Marvin Mims getting back onto the field yesterday. That gave us a great boost. Troy Franklin remembering that when he is able to catch the ball at a high percentage, he's one of the better wide receiver twos in this game. And Courtland Sutton just continues to be a leader. I know we're talking about the offense nonstop because that's the highlight. And I know we've just become so numb to the idea of this Broncos defense. But the second half, we shut it down. We shut it down. After that Surtain interception, the pressure that we were getting on Jordan Love, it was the most pressure that the Packers have faced all season long. We continue to be the best defensive line in football.
Zach Tom went out too.
That too. That was unfortunate because obviously he's been huge. But Riley Moss, they continue to call these ticky-tack fouls on him with the pass interference that the play right after leads to a Josh Jacobs touchdown. And then he gets his get back with a pick late in the game to go ahead and essentially seal the game for us. The defense was huge. It was just such a great team performance yesterday that if you had any questions about Denver, they were all answered yesterday. You wondered how they look against an elite offense? Done. You wonder how the defense would look after facing a little bit of adversity? Done. How would the defensive line look against a quarterback who's great at not taking sacks? Done. How would Bo Nix look in a high leverage situation? Done. How would Bo Nix look in structure? Done. How would Bo Nix look out of structure? Done. How would our wide receiver 2 look when he's called to step up to the plate and do his job at a high level? Done. RJ Harvey? Done. Offensive line against a great defense? Done. We answered it all. Sean Payton play calling, maybe that fourth down kind of leaves you a little bit. I'm joking. He's been amazing. Since the bye week, we've been a perfect team. The Broncos, we should feel as confident we've ever been. This is the best version of ourselves, and we can only get better from here.
Type shit. Go Denver.
I think Bo Nix is comparable to Jalen Hurts. I feel like the way people view Jalen Hurts is a lot of the same how people view Bo Nix.
People and you, or just people?
I think the generic public.
Okay. I agree.
Because I think take away the 2022 season because it was like MVP level. But a majority of people view Jalen Hurts as a quarterback who gets uplifted by a situation. Obviously, they have weapons, but last year, offensive line, run game isn't as great in Denver. But overall, just the team is the team, and Jalen Hurts or Bo Nix could kind of make or break what that team does, right? Last season, maybe not so much because in the playoffs, Jalen Hurts wasn't really great up until the Super Bowl.
NFC Championship.
NFC Championship, he was solid.
We beat the shit.
No, he was great in that game.
Which
Against Washington.
Washington, yeah.
But the defense had like 5 turnovers.
Yeah,
it was a bit of a
great team
it
win.
was a bit of an ass kicking.
Commanders.
But no, you're right. I'm thinking more of the Packers game, the Rams game. But either way, Bo Nix for the next 3-ish weeks, I don't even think it matters what he does.
No.
Nobody's going to care. if Bo Nix is great, we could come up here. You could scream at me. If he's terrible,
This is my last week to take a victory lap in the regular season.
It's all going to come down to the playoffs.
100% agree.
Because if Bo Nix in the first round, right? Say they play Buffalo in round, right? They get a bye. Second round, they play Buffalo. They're the 6th seed, right?
Yeah.
If you go out there and you lose to Josh Allen in the first round, no one's going to care about this game.
It's true.
If you go out there and you do what Jalen Hurts did in the playoffs in the NFC Championship game, and you go out there and not only is your team great, but you're great and the offense is great, no more questions. No one's questions Jalen Hurts has questions now, but nobody questions Jalen Hurts like, oh, can he be the guy? Can he lead you to the Super Bowl? Can he win your Super Bowl? I guess people do, but I think majority of people
fan
like
base would be
he has shown multiple times that in a big game, in a big moment, he can do that. Yeah. Bo has done that in the regular season. But it's just going to come down to, it's really going to be like 2 games, maybe 1 game, maybe 3 games, who knows? But it's really going to come down to like this very, very, very small sample size, and that's what people are going to run with for the rest of the offseason, right or wrong, right? He could go out there and he could shit the bed in the playoffs and just throw 3 picks the first game, and next year they can win the Super Bowl. Or next year he could go and have a flawless run. After the next 5 years, he could be terrible. But it's just going to come down to these 1 to 3 games, however many games Denver has to play if and when they make the Super Bowl. If he's great, everyone shuts the fuck up. If he's terrible, everyone says you move on. So shout out to Bo Nix for having a great game. But I think both sides, if you're a Bo Nix lover, if you're a Bo Nix hater, if you're somewhere in between, no one's really going to settle until you see what happens in the playoffs.
Can't disagree with that.
Patrick Mahomes, Micah Parsons both got hurt. It was an awful day for me yesterday.
Awful day for the NFL.
One of the best players on my favorite team, you can argue the best player on my favorite team got hurt. And then my favorite player in the NFL also got hurt. Now we have to answer the question of what's next for both teams after these injuries. The Chiefs lose Patrick Mahomes for the rest of the season. The season was essentially over unless he led a game-winning drive, which was very possible. They were moving the ball down the field on that final drive. But it ends in an interception for Gardner Minshew. They're out of the playoffs. And now you look towards the offseason to rebuild this. I felt like that Patrick Mahomes injury was emblematic of the strain and pressure and load the Chiefs have been putting on Mahomes for years. That his final play was him trying to make somebody miss, him trying to make a play out of nothing, and then his knee just gave out. He was playing with a knee injury in this game. He's been on the injury report for weeks now, and his knee gave out with little to no chance to make the playoffs. He went out there and played.
Warrior.
And this year, he has scrambled the most times per game in his NFL career, which means he has played every game this year like a playoff game. In years past, the scrambling numbers have went up in the playoffs. He went from like 2 to like 4 from the regular season to the postseason. This year, almost every game, he's scrambling about 4 times. He's the second most quarterback hit this year, only behind Justin Herbert. And he's taken a lot of hits on his body from this year to the deep playoff runs that he's had, to the other regular seasons that he's had. And now I feel like it finally gave out. And I think this was a culmination of all the wrong decisions Casey has made up until this point. I know that it's easy to overlook their bad decisions because they have consistently been able to win and overcome those bad decisions. But no running back for the Mahomes tenure era at all. You see the best offenses have shifted into heavier personnel packages and running the football to run defenses out of 2 high shells. KC plays against the lightest boxes in the league. They haven't been able to establish a run game. The offensive line's there. It's just the running back, and they failed to do that. And then the receivers. Now they need to think about a world post-Kelsey. They either need to bring in more tight end talent or another receiver, because Xavier Worthy is not good. And he was a first-round pick, but he's a gadget player. I don't know if he's any better than McCole Hardman. And Rashee Rice, he's solid. He's reliable, and Mahomes trusts where he will be.
I'm nuts to say that he'll take over the Kelsey role.
Who?
Rashee Rice.
And playing the intermediate areas of the field.
Yeah.
But in terms of being the number one target, if he is the number one target share player in the offense next year, that is a problem because they need a receiver better than him. Like I was chewing a bit more than I could chew when I was giving some Rashee Rice takes because I thought he was going to go to the moon. But I have been leveled back to reality.
He had a couple of drops.
And
give him a break.
He had a lot of drops. And he's also taking a lot of hits, and I think that's in due part to the offense being predictable and the defense is knowing exactly where they're going to go, and that's why he's been leveled. But like Jacoby Myers or Rashee Rice, is there a big gap in how good they are?
I think Rashee Rice is better. But Jacoby's
Like
playing
if,
really
if
well.
Rashee Rice is better, if you think he's better,
Same tier.
is it drastic or is it like those are like the same level of wide receivers?
I'll take Rashee Rice personally.
And that's what I mean. I think Rashee is more of a number 2, high end 3, like solid number 2.
Rashee Rice?
Yes, I think Rashee Rice is
High end 3.
a great number 2.
You said
he's
3?
a great number
He
2.
did say high.
Great
end
number
three.
2. Great,
No,
great
yeah, he's
two,
he's a number 2,
I
but
don't know if
he's
he
more
can
of
be
a high end
the
3.
focal point of your offense.
Jacoby
And
Myers-
High end number 2s can be the vocal point for some time.
if you have great, like if your defense is great, you have a great run game, but if you're relying on the passing game and all you have is like, no disrespect to Smitty, but it's like it's Smitty and your wide receiver 2 is Xavier
Like
Worthy.
Jacoby
It's like,
Myers
I don't know.
in
It's worked before though.
Has it?
Yeah.
For a team for this Chiefs team that has a defense that's suspect, no run game.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, that's kind of weird.
Like if it was the Chiefs we've seen in years past where the defense is up, you know what I mean?
yeah, I mean, I guess for this team, but like I've seen Smitty and just nobody
No, you
behind
have.
him still be pretty efficient.
like for example, I think Jacoby Myers, he's the number 2 in Jacksonville now. If Travis Hunter was healthy, he's probably the number 3 there. You know,
Yeah.
I think he's an elite as a number 3, but more of a number 2. But I don't know if Rashee Rice is as good as these number 2 wide receivers that are really high in number 2s. Is he anywhere as good as Devontae Smith? Is he anywhere as good as someone like T. Higgins? I don't see it. You know,
Rasheed's tough because the way he's using the offense, he puts up wide receiver 1 numbers. And
Yes.
you talk about in fantasy, and he's a top 7 receiver and all of this. But if you're just going bar for bar, T. Higgins, Smitty, Rashee Rice, yeah, like I hear what you're saying.
So I think the Chiefs this offseason, they're staring at the biggest offseason for this post-Mahomes era where they got to figure it out. They need defensive line help. They need a running back. They need to establish a run game. They need better wide receiver talent. They need to replace Travis Kelce. They have holes all over, and they need to address them, or else you're going to risk wasting Mahomes' prime. But I think up until this point, really since 2022, Andy Reid has not been able to really adapt his offensive philosophy. He's also been limited by the personnel because the tackle situation has been awful for KC. Even this year, where I feel like they fixed it, injuries has been the big reason why. You know, they were playing their 5th string tackle yesterday against the Chargers. Injuries are the reason why the tackle position was derailed this year, but 2 years before this, it was awful, you know? So they need to address their holes, and they got away with not addressing them, but now it is a do or die offseason. They have to hit an absolute home run if this team has any chance of being back on top.
Yeah, I mean, next year is going to be tough regardless because you have Mahomes coming off the injury, but it does give you a decent chance to have a reset. And I mean, you laid it out. The Chiefs have a lot of holes, you know, like this is a team that, again, has been masked because you have the best quarterback in football. When you have the best quarterback, one of the best head coaches in football, you can, you know, overcome a lot. You can overcome some deficiencies at running back and defense and pass rusher and wide receiver, and the list goes on and on. But this is an offseason where, you know, I know Leo Chanel's a free agent. Travis Kelce's talking about retiring. You have Trent McDuffie's going to be due for an extension. You talked about all of the needs at receiver and running back. The offensive line was super banged up this year. Outside of quarterback and Rashee Rice being like your wide receiver too, like Chris Jones, you know, is getting up there into his, you know, early to mid 30s. There's not a lot of positions that you could just write in pen next year for the Kansas City Chiefs, right? I don't want to call it a transition year because I do expect Mahomes to play a majority of next season, right? I don't know if he's going to be ready exactly for week 1, but I'm expecting him at minimum by like week 4 to be out there just in terms of modern medicine. If he is back in 9 months, right, it's going to
Puts
be...
him on track for September.
Yeah, it's about September, but you think maybe misses training camp, OTAs, they're going to want to play it slow. But,
Fair.
you know, either way, let's say he's back October 1st, week 4, week 5. I think Mahomes played majority of the season. So it's weird because it feels like a transition year, but you're going to get to October and you're like, holy shit, the best quarterback in football just came back. Like, we should still try to play for something.
Second best.
Sure, Josh Allen is playing great right now.
Third best.
Lamar Jackson up there for
Let's
sure.
do it. Let's do it.
Okay. But no, it's a very interesting offseason for the Chiefs because obviously for the last 2 years, it's been you're coming off a Super Bowl. How do you get back or how do you repeat? But this is the first year, obviously. You missed the playoffs. So it gives you a really good chance. We talked about this last week's episode where if you lose the Super Bowl, it's easy to say just run it back. When you miss the playoffs in disastrous fashion, it's a lot harder to say run it back. So I do think the Chiefs are going to have some more overall changes, and they need that, right? Like we saw Tom Brady go through multiple dynasties, really, right? Like it was the ones in the early 2000s, then it was the ones in like the middle 2010s. So we've seen this before when it comes to all-time great teams and all-time great quarterbacks, and that's what they need. They need a bit of a different reset. I think post ACL, it's going to be a bit of Chiefs 2.0. I don't think it's going to be as reliant. Obviously, it's still Mahomes, and he's going to be the dude, but I don't think it is, and it shouldn't be as reliant on Patrick Mahomes. Please save us every single game like we saw that this season.
It's sad when you see one of the game's best go out.
Get well soon.
Get well soon, Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, the game is 100% better with Mahomes. It's unfortunate that we won't get to see him finish out this season. Considering the amount that he had to do for the team, it is extremely, really unfortunate what had transpired. But like you mentioned, he had to shoulder not just the passing game, but on top of it, the running game. You mentioned this, the most that we've seen Patrick Mahomes run. I think that there's a litany of things that have gone wrong for them. Eric Bieniemy breaking up with the Kansas City Chiefs to go and search out his own opportunity. Now, Eric Bieniemy failed post Kansas City, but yes, Kansas City won the championship in 23. But this offense did not look amazing in 23, did not look amazing in 24. It looked good to start the season, but without a running game, it hasn't been consistently great. It's just Patrick Mahomes is one of the best quarterbacks in the game. The defense has consistently been average to above average. I think the 1 year you look at it to being a difference maker was that 2023 team where Chris Jones was the best version of himself, of just making impact on every single play. And Trent McDuffie was an all-pro. They just had a lot of strong players at every level, it seemed. But majority, it's been Mahomes carrying. This offseason, it's clear. And at least you now have pressure to go and do something. Where this year, it's like, we just came off a Super Bowl. We just went to 3 straight, won 2 of the last 3. We can chill. We just missed the playoffs with one of the best quarterbacks this game's ever seen. In the prime of his career.
Yeah.
This is inexcusable. So Brett Veach has been terrible. Matt Nagy's been terrible.
The team sucks.
Andy Reid hasn't been the best version of himself. Travis Kelce's washed. The secondary's terrible. The defensive line's not that good. Your run defense is great. I'll give you that. That's the one constant year in, year out. Your tackles are bad. Your wide receivers are underwhelming. And your run game is dog shit. At least you have a clear vision on what to do this offseason.
Get better everywhere.
Get better at every single position because 15 can only do so much to uplift this team. And in 2023, he did so much so to go ahead and bring you another championship. He can only do so much. Now listen, as the Bronco fan in me, if this is now his Tom Brady 10-year run of his teams being underwhelming, sign me up. But no fan should ever root for it to be this way. You want to beat the guy while he's at his best, while he's at 100. And yes, they did fall short prior to this injury, but you want him on the field nevertheless. This is a failed season for Kansas City. I don't look at this as a failed season for Patrick Mahomes because he did everything he possibly could.
He was great.
Oh, man. First of all,
get well soon.
Get well soon, Patrick Mahomes. Get well soon.
He can have my ACL.
Okay.
I'm going to keep mine.
I'm definitely going to keep mine. He cannot have mine.
Lamar needs him. I need him, just in case.
I was going to say, like, my teams, I got to keep him just in case for my guys.
Good thing ACLs he can come back from. Like nowadays, technology, advancements in medicine. He doesn't need,
like a high ankle sprain.
Yeah, he doesn't need to have mine. That was nuts. But
remember when OG said that a calf strain is the worst injury in sports?
Shit, it's not really that wrong.
He isn't. Nowadays, that takes age well.
Yeah,
I laughed at it in the moment. I'm like, OG, I don't know. Like,
yeah, it used to be like it used to have been that big, but now it's like everybody has a calf strain. Like you got to be careful with those. Yeah, the team is dog shit. I seen something that said the Chiefs are like -40 in cap in terms of just money.
Yeah, that's easy to get out of though.
Yeah, so I think I think it's okay. You know, I've seen dynasties come and go. You know, this kind of reminds me of, you know, it's like kind of relating to the NBA, kind of like the Kobe after Shaq vibes, where like now you're gonna go through your, you know, progressive state or your time period where you're kind of just gonna have to thug it out a little bit by yourself. And I think for the Chiefs, it won't take long, maybe a year, maybe two. Retool. You know, this is a perfect way to end a dynasty in a sense of you've made it to the Super Bowl 3 of the last 4 years. You know, you've had long seasons, you've had literally quick off seasons and stuff like that. Take the year off, reboot, retool. I think the team needs help. I think not having a running game is, like, you've seen what the running game does for Josh Allen. Granted, they don't have receivers, but having that James Cook and that guy who you could just kind of give the ball to, and that offensive line kind of just stuff other defensive lines, and James Cook would be great. That having a run game like that, like you've seen what Saquon does for Jalen Hurts, you saw what JT was doing for Daniel Jones. Like having a run game with Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery do. Having a run game really alleviates a lot of pressure off the quarterback. And I think, you know, you can go out there, you can definitely get a number one wide receiver. They haven't had that since Tyreek Hill. I think that's important too. But I really don't think you need that if you have a balanced attack with the run game. I think if you just can grab another guy in the wide receiving department, make it a little 2-3-3-5, meaning a wide receiver 2, a wide receiver 3, a wide receiver 3, and then have a really good running game that helps. I feel like the offensive line is sturdy. I do think they need a little bit of help, but you have Creed Humphrey, you have Simmons. You have guys that are good. Defense, are you going to pay Trent? I don't know. I think Trent's really great. I think
Overrated.
Possibly, but I do think he has a lot on his plate.
True.
I think that's important too. Chris Jones, he's getting up there in age. He also has a lot on his plate. I just think there's a lot on the plate of the superstars of the Chiefs, and I think it just has caught up to them. Like the league is just at a different pace that it is right now. And I think with the Chiefs, you got to go in there. They've known the draft well, so that's really good. For the most part, like they've drafted some good pieces, so I think they'll be okay there. Just have to figure out the money situation, bring in really good players. I don't think it'll take long, though. When you have a quarterback like Mahomes, it shouldn't take long. It's about, like you said before, though, are you going to take him for granted and not just because he's the best in the game, you feel like you don't have to put enough around him. I think you should always feel the need to stack up your team as much as possible, no matter if you have the best in the game, second best in the game. Always stack up your team. It makes it easier for your superstar. But I'm happy. I'm glad. This shit is lit.
I'm pretty hyped.
We get a new champion, a new AFC game without the Chiefs.
Yay for
so
parity.
That's important. Yeah, like parity is lit.
Shout out.
You know, I did say that Mahomes didn't fail, but then I think back.
No,
on
he
that
definitely failed. I
I think
don't know.
back on that Texans game, and I'm like,
No, he felt like dog shit. I don't know why you
0
said that.
touchdowns,
That
3
was crazy.
picks. Then I look back in this game yesterday against the Chargers.
He didn't fail alone. The
Do it
Chiefs
that-
failed.
no, that's what I'm saying.
collectively.
The Chiefs
Yeah,
utterly
yeah.
miserably
And listen,
failed.
all great players fail. So it's no slight. Like
Well,
Tom
Brian
Brady,
going to fail more often than not.
with him, nah, I doubt it. But he's one of the few.
Well, win the Super Bowl. That's a win.
You know what? That's great. Depends on what failure is to you, because I feel like Tom Brady, he's failed before.
Yeah.
So if Tom Brady can fail,
Well, I think for
Mahomes
Mahomes, for
can
Brady,
fail.
it's Super Bowl.
that's fair. They
Fair
set
enough.
that standard. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's interesting how they both tore their ACLs in their ninth season.
yeah.
It's obviously not in the same circumstance, but still in the ninth years for it to happen, I think is an interesting coincidence. I feel like I'm very interested in knowing what they're going to do in the first round, because they need 3 positions on offense: running back, wide receiver, tight end. In this draft, you have Kenyon Sadiq, who is an awesome tight end prospect. You have Jeremiah Love, who is an amazing running back prospect. And you have wide receivers like Micah Lemon from USC, Carnell Tate, that are really good. They also need defensive line help. But if I'm the GM of the Chiefs, I'm trying to help Mahomes over putting more on the defense. Like the run after Tyreek Hill, a lot was invested on the defense. I feel like now this stage, let's invest more into Mahomes to take some load off of him. And then let's try to puzzle up the defense, but let's make the offense as great as we can. The running back and tight end position, to take them in the first round, is interesting, because if you take those 2 positions in the first round, you're paying them like top 5 at their position. So you lose pretty much the contractual value in drafting them. Versus a wide receiver, if you nail a top 15 type wide receiver in the first round, you're getting him at a fraction of a cost comparatively to his value. Like top end wide receivers are getting 30 million,
40
million per year. If you land a wide receiver, you got him on like a $6 million per year contract for 4 years with the 5th year option. I feel like from a positional value standpoint, it makes the most sense to target a wide receiver. And there's no wide receiver that I love more than Carnell Tate. I think Carnell Tate is going to be an absolute superstar, and hopefully the Chiefs lose out because then they'll have a better pick. But right now they're slated at 11.
They got the Titans next week, right?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Winnable. Super winnable.
They'll lose one more for sure.
Yeah.
The Chiefs will.
They have 6 wins, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
6 and
They'll
7.
They could finish 6 and 11. That's like a top. That was like what 10th pick maybe. Something like that.
Around there. So it's not the best because I think Carnell Tate, he could go in the top 10. He's
The
that
Chiefs
good.
did play pretty shitty yesterday, man.
They played. Yeah, it was terrible. They got off to a quick start. I think they were up 7-0.
Well, outside of the
10-0.
first drive, they were cooked. They couldn't do anything offensively. They were done.
They've been shit all year.
They're
man.
running back 9 carries for 7 yards or 7 carries for 9 yards around there. It was pretty awful.
No troll, bro. Picking the Chargers was the easiest pick of the weekend.
Bro, and they were plus 260.
Like the Chiefs were dead. They were dead. It was over. Like you can see it, bro. Like I don't know why you didn't see it, but
And I still thought that last drive was like, he's gonna drive down the field.
And I respect that. Mahomes is that guy where you stick with it to the end.
That's
to the
kind of how
end.
I felt, and it bit me in the butt the last 2 weeks. But I'm like, I'm just gonna keep doing it until he doesn't. You know what I mean? It's
respect that,
been a
you know what
good
I'm
bet for
saying?
the first 8 years.
Only a few guys get that leeway. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Him, Brady, LeBron, MJ type shit. Like it's that type of dudes.
And then the Micah injury, I don't think the Packers are going to bounce back from it at all. He has 67 pass rush wins, the most in the NFL. The 5 Packers, their best defensive linemen, are combined for 66. Rashawn Gary is not a star no more. He's an average player. You have a booger in your nose.
You do have a boogie.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
Which nose?
You're right one.
The main camera wasn't gonna pick it up, so I was gonna wait till the show was over. but I've noticed it the whole
I
pod.
ain't tell me,
I haven't
bro.
seen it, bro. You're a different angle.
Appreciate you, real nigga.
Different angle.
Even
But,
though you're not one.
I think that it's going to be pretty much impossible to come back from. They've had too many major
You're
injuries.
saying this season?
Yeah, I think they have a playoff team still. And even before the Micah trade, I thought this team was going to make the playoffs. So the only way this team can make a run is if Jordan Love goes nuclear and is perfect down the stretch, and Jeff Hafley pulls something out of his ass. That's pretty much the only two things. I just hate the fact that this team could not be healthy. I don't think that any team would have survived the injuries they've had. I think the 49ers injuries have been worse, but the Packers have been right up there. I mean, they've just been just as bad. Micah Parsons lost for the year. Devontae White, who was breaking out, lost for the year. Tucker Kraft, all-pro tight end, probably was going to make the first or second team. He was lost for the year. Then Elton Jenkins, the best offensive lineman on the team, lost for the year. Christian Watson didn't play for large parts of this season. Jaden Reed was injured for large parts of this season. So many injuries that have been catching up to the Packers to where this is the worst case scenario. And we saw something like this happen to the Colts where you make an all-in trade and then the player you trade for gets hurt. Sauce Gardner, thank God, wasn't a season-ending one, but he's going to be monitored week to week because he has a calf strain and those can linger on. But it's worst case scenario. Thank God the Packers are in this position now where they're going to be in the playoffs. But you kind of just look to next season. And they're kind of just like, okay, next season when we have our team fully healthy, we have to try to, hopefully stay healthy and then make it to the end.
I think the concern. Well, let's go with the positive first. Positive is you guys still will most likely make the playoffs. Jordan Love gets more playoff experience. The Packers as a whole get more playoff experience. That's a positive. Now, the concern is, are your best players injury prone? And are they so injury prone to the point, not Micah, this is a freak injury for him. Micah, I'm not excluding
Even
this.
Kraft.
It's the receivers.
Kraft with a torn ACL.
I think Christian Watson.
Christian
clearly
Watson.
Injury prone.
Christian
Savage,
Watson is
yeah.
so comfortably to me.
Yes.
The X factor to this team that without him, I feel wildly pessimistic
There's
about
like
this
two.
offense.
Kraft and Watson are both X factors.
100%.
But you can't get them on the field together.
At the same time, if and when you get two of them on the field at the same time, we shouldn't question this offense at all. We've seen it without both of them on the field at the same time. This is one of the most efficient offenses. We saw how the offense looked with Christian Watson in this Broncos game. It was wildly effective until they tried PS2. That was ill-advised.
Love threw a bat throw.
Oh, no, it was bad.
But
horrible.
Watson had to step.
He did, yeah.
No, I mean PS2 jumped that shit. Like
Yeah.
it was a dive.
It was
for
underthrown.
It was a
a
tough
great
decision.
play by PS2.
It was one of the best reps of corners
Bro
had this
literally
season.
dove for the shit.
No, I'm not
like,
saying it wasn't, but Love had pressure in his face. He couldn't get the air he
course.
needed on
I
the
think
ball.
what you would rather do,
But
is-
Watson didn't have
what
Steph.
you should do is praise PS2 because what we shouldn't
do
do
praise him.
is talk about how Jordan Love sold the game. He sold the game.
Sounds
Unfortunately for you, he sold the game.
No, he
move
didn't.
on.
It's just one play.
big,
just
big
move on.
game sounds pretty natural.
So when you look at it in that perspective, that's what's concerning for me. Will the Packers ever be 100%? Especially now with Jordan Love on this big contract. And Jordan Love, I don't have any worries, except for maybe these big moments now. Riv, if that's a concern, we'll look
I'm
at
asking.
them. We'll keep it in our mind.
What do you think?
I don't know. This is kind of just like
He always
clockwork.
He
Like,
just always has
you
one
come out the gate.
one bad play where it's just like, what the fuck are you doing? You know?
Like lasers, darts, dimes.
yeah.
One of the best throws of the season to Romeo Dobbs in the early part of the game off his back foot. Wow, but then end the game, you'd think, yo, good idea. Let's try the best corner since Darrelle Revis. Over the middle of the field, behind, I think, who was it, Matthew Golden? Nevertheless, doesn't matter. Behind him, interception, Riley Moss. It's like, when you need him, maybe it's not there,
Well, it
but
should have been caught. It was Wicks.
it was behind him.
It should have been caught.
yeah, I don't know.
Should have been caught.
You would do the same thing, and I'm going to keep that same energy.
should've been caught.
It was behind, not a good throw. I'm going to blame
His
Jordan
hands
Love.
was on it.
I'm going to blame Jordan Love.
And the thing is,
nevertheless,
the Watson
I'll just
play-
wrap up. I'm sorry. I'll just
would
wrap
have been
up.
a touchdown.
I'll just wrap up.
Sure.
The Packers, unfortunately, they're just not in a good spot when it comes to their best players because the concern of them not being able to stay on the field. I think Christian Watson's an amazing player. I think Tucker Kraft's an amazing player. Obviously, Micah Parsons is one of the best we've ever seen at the edge rusher position. But the fear is that they're never going to have all their guys together at the same time. And if you're a Packers fan, that has to concern you. But at minimum, your quarterback is good.
You know, being a teacher, I see a lot of good
Love
things.
this route.
Yeah, I see a lot of good things. And
Thank you, Riv.
this one
If
time,
nobody said thank you, thank
You're a
you.
hero.
this one time I gave out a test, a spelling bee. Will you?
Spelling test?
No,
Thank
Or
you.
spelling bee?
Sorry, pardon me. Gave out a spelling test. Simple words. And this one kid in my class, smart as hell. Does Tua get this third down? Let's find out.
Oh, that's kind of a
unfortunate.
good ball.
It was low, really low. I don't even know who that is to catch that.
Probably
Respect
Ben
to-
Waller.
That's unfortunate. Gave out a spelling test. Right. Kid I know in my class, super smart. He gave all the hard words. Did his thing.
Cooked.
I'm talking about, for sixth graders, encyclopedia was up there. He killed it.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Psychology was up there. He killed it. But then I put an easy word. I put confirm.
CUNFIRM.
Dude, didn't know you had that in you.
Spelled the shit out of it wrong. Spelled it wrong. And that reminds me of Jordan Love. He does everything.
The hard way.
He's so meticulous.
It's all the
And then
fadeaway
it's just
throws, man.
one play, and it's just like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I'm saying? But Jordan Love is a great quarterback, and I think here's where I'm at with it. I think this situation is funny because you have Green Bay fans that are giving up. You have Green Bay fans that are kind of like chalk the season up. Yeah, we made the playoffs. And I think that's cool and all, but I think in some world, if you feel like you got a guy back there playing quarterback, you feel like you have a top 7, 8 guy, you should still feel like you have a chance. I don't think anybody in the NFC is, these world beaters. Like, you don't have the last year Eagles. I think the Rams are great. They've shown a little vulnerability in their, tucked in their sleeve. I think the Seahawks aren't unbeatable. Eagles definitely aren't unbeatable. You know what I'm saying? The Bucks suck. Or whoever comes out that division, you know what I'm saying? The Niners are a good team, but are they great? I don't think so. So I think if you're sitting there and you're like, yeah, we lost Micah. Christian Watson's going to be back eventually. You should still feel like if you got that guy, you should get it done. Now, I still think the Green Bay Packers should walk into the playoffs, but they should still try to get this, this home game in the playoffs. So go out there and try to beat Chicago. So that way you have a first round matchup at home. That'll really be huge. That's like another player on the field playing for you. But yeah, the Micah injury is brutal. You made this trade for him. I think this one is tough because it's kind of later in the season. You kind of had something to play for. You were kind of on a roll doing your thing, fresh off a win against Chicago. You were looking at like the number 1 seed or at least the number 1 seed in your division, which is really huge. Then you lose Micah. Before that, you lost Tucker Kraft. Before a big game, I think it was right before Philly, they lost Tucker Kraft. So you keep losing these players before these big games, which is really huge because this team offensively, you're losing your top two guys. And I think defensively, you're losing your best player. Like Micah is a generational player and you're losing him. That's brutal. But I think we're Green Bay. I wouldn't just look to this year. I still feel like this year you still have a chance. I still feel like you should feel like you have a chance. And I don't think you should just wash away just because you lost Micah Parsons. If anything, you should galvanize the troops. Use this as motivation. Try to make a run, especially with the NFC. There's so much parity going around in the league, and there's so much, with all these teams having a weakness. I don't feel like losing Micah should, disrupt what you got going on. I definitely feel like it's a blow. And if you lose, you could definitely probably point to, if we have Micah, we probably win this game. We have Tucker, probably win this game for sure. But you should definitely still go in here thinking, we can still win these games. We still have Jordan Love. We still have guys. We still have Xavier McKinney and stuff like that. We still feel like we should win these games.
Nobody is questioning Jordan Love, at least Packers fans, and nobody's questioning the offense. The offense is elite, and Christian Watson's injury is not serious.
Thank God.
I think you are vastly underselling the impact of Micah Parsons.
Not at all.
He was the only
if your offense is
person.
that elite, you can still win
who's
games.
underselling it?
He was the only person that was on the defensive line that could generate any type of pass rush.
But I understand what he's saying. He's just saying that you guys are still a talented
You
team.
thought you could win the Super Bowl before Micah.
But that was
should still feel
that was
you should still
before
feel
the
that way.
trade where they traded Kenny Clark and they
Kenny
lost
Clark
depth on
wasn't
the
good
defense.
for you guys.
Kenny Clark is I
Good
think
run stuffer.
way better than what they have now, and that's also Devontae Wyatt. who's
Why
supposed to
being
step up,
injured really? Of
is
course,
out.
Micah's number one. That's terrible.
For sure.
But when Wyatt was out, we spoke about it. What he meant to the
Well, yeah.
interior part of your defensive line.
That's the thing. Is like when Devontae Wyatt went out, it was like, okay, this is all Micah now.
Yes.
And now Micah's down. There's nobody.
You should still feel like you have an efficient offense. You have a high-powered offense.
I don't hate
you
this
can still win
opinion.
I mean,
games.
of course, you can still win games, River. We're talking about is going on a run, and
You asked
have
Josh
to
Allen
have
to
an
go
elite
on a run,
defense.
correct? You asked Josh Allen to go on a run with James Cook, an elite running back. Fair.
No, I'm saying
can do
Josh.
it.
But I'm just saying for Jordan Love, who is an elite quarterback in your eyes, with this offense being one of the most efficient offense in the
I'm
league,
I'm not
saying go out there and win a
they can
Super
still
Bowl.
go on
I'm
a
not
run is what
making
he's saying,
I'm
and
not
I don't
making
hate it.
any excuses for Jordan Love and company. I think the offense will be just fine. I don't think they'll be able to get off the field. The defensive line is cooked now. They can't generate a pass rush, and that was the only thing masking the bad corner play. Carrington Valentine's the only corner that I trust. Everybody else, Keyshawn Nixon,
He
Nate
got fired
Hobbs,
yesterday.
they're awful. They cannot play. They get cooked consistently. And Carrington Valentine is good in spurts, but now you have to cover longer. There's nobody on the defense line that can do anything.
Yeah, I think you misconstrued what I said, though. I'm not
You're not a
saying
Rashawn Gary guy?
No, he's awful.
I'm not saying
Awful
you should
nuts.
go
He
run
has
the
0
table.
sacks in the last 7 games.
I'm not saying you should go run the table. I'm saying you should still walk into the playoffs with that confidence that you can. That's all I'm saying. You should still walk into the playoffs with that confidence and that belief and that moxie on your back. Like, we got to do it
The
for
only
them.
team you can't beat is the Rams in the NFC. That's the only team they can't
They
beat.
can't beat us, bro. We're a terrible
Philly,
matchup.
that's
We're
fair.
awful
In
matchup for them.
terms
gonna
of
say,
just
Philly was
like,
nuts.
in terms of
He fell off.
just
He's always weird. Yeah.
on paper,
No,
on paper,
they really can't beat us. Like,
it's
no
just-
matter what.
honestly, I think
And
it's
now
a
they
mind
really
thing.
can't beat us.
because
Like,
I
no
mean, listen,
bullshit.
unless Philly under Centermore, which did a lot against the Raiders, maybe they found some things to be more consistent offensively.
Bro, I'll be honest. We don't have to have a good offensive game to beat them.
I'm gonna be
but
honest.
Just like the last time you beat them, dude, it could have gone either way. Like,
here's
you
how I
did
feel
not
about the
dominate them.
Packers.
Sure.
Yeah, they got
Did you
worse.
guys get better?
No, we're the same. That's what I'm
Here's
saying.
exactly how I feel about Green Bay. Green Bay going on a run would be similar to San Francisco going on a run with all the injuries that have happened to both teams. We both know the defenses are underwhelming. They can't generate a pass rush, and everything's on the offense. And in playoff football, you need a combination of both.
Can you win a playoff game?
Yes, you can win a playoff game. I
right.
think you can win a playoff
I think
game.
that's
And
where I'm at with it.
Listen, of course,
I agree.
the players on the team should feel that way. They shouldn't just chalk up the season. But Micah is such a game. That's like losing Jordan Love on offense. That's how much of a game changer
A little bit
it
different,
is.
but yeah.
No, I understand what you're
Yeah, I
saying.
definitely get it.
It changes how you play defense. It
Yeah,
changes
I'm with
everything.
you. But I still feel like you can win a playoff game. Like, if you lost Jordan Love except Micah, I would think you cannot win a playoff game.
Of course.
Like, for example, last week against Chicago, I think a big reason why we won that game was because of Micah. Like, he was in the backfield every play.
That's fair.
Now going into Soldier Field against Chicago, they are the better football team. Like, Chicago now, without the presence of Micah, how the hell are we going to stop their
So
offense
what
from
if
doing
you
anything?
beat Chicago this weekend? Does your mindset change?
No,
Well, you basically
because
secure the division if you beat Chicago.
Chicago, to me, is a team that doesn't have a good defense. So,
But you said they're better.
So I think that, I think they are because the offensive leaders sound, and now their defense is kind of on the same level as the Green Bay.
Well, my thing is, if you was to go out there and you beat Chicago in Chicago, I'm assuming, like, if I speak now into the future, I would think your defense had just a great game and your offense was able to put up points.
Yes. What you're saying now is, and I agree with you, is that the load now becomes like 80-20 offense defense.
Yeah.
Like the offense has to carry for 80% of the rest of the season for this team to have a realistic chance. And I just think that there's a lot of holes on offense too. I don't think the offensive line is elite.
Yeah, no,
I think it's average. I don't think the rushing attack is top of the line. I think it's a very inconsistent rushing attack. And Christian Watson, if he's healthy, I trust the passing attack and I trust Jordan Love. But it's just a lot to ask of a team that's just lost a lot of things. I understand what you're saying. They shouldn't give up on the season, but it's just without Micah, that is like the biggest of gut punches possible that you can suffer.
It sucks for Packers fans. I mean, all the injuries, especially you didn't really get a chance to see it all together. You know what I mean? You didn't get a chance to see Kraft and Christian Watson and Jaden Reed all out in the field. This was an offense EPA success rate wise, top 5 in the league.
So Jordan, these last few weeks looked insanely good.
Do you feel the same way? And this is a question for everybody. Because I know when Sauce got hurt, messed up his leg, Colts gave up 2 first-round picks for him. Now you feel like that trade is like, damn, you kind of traded those picks away and Sauce got hurt. Is it the same feeling for Green Bay?
No, because Green Bay has Jordan Love. So they're going to be great next year. Or at least a playoff contention team. The Colts, I have no idea.
I think that's the difference is that one team has an established quarterback and one team doesn't. This would be much different if like...
Well, the Colts they don't have established quarterback, but they have established foundation.
Yeah, but that foundation could be a 7-win team. Like they've kind of
with the bum.
team that they've kind of been for the last few years. So yeah, I mean, it definitely hurts more for the Colts because first of all, you kind of went all in on this year because at the time were they 8-1, 8-2?
Some shit like that, yeah.
So you felt like this was the year for us to go all in, especially when you look at the rest of the AFC. And now obviously you couldn't have predicted Daniel Jones tearing his Achilles. Like you just not something you could have predicted. But the Packers is different because number one, obviously coming back from an Achilles is different than coming back from an ACL, right? Like typically ACL is easier to come back from. Different position as well, obviously being quarterback, much more important. Obviously, as important Micah Parsons is, Daniel Jones goes down. You see what this Colts team has become over the last couple of weeks without him. So it's just different. I think it's a much bigger blow for the Colts who were anticipating Daniel Jones to be here this year and probably for the future and be a perennial playoff team. And then the Packers, obviously, they're gonna make the playoffs this year. They still have a 3% chance to win the division. They have like a 90% chance to make the playoffs. The Colts are probably gonna lose out, and they could have a borderline top 10 pick. So it's more of a disaster.
The Jaguars and Texans are 2 teams in the AFC that are getting hot, and they're fighting for the AFC South crown right now. This conversation has went to different places throughout the season. To begin, it was the Jaguars versus the Colts. Now to end, it is the Jaguars versus the Texans.
Just where we thought we'd be.
The common denominator has been that the Jaguars have consistently been in this conversation.
And the Colts also got injured. Throw that in there.
Oh, they did. Bad luck, of course.
Very bad luck.
You know about that, so keep that in mind.
Hey, I understand.
Keep it in mind.
I understand.
He really does.
But the Jacksonville Jaguars, I feel like they're flying under the radar. I feel like they're not being talked about as much as we should talk about them. The Texans are playing amazing. They have an elite defensive team. The offense is figuring it out, and I think they've been much better.
What was that throw? Jesus Christ.
I need you guys to go to hell, man.
He put all of his might into that shit,
No,
bro.
he didn't.
Dude, look at how his body twists.
Yo, bro.
Look how his body twists when he throws this, bro.
This guy's an idiot, bro.
Oh, this is awful.
This guy he's dumb.
Yeah.
Why would he do that?
Yeah, he's gone.
Do it to little ass Waddle.
He's gone.
Do it to little ass Waddle like that.
I had to sacrifice Tua.
Look what is he doing?
Yo, can Waddle make a better play on that?
Come on, bro.
He tried.
I'm bugging?
Yes.
Tried.
Can Christian Watson make a better play on the ball?
Can Tua throw a better ball?
Yo, he could.
No, he can't.
I don't know what the fuck that was.
He threw that motherfucker high, too.
Yeah, that was gift wrapped.
Yeah, it was a terrible pass.
Tua got to chill sometimes.
It is what it is, man. Dolphins just got to win this game. That's all I care about.
It's...
Oh, here with a Pittsburgh.
I care more about 10-7 than I do about Tua playing good at this point.
For sure. 10-7 means more.
Well, thank God they can do it without him.
So it doesn't even matter. They suck.
Say it again?
Pittsburgh probably won't drive down the score anyway.
They probably won't.
Oh, no, Aaron Rodgers, they got him.
Didn't he have the ball already?
I went through it now.
Oh,
The game started a minute ago.
They'll be fine. He'll throw one to DK Metcalf.
I think Jalen Waddle won me my game anyways, and that's all I need.
But listen, man, I think the Jaguars and Texans is an interesting conversation. Like I mentioned, I don't think the Jaguars are getting the respect they deserve. This has been a complete team for the most part of the year. The defense has been mostly good. They've had some off weeks, and Devin Lloyd coming back into the lineup has really reinvigorated their defense along with Trayvon Walker. But it's really the play of Trevor Lawrence, man. Like Trevor Lawrence since the bye week, 18 total touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Against the Jets, he had 6 touchdowns on the day. Justin Fields has had 7 all year, and that's their starting quarterback.
He played like 5 games.
And Trevor Lawrence just matched his output in 1. Trevor Lawrence was amazing. Like, since the bye week, he is attempting throws 10 plus yards down the field on 44% of his pass attempts. He has been a quarterback that has been a big play quarterback. He's been more accurate. And I think the Jacoby Myers trade works hand in hand with that because they got somebody that they were able to trust within the offense.
Solo tackle.
Really?
Yeah, sorry.
Tough.
Sorry.
He was able to become somebody that Trevor Lawrence can trust, so Trevor Lawrence can now anticipate better in the offense. And BTJ was moved to the outside, and he's become more of an X receiver, stretching the field out vertically. And I think that's better for him because early in the year, they were trying to move him around, and he just was too scared to take hits across the middle. So they have moved him away from that position. But the Jaguars are complete. Like, what don't they have? They have a quarterback that's playing great. They have a great rushing attack. They have 2 really good receivers. They have a good defense. This is a complete team. They have a great head coach right now who's one of the best play callers. And all respect to the Texans, I think their defense is elite. I just believe the Jaguars are more a balanced football team right now.
They lost to Davis Mills.
Nico Collins is back.
Yeah, he's
back.
looking
And Dalton Schultz has been a menace in that red zone
I need you
area.
to know that.
Bro, Nico Collins,
First
healthy,
play, one of the first plays,
locked?
50-yard touchdown.
That's not that offense looks a lot more dangerous than it did to start the season. I'm with you. Listen, I want to give flowers where it's due. I think Trevor Lawrence has played really well these last few games. I think Trevor, with the addition of Jacoby Myers, we've seen this passing offense. Plus, on top of it, BTJ, remembering he is really good at football, especially these last 2 weeks. We're seeing this pass offense start to have some life put back into it. Now,
Brandon
listen,
Stevens.
Joel, I promise you, there is no.
It's a dog
Like
shit,
that's
bro.
he threw that with everything. He threw it off his.
His whole body moved.
Bro, seriously?
I'll be honest, that was not a bad pass. Just bad accuracy.
Look at his head. Oh,
He did
Yo,
that
be
shit on
honest.
his-
That's everything he has. You're lying.
Well, it is a bad pass. It wasn't a bad
pass.
decision.
Yes. Agreed.
Yes.
It was a
Good
good
decision,
decision,
bad
bad
pass.
pass.
100%
He
agree.
can't make the throws that would qualify
you
as
can't
good
make
decisions.
right hash left sideline. Tua just doesn't
Was
have
that a good decision?
Low-key. It's the pass
Hey,
you
he was
probably
trying to make a
want.
throw
He was
between two
double- he was
defenders.
too cut- like-
Herbert
If you
makes
elite,
that.
you can make that. Yeah, like, you know,
I mean, he leads the league in interceptions. Probably not a good decision.
probably not.
No,
Throw
I
for
don't
zone.
throw it.
Yeah.
Let your kicker kick it.
It's nuts because he
Fucking
really
bum.
never had this problem until this year. He's just throwing it fucking left and right.
It's all them concussions,
Nevertheless, Jaguars. Travis Etienne getting back into the pass catching role. That was cool to see this past weekend. 3 touchdowns, all receiving touchdowns. That was insane to see. But Bashal Tutin, get well soon. That's unfortunate because he was really starting to find himself in this offense. But the Jaguars' rush defense has been great. You mentioned Devin Lloyd coming back into the mix as well. Listen, this team has been good. Now the competition that they faced, not the best.
Mickey.
Colts injured. Jets. Don't have to say anything else. Houston, on the other hand, they've played some squads. They've looked really good. That defense scares me more than any other defense in the league, not named the Denver Broncos.
Who are the squads? Let's just
You
Make
play
it clear.
Jaguars this week.
So KC, not a good win.
Jaguars beat them.
So they both did.
No Rasheed Rice.
They both beat them. Add it for both. They both beat them.
They're facing a Chiefs team that had
Texans.
Texans beat Bills.
Texans were also on the road.
Texans beat the Jags, Tennessee, Buffalo, Indy, Chiefs, Arizona.
Colts.
Only team they lost to was us. And that's because Bo Nix is him.
the Chiefs' victory. I feel like it balances out. No Rasheed Rice, but the Texans faced a Chiefs team. The
Jags were
offensive
home.
line was awful.
I'm giving them. I'll give them both
Yeah.
that win.
Like I think you could chalk it up.
I'm
They
nitpicking.
both beat the Chiefs.
I'm
Fair.
nitpicking. I'll be fair. I'm
Texans
nitpicking.
beat the Bills and locked them up.
I think that's
That
like
matters.
That's the
They
biggest
block
one.
everyone, to be fair.
Is that they beat the Bills, but all the teams the Texans have beat the
And
Jaguars
the
have
Jags
beat them too.
without
CJ?
CJ Stroud
Oh, yeah,
playing.
yeah, yeah.
But the Jags, the Texans have those two statement wins you could say recently. The Jags too, they beat KC back in week 4. But over the last 4 to 5 weeks, I want to be in on the Jags. I was obviously like preseason, that was a team that I thought really highly of. And you're not wrong. On paper, like, you know, they have a quarterback that's playing well, a head coach that like a defense that's been playing really well, that forced a ton of turnovers at the beginning of the season, a run game that's playing well. But it's a team still that you don't really trust. At least I don't trust. I know they have a playoff win under their belt. It's been a few years, different coaching staff and everything like that. But it's still, over the last 4 to 5 weeks, it's just, is this actually Trevor Lawrence? I think that's the biggest question for me, right? Because Drew laid out the teams they played. They're playing nobody. You know what I mean? Like, they're playing a banged up Colts team. Arizona's defense has been very susceptible lately. The Jets, like, we've gone through the teams. It's just Trevor Lawrence is playing some of the best football of his career, and I want to acknowledge that and say that this is the type of football I was expecting him to play with Liam Cohen. And, of course, when you trade for Jacoby Myers, you're talented enough to play at a top 10 level, and that's what Trevor's been playing at lately. But it still comes back to the competition, because I think the conversation that we're having is who's more dangerous. When I'm thinking who's more dangerous, this is when you're going up against playoff teams in the playoffs, right? Like, when it actually matters, not when you're playing the Jets and the Cardinals and all of this shit. So I still think the Texans are the more dangerous teams out of the two, because you have something that you could count on for sure, and that's having arguably the best defense in football. No matter where they're playing, no matter who they're playing, I know with 99% confidence that defense can go out there and hold his opponent to probably under 21 points. That's what we know getting from the Texans every single week. If we get some of the offense they've been giving us the last couple of weeks, again, not the best competition.
Agreed.
But if you get some of the offense that you saw specifically in this Arizona game, the explosives that you could have to Nico Collins, Dalton Schultz, as you talked about around the red zone, has been really solid. Woody Marks gets hurt every freaking game, but I feel like
good. I'll give you your flowers on that. Good call.
But I feel like when Woody's out there, he is good. In the I forgot the backup running back that played in his replacement yesterday, but he looked decent too. The Texans are more so, I know my floor is super safe with this defense, and we can go out there and win an ugly ass game 10-7 in the playoffs if we have to. And the ceiling is there too, because if this offense looks like what it did in some, it's not even every week, right? It's not every week, but in some of the last few weeks since CJ Stroud has returned, at least 2 out of the last 3 weeks, this team, Drew's right to be most scared of them in terms of the AFC, because that defense puts you in hell, and they could have those explosives on offense.
I guess that's what I'm betting against. I'm
Jawar Jordan, by the way. He had a good game, 15 for 101.
Yeah.
That's what I'm betting against. I'm betting against the offense being viable against great defensive lines, which in the playoffs, we know they're going to go
How
up against
many?
some good defensive lines.
It's us and who?
I think the Jaguars is a tough
Okay,
defense
I'm
to go
fine
up
with you
against.
saying Jags, division game 2, tough matchup. Who else? You understand? Like,
That's
no
it.
hate. That's it, though.
But the Patriots defensive lines is not
with
bad.
Milton, fine. Without, do you fear
Like,
them?
But here's the thing. You also have to take into account the Texans offensive line versus these other units who may look underwhelming, but against this specific unit
Fair.
can really
Fair.
take it over.
I don't disagree.
So I think this is just how I'm
CJ's playing good
wired.
ball too.
There has been very few exceptions where it has happened where an offensive line is completely terrible. It just picks it up, and the team is able to rally around the weakness, like the Bengals with the Joe Burrow and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, like, the offensive line is so bad that the offensive spurts that we see from them, I think, is only doable against teams that legitimately have nobody that can really generate consistent pressure or disrupt the offensive line at all.
I know what you mean.
With the Jaguars, it's, yeah, you know, they don't have the elite top end unit. So I understand that you're banking on the Texans' top of the line unit and their bottom offense versus the Jaguars, who are like more balanced. They're like more in between. They're really good at both defense and offense. I understand that, but I just like a team that I can trust them to generate drives. And I don't know if I see that from the Texans.
That's fair, but I think the case is the same for Jacksonville. You could talk about the questions you have about Houston and their offensive line if they're going up against great defense and great defensive fronts. What happens to Jacksonville's offense if they go up against a top-tier defense?
But they're 7th in pass block rate this year. The Texans are 26.
Yeah, sure. I'm just saying, just their offense,
Texans
just
had a
Trevor
tougher
Lawrence,
schedule.
just like what this offense looks like in the playoffs against a top-tier defense. Because Trevor's playing great, but like we acknowledge the competition.
You'll
It's
also
we'll
see
see it.
that next week.
We'll see it this
Literally,
week.
yeah,
exactly.
It'll be a preview. What is this
think-
team? Oh, god damn.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah, I'll
Chop.
be honest. I've been watching these running backs. None of them can get separation.
No.
Like, none of them. They all suck.
Jalen Warren's good.
Well, yeah, I think both of them are
I'm
decent.
cool. Just this game, watching, they all suck.
well,
Warren
Miami's
Gainwell.
defense solid.
Yeah, bro, like, look at this shit.
He got lit.
No,
up.
Chop put the boom on. That's such a clean hit, too.
Well, he missed the first. He made the first guy miss.
He did. Can't expect him to make two.
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
Running back job, make one guy miss.
I mean, yeah.
Yo, he's special, bro.
He's nice.
He's cool.
No, I like Chop.
So you have the Jaguars?
I just think, the Jaguars are more of a balanced team, and I
That's
favor
fair.
that.
That's
I don't
fair.
mind you going
I
with
don't hate
balance,
it.
but top end units, you don't see them. You don't see them the way you see Houston.
And in terms of Trevor Lawrence and
Can't
CJ
take a
Stroud,
sack. And he took a sack.
I think Trevor Lawrence and CJ Stroud, they're pretty much in the same tier. The difference is that Trevor Lawrence is in a good offensive infrastructure. So I think that this was my whole argument to begin the year when we had the debate to begin with, is that the Jaguars offense might look underwhelming now. But I think as the season progresses, I still have hope that we're going to see a really good Trevor Lawrence figure it out. And this is kind of the version that I thought we'd see. Now, not against the best competition, but what's encouraged me has been his accuracy. And now this week, we'll see. If he plays really well against the Broncos defense, then I feel
That
like
changes everything.
It feels like the
100%.
Jaguars really put themselves on the radar because they made a statement.
And
Most
we're home.
regular season games don't matter in terms of like these playoff teams. I think the Broncos game against the Packers definitely mattered. This game, Jacksonville versus Denver, matters a ton for Jacksonville.
It
Not
could.
for us.
Not kind
No,
of.
it matters for you because
I was wondering.
This
See, you know
is
how it goes? That's what
kind
I'm
of.
wondering.
No,
Like-
it matters because this is for the first place in the division. I mean, the conference.
Sure.
The
No,
Jaguars
I mean,
are
in
still
terms
in
of like
play.
how you view us. We're going with the mindset of winning every game the rest of the way. But I mean, how you view us, it matters, I think, a lot more to Jacksonville than us. But do you think it matters for us? You say no. What do you think?
Does it matter in how I view you?
How people will view the Broncos in this game?
No, the view of them I don't think changes, but you have to win to get the first seed. That's what I
Yeah,
think.
well,
no, I
there-
agree.
there's a
No, in
difference.
terms
So,
of
yeah.
mattering,
Yeah. No, it
the game matters
'cause-
to both
yeah.
easily. But I think in terms of who the microscope is on more in this game is, to me, obviously I'm a Bronco fan. I trust that we're going to go out there and be who we've been all season long. But for the Jaguars, you've looked really strong offensively these last 2 weeks against mid defenses. Now you have a real test against Denver. Show me.
The Broncos have had their statement wins already.
100% agree.
What this game does, if the Broncos win, it reinforces the idea of what they are now. If the Jaguars win, though, it adds real validity to the point that
I
they
agree.
can make it out the AFC too.
I don't hate that
Like
opinion at
I
all.
think that is the difference. Where I think coming into this game, you really don't think Jacksonville is as good of a team as Denver. But if they beat Denver, you're like, okay, in the playoffs, anything can happen. And right now, all these teams are still fighting for home field advantage. Like if the Patriots want to get back to being number one in the AFC, they have to hope and pray the Broncos lose. Like if the Broncos lose this week, the first seed in the AFC essentially becomes up for grabs. If they win this week, they lock it up. Nobody's catching them.
I will say Chiefs Chargers to end the season just because of division games. I don't love it.
The Chargers are creeping up slowly. Like
I know, they haven't lost.
they can still get the number one seed in the AFC if they win out. Yeah.
I think the Texans conversation is interesting because I think the whole uproar about them being dangerous and the whole, thing with their offense, and it's really a hit or miss thing. But they've kind of been showing you who they were all year. It's just about if the offense can string together 2 to 3 to 4 good drives, and they've been a lot more consistent lately. Something happened when CJ Stroud got injured, and then he came back. He just seems a little bit more patient with things. He's getting the ball out a little bit quicker. Their offense just looks better, even from a systematical standpoint. Just they've been able to move the ball. And granted, I think two of the teams weren't that good, or at least the Cardinals aren't good. The Colts game, they was able to move the ball pretty cool. Chiefs game was up and down. But this defense has shown you what they are all year. Like this defense is the same defense that locked up the Rams. This defense is the same defense that's been putting teams and quarterbacks in a box from week 1 to now. So I don't see the real conversation with the Jags and the Texans on that side of the ball. I think the Texans have the best defense in football. It's really the offense. And if you look at this team and what they've accomplished over the years, you look at this team and what's been their, that's what's been the drive for them. It's been the whole overachieving arc.
Mm-hmm.
It's been the whole, we're projected to be this, but we can achieve more than this. First year coming in, team was supposed to be not good. Team ended up winning division, making the playoffs. Last year, team won a playoff game. So I think this team has kind of that playoff, experience to their belt. They have the continuity together. They played together for some time. I do think Jacksonville on paper, because of the offense, probably a better team. But with the Texans, they just have more grit. And I don't want to say I'm not a big statement guy because I do like statement wins. I'm more of a resume guy, though. What is your resume? Tell me, what is the overall body of work? And the overall body of work for the Texans is they had one of the toughest schedules in the division because they were in first place. So they get a tough schedule. They've been in every single game for the most part all year. The offense just needs to get kicked in. And like you mentioned, I think if both teams are on go, you tell me in the perfect world, both teams are on go, I think the Texans are easily the more dangerous team just because the defense is so fucking good and the offense.
Lock up. The Jags have a good defense, but it's not close to what
I think the Houston Texans can lock up, like legitimately make games 10 points, 13 points, 15 points. I think the Jaguars defense is really good. I think they can get some turnovers. They definitely can create some turnovers. They got some star players out there for sure. And they have I don't want to discredit them. It's going to be tricky because both of them, I believe they have the same division record, same conference record. So they're really tight. Like it's really neck and neck. It's probably going to come down to the last week, and they're 1-1. Both of these teams are probably dangerous going into the playoffs. And in the AFC, like I said it before, every team going into the AFC playoffs can talk themselves into thinking they go to the Super Bowl, especially with Mahomes not in it. I would say the Ravens, but they were never unbeatable. But Mahomes isn't in it, so it really if Mahomes and the Chiefs,
they weren't the boogeyman.
Yeah, only Mahomes is the boogeyman. Everybody else is just trying to figure out their way. So if you're going into the AFC playoffs, you can convince yourself we can go to the Super Bowl, and I think every team should feel like that. Same with the Jags. I think they should feel that way too.
So in Week 15, is there any other thing that stood out to you that you want to mention?
Tyler Shuck, shout out. He's come in and he's played some respectable ball. And going under the radar because nobody really cares about the Saints. Obviously, we know that they're one of the worst teams in the league, but
Vele.
He's been solid, man. Vele, facts. Shout out to Twin minus the Z. We got a fourth for him. Easy decision. Clutch down the stretch of that game. Really came through for them. Great W. Panthers, what the fuck?
What the fuck
What the fuck, man? That is brutal. That's a game that you kind of put yourself in such a strong position. Yeah, go ahead, boy. Oh my,
He's short.
grab his neck.
He
was short, bro. He got scared, honestly.
Should have dove at first.
I don't blame him.
Nevertheless, he's got moxie. I don't know if he's got more than that.
Bro's 30.
But he's older. He's older for sure.
I mean, he's as old as Bo Nix.
Bo Nix is younger than his.
Are they the same? They're probably the same age.
I think Shuck is 26. Bo is 25.
Him, Jaden, Bo, they're all old, man. Old quarterbacks.
So we're going to allow him to grip his helmet like that? We're allowing that?
Low-key, that's nuts. He dragged. Yeah, nah, that's crazy.
Are they going
they're punting?
As they should.
Oh, no, they're punting. Yeah, they're punting. Unless they do a fake.
Okay,
Wow.
Bo Nix turns 26 February 25th.
Mm-hmm.
Late game.
Tyler Shuck is 26. He turns 27 September 28th.
Yeah, I knew. I've looked this up.
Yeah.
So they'll be 26 at the same time, but Tyler Shuck is
Just showing some love to a guy who didn't get the most praise or, hype when he took over for another quarterback. People were upset at that.
Yeah.
People were furious, I think.
I was, because
People were
Spencer
riding on
Rattler
the
played
streets.
well. If Tyler Shuck has 2 poor games in a row and he gets benched after how promising he's looked now, then I would kind of be like, what the fuck? He's playing well, but the investment in Tyler Shuck was a 2nd-round pick. I didn't think he was a bad prospect. I thought he was a good prospect. His film was really impressive. It was just his age and the snaps. That was it. But his film was impressive. And I like what they got going on.
I love football.
I just can't help but feel inspired with what Phillip Rivers did this past weekend. Coming in off the couch, coaching a football
biggest
game.
Smile on his face. Like,
I am. I couldn't get enough of Phillip. I was watching his post-game interview. I was watching his high school team celebrate when he threw his first passing touchdown in 5 years. Phillip Rivers played a solid game, all things considered. Even gave the Colts the lead, a 60-yard field goal, but he was able to make a couple plays, the back shoulder to Alec Pierce, and he had an amazing throw where he diagnosed the disguise cover 3 pre-snap and then threw a rifle into Tyler Warren in between zone defenders, and his arm is definitely cooked. but he's still accurate and he still knows what to do post snap and pre snap, adjusting protections. And that's why he did well against the Seahawks, all things considered. They didn't turn over the ball.
No.
They
avoided disaster.
Yes, you can point to, Phillip Rivers had an interception, but that was at the end of the game, desperation. They controlled the ball. They played good offense against an elite level defense. I think it's going to be very telling what they do against the 49ers, because the 49ers defense has been susceptible. So I think Phillip Rivers can have a really good game. I'm hoping for that. But yeah, I just think it's awesome. It's an awesome story that he decided not to be scared. You know, any 44-year-old quarterback could just opt to not play and not risk injury, because football at the end of the day is a very violent sport and anything can happen out there. And he decided to give it a go, and he played pretty well. Like, all things considered, for his age and how long he's been away from the game, he was awesome. Like, you couldn't ask for nothing more from how he played.
I was kind of expecting a disaster, as messed up as it seems. You're going up against the defense, we talked about it, that had caused more sacks and turnovers and fumbles and interceptions than basically everyone in the NFL. So, yeah, I mean, Phillip Rivers, we talked about a bit last week. It's like it was the Joe Flacco method. Just get the ball out. A lot of short stuff, but that's what you expected to do. You know, the Colts shouldn't have and didn't and will not put the game on Phillip Rivers' shoulders to win or lose. It's going to be a lot of run, pass. I think that's what you should do. You have Jonathan Taylor, been the best running back in football this season. It's just a shame because the Colts defense, I know they had a really good game this past week against Seattle, and the bigger storyline maybe should be Seattle, right? The last couple of weeks.
Oh yeah, they've fallen off.
Really ugly the first week, the first half against Atlanta. Then the second half, they kind of blew the doors open. Rashid Shaheed has a kickoff touchdown, and it kind of ends there. Then this past week, I mean, you're 14-point favorites. Everyone's expecting you to just put belt to ass, and there was a game till the very last second. So, shout out to Phillip, but this was more of a conversation about Seattle. Jason Myers, too, got me 26 points in a damn fantasy league. He was unbelievable. I have a couple things about some bad teams. Number one, the Jets fired Steve Wilkes. Long overdue. I've seen like his last 6 stops. He's been one and done everywhere he goes. I thought the process was right. Former head coach, when you're a new head coach at the defensive spot, I get it. Steve Wilkes is cooked. He's just got nothing.
Wait a minute,
bring it
Jalen.
back. It's a hold. It's definitely a hold.
Jalen's nice.
He's all right.
I think the process was right. Just wrong guy. I do think Aaron Glenn hit on 2 of the 3. I think Chris Banjo, the Jets, quietly, because they suck, but they're on pace to have an historical special teams. Like, they're top 5 DVOA all-time in special teams. Isaiah Williams, this returner they got who fumbled the ball against Miami. He's been this reclamation project, been one of the best returners in football. Nick Folk's been great. No one cares about the Jets. Eagles.
Good for you, man.
Eagles. 31-0 ass kicking. But that's what we're going to talk about.
Thank God. It's the Raiders,
it was the second shortest game in NFL history since they've started tracking game length. It was like 2 hours and 31 minutes. The Raiders had 75 yards of offense.
It was putrid.
Kenny Pickett was horrible.
Because I have Brock Bowers in my fantasy. I'm like, dude, how the fuck does he have 28 yards? I go, and it's 75 yards of offense. I'm like, well, that'll do it. John said Kenny Pickett should start over Joe Flacco. Don't forget that. And Kenny Pickett went out there and looked like, Jesus Christ, the worst quarterback I've ever seen. Obviously, tough situation, but man, it was putrid.
You know, Geno Smith is extremely valuable to what they do.
It shows there's levels.
Yeah, they average 15 points with him. They average 0 without
This
him.
guy's ripping Carson's tweets left and right.
I did see that.
Did you see their quarterback rankings?
I
Nerd
saw.
Sesh and Theo Ash.
Theo
did one.
Ash. I saw. I was tuned in.
I can't watch certain
I
episodes.
did not like their list. It was really ironic.
I forgot who had Tua like 30th. Then below
Logan.
Justin Fields.
Logan, that shit made me laugh. I'll be
make me
honest.
laugh.
It did make me laugh.
I have a couple things I bookmarked because I didn't feel like writing them down. Quinion Mitchell, catch rate allowed, 41%, more at first. TDs allowed, 0. Average target separation, 1.8, second in the league. Coverage EPA, -16, third in the league. Forced incompletions, 12th, third in the league. Tight windows forced, 41.6%, third in the league. He leads the NFL in games with 10 or fewer yards allowed in coverage. 7 of Mitchell's 14 games played, he's done that.
I told you about Quinion, man. Big fan.
You didn't tell me shit.
Big fan.
But I will
Since
say
Toledo.
this. First team All-Pro.
Loading.
I'm cool with second team All-Pro.
This guy sucks. He's terrible.
I think you're talking about the Raiders game. I think sometimes he just gets bored. I think it gets to the point where in certain games he just gets bored. So you don't get to, hear about his name too much. A Raiders game being that where he doesn't really have to guard anybody. Just has to cover his side. Quinyon Mitchell, because
Talking about one of the GOATs.
yeah, PS2 was
Potential.
hurt half of the year, so I can comfortably say this. Quinyon Mitchell has been the best corner in football this year. He's been pretty much locking down wide receiver ones, wide receiver twos. You pick your poison, whoever's on his
They
side.
keep throwing at him. Why?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you got to throw at your best guy eventually. And keep, you can keep trying QM, but he doesn't seem to give up anything. But he's been a dog, and I think getting him and Coop in the same draft was just like pretty much a nightmare for any team. Coop has been one of the best, corners in football too. Also, it's just having those two cornerstones for our team has honestly made me come.
It's just with Jalen Carter, without Jalen Carter. That's how I view the Eagles defense.
Well, it held the
They played
Raiders to
really
zero.
well.
Raiders is dog shit though. That's not moving anyone.
Raiders are
No,
truly
no,
Nobody,
not at all.
nobody's moved by that against like any performance against the Raiders.
But what I can say is Quinyon,
Dog.
you had to know he was a star. Yo, he had an elite combine.
I heard.
Elite combine.
JJ McCarthy was great.
He
Against
was
the Dallas
great.
Cowboys.
That's not
Dallas losing at home stunned me.
Listen, there's a couple things with
Question.
Dallas. Their defense was not as good as what we thought it was after the bye, after the trade happened. And the Vikings, JJ's figuring it out. He's playing really well.
Question about Dallas.
This teams they played: Washington last week, Dallas this week.
I saw I forgot what his name was. He does this show, probably big time football guy. Forgot what his name was, but he was talking about it, and he was like, over the last 2 or 3 weeks, there's been something brewing with the front office and Pickens. How much money do you guys think he gets paid if he gets paid by Dallas? Or do you even think Dallas pays him?
He's been great enough to where he can make $30 million. I think if I'm his agent, that's the minimum. I think it's $30 million. Whether or not Dallas should pay that, I'm wary on it. Like, I think they need a number 2 wide receiver next to CeeDee Lamb, but you have cap for a reason. You can only pay so many players. With all the defensive holes that they have.
Wait, you said they need a what? What'd you say?
They need a wide receiver 2 next to CeeDee Lamb.
I thought the wide receiver 2 was CD.
Well, regardless, CeeDee Lamb is locked up for years to come. And he's the number 1 wide receiver. I think Pickens is the number 1 wide receiver. But they need another wide receiver opposite of their best wide receiver. Whether it's Pickens or CD, they need somebody opposite of them. Or else they run the risk of doing what they've done for years now, and that's there's no help outside of really one guy. There's only one guy Dak can throw to. There's so many holes defensively. I think the first round picks help a little bit in trying to shore up and plug up those holes, but this is no different than had the Cowboys kept Micah and paid Micah if they're going to give George Pickens a top-of-the-line contract, because now you have Dak, Pickens, CD making top-of-the-line money at their position. And then defensively, your Quentin Williams' contract is running out soon. You just traded for him. You have offensive linemen that are also making big bucks too. They don't have much cap space to work with. So unless they make major moves, they're gonna to pay Pickens. They're probably gonna have to trade him and let him go.
You heard what they said in the broadcast last night about the Lions game?
No.
Dak, I guess he told it to one of the broadcasters, but he said in the Lions game that I looked Pickens in the eyes and knew not to throw it to him.
What the fuck?
Because, like, obviously we watched the Lions game and he wasn't involved. He didn't seem interested. Body language wasn't great. That's the biggest issue with Pickens right now. It's just we hadn't seen him play like a top 5 receiver for 3 months. So the question of should you pay him top receiver money was never in the question.
He said he
didn't have the
looked
production.
him in his eyes.
Dak said I looked him in the eyes and knew not to throw it to him.
Well, that's the risk you run.
Keep it home, I feel like.
I thought that too. That's why I heard it. I was like,
a little crazy.
When you pay somebody that much money, that's the risk you run, is that they could check out. And I feel like Pickens, when he's on his game and he's invested, there's very few receivers that are better than him. He looks like one of the best receivers in the world. But he has moments where he doesn't give a shit.
yeah.
So, like, you cannot have any moment like that from a player that you're paying $100+ million.
No.
You just can't. It just can't happen.
It's also when you look at the Cowboys, like obviously their defense is a big issue and it's been an issue,
yeah.
right? So when you invest in Dak Prescott and you invest in CeeDee Lamb and you're looking at the defense, like you mentioned, now you're paying Quentin Williams, you have that on the books. It's like, where are you going to allocate this money to, right? Should you actually allocate? It's similar to what the Bengals are going through right now because they decided to pay both, Chase and T. Higgins. Not saying that was right or wrong. They're both great in their respective positions, but it's just like, how do we best use this money, right? Because the Bengals, offensive line could use a lot of help too. Of course, defense could use a lot of help. It's just difficult when you have to sit there and look at what God damn it, don't need that. How much help you need defensively, and be like, you know what, all this money we could put towards defense and edge rushers and corners and safeties, and be like, you know what, blank check, George Pickens, here you go. Even though the offense was playing at a great level basically every year Dak Prescott's healthy.
Can I say this? You mentioned a lot. We mentioned a lot about all the contracts. How about the cornerback room? Jerry had no problem opening up the checkbook for Travion.
Probably needs to cut both.
He had no problem opening up the checkbook for Duran.
Yeah, Trayvon Diggs probably gets cut after this year.
Needs to.
He stinks. And so does Duran Bland. Like, those are guys making a lot of money. Cut them both.
Knee injuries, man.
Like Deron Bland, there'd be a lot of dead cap. But like Trayvon Diggs, they can
You could
cut and
probably
they can save
salvage
money.
Deron Bland if you get a top corner over there.
Like I think right now, like with Dallas, this is where we talk about the holes thing because I mentioned to you guys, obviously not a perfect comparison on how to do things, but I was playing Madden and I'd do rebuilds and I'd do franchises and stuff. Maybe I should start recording it, but whatever. I did Dallas's. Dallas is like negative 50 in the cap. In order for me to pay George Pickens, I needed to cut mad players and restructure like 3 to 4 contracts.
Who'd you have to cut?
I had to Trayvon Diggs was one of the guys I had to cut. I cut Kenny Clark too.
Shit.
Kenny Clark right now makes a lot of money. I think he makes like the Cowboys can save like maybe $15+ million if they cut him, and he has not been worth the money. His production has really slipped recently. Terrence Steele was somebody else I cut as well, but you have to cut a lot of players, and you have to restructure the contracts of Dak. You have to restructure the contract of like Tyler Smith. They have to do a lot of things to make the money work, which is why, is it smart to pay Pickens? I feel like given what Dallas traded for him, if we're just talking about like an asset standpoint, they traded a 3rd round pick, I believe, to go get George Pickens. If you're able to trade him for a first in the offseason, I think you feel like you made good on that trade. And then you just add players to your team with those draft picks that they have. So it's an interesting dilemma for Dallas and George Pickens. We'll see who ends up paying him, but I do think he's a huge flight risk.
What team would you say should pay him? 30 mil. Like, if you were a franchise, who would you pay? If you were a franchise, would you go get Pickens? Like, I look at teams like
wrong. I
Denver?
need him. I need
would you
him.
give him 30 mil?
Yes. I would.
You guys have some good money coming up.
Wow.
Like, you have free money.
Soon. We're finally free from the shackles of Russell Wilson.
Like, how many teams have cap and they can really willingly give him that money without hurting anywhere else?
The Broncos, the Patriots, I think the teams that have 2nd-year or 3rd-year quarterbacks. I wouldn't do this, but this team just came up, the Titans. But they are just so fucked up everywhere that you just can't. You can't risk paying Pickens and then he's not a culture fit.
How are the Bills broke?
Because they pay these bums.
Who are they paying?
All them bums on defense.
I think the Giants are another team.
But now my follow-up question
Malik
is
and Pickens.
That'd be cool.
Denver. Let's throw you in the Denver room. Let's throw you in the New England room. Perfect, beautiful. Actually, this works wonders. You too, right? GMs, GM Dels, GM Velez.
My stomach is going nuts, by the way. I hope
Right.
the mic isn't getting picked up.
Walk into the room. Pickens' agent walks into the room. Do you give him that 30 mil knowing that he may check out for 3 to 4 games, that he may be inconsistent on some weekends, but you do get those blow-up games like the 140s, the 160s, but you don't know when it's going to happen?
I put incentives in the contract. It's kind of keeping him accountable
54.
for
Sheesh.
great kick. Keeping him accountable. You put incentives in the contract, so you go and you motivate him to continue to be great. That's kind of where I'm at with a great talent like Pickens. When he's at 100, there are very few in the game better than him. He showed that this season. He showed that when you need him to be reliable, that's where the things start to become a little bit skeptical. But his talent will never be in question. At minimum, should never be in question. But hearing you say that about Dak, saying that about George Pickens,
That should do me
kind of gives me stomach ache if I'm a Cowboys fan. I don't know what to expect this offseason at all.
Heading into the 2026 offseason, the Cowboys rank 32nd in available cap space.
Even more than the
That's
Saints?
dead last.
They're they're behind the Chiefs. The Chiefs are 31st. The Cowboys are 32nd.
What number are the Saints? Are they finally getting out of it soon?
Saints are negative 80 every year, it feels like.
That's why I'm wondering.
The Saints are 29th at minus 16 million.
Who has the most money?
The Titans at 120 million.
Read me the top 5.
Yeah, let's make this into a short clip.
Okay.
We're about to make a TikTok clip live in front of you guys.
Let's have
We're gonna
fun.
clip this. Okay.
Who should pay
No, not
George
even.
Pickens?
Can you guys guess the top 10 teams in cap space in the 2026 offseason?
Number 1, Tennessee Titans.
The Titans are number 1
Denver.
at 120 million.
Denver's in the top 10.
Denver's not in the top 10.
I didn't think
Jets.
we were.
The Jets are number 2 at 118 million.
Panthers.
The Panthers are not here.
Patriots.
The Patriots are number 10 at
Just not
58 million.
Chicago.
Chicago is not here.
Giants
Giants.
The Giants
should
are
make money.
not here.
Wow. How the hell is
Whoa.
that? I guess they're paying.
Oh, let's go.
Rodgers
Let's
on
go,
defense.
Minnesota.
Minnesota's not here.
I didn't think so.
This
They
is
just-
actually impressive. They're getting this many wrong.
The Minnesota
It's actually funny as
Minnesota actually ranks 30th.
Chargers?
The Chargers
Oh,
are
fucking Raiders.
number 5 at 110 million, and the Raiders are number 3 at 116 million.
We're on a roll.
We
We're
suck.
cooking.
Oh, nah.
Commanders?
I was gonna say though.
The Commanders are number 6 at
I should've
94
said that.
million. So far you guys have 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 10.
Bengals have no money.
Rams.
The Rams are number 7 at 92 million.
Browns.
Impressive.
I'm
The
scared.
Browns are not here.
Falcons?
The Falcons are not
I
here.
didn't think
I
so,
don't
bro.
know.
They're paying.
Kirk?
Yeah, they're paying Kirkio.
Jaguars?
No, I was just looking at his numbers.
Oh.
It's just crazy.
The Jaguars are
How
not
many
here.
teams are missing? What numbers?
You're missing number 3. No, sorry. You're missing number 4, number 8, and number 9.
4, 8, 9.
Who's not paying a quarterback, guys?
That's where my mind went.
Let's lock
I
in.
feel like we went through most of them.
Or who's paying a
We said
quarterback
Denver already?
that's not on a big contract?
We said Denver.
oh,
Seattle.
Seattle is number 8 at 83 million.
There we go.
There you go, Mr. Brown. Colts.
I gotta bounce back.
The Colts are not here. They just missed it. They're 11th.
Hate to see that.
My
try- let's
stomach
try-
is singing
let's
a
try
song
the
and
Niners.
dance.
The Niners are not here.
Yeah.
They're 12th.
Payne Brock.
Oh, they're right there.
Yeah.
12 right there.
Arizona.
Arizona
Ooh.
is not here.
Oh,
Didn't feel
Kyler.
good about it, Kyler.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the only guy they're
Tampa
paying.
Bay.
Tampa Bay is not here.
No shot. They have so many people on the roster.
They're 14th.
Oh, what the fuck? This cap shit sucks.
It's interesting.
I feel like we've said everybody.
We said it already.
Raiders.
Come on, Tyler,
Steelers.
come on. No way.
The Steelers are 9 at 67
Nice,
million.
Dells.
What are you missing, number
Carry
four?
us.
You're missing number 4, and this is a team that they have paid a quarterback.
Miami.
No.
Good guess.
Packers.
No.
Terrible guess.
Go fuck yourself.
I'm sorry. I do that
Paid a
lot.
quarterback. Bills.
Fuck
No.
no.
You mentioned this team
Actually, can
already.
you tell me the
We
Buffalo
mentioned
what rank they are?
Like
Texans.
today.
No.
Cowboys. No. We just said it like that last.
No, not even gonna say it.
You're probably not going to
Eagles.
believe it.
Eagles?
It's not the Eagles.
Hell no.
You bought it for a second.
Think
I
of
did.
top quarterbacks.
Chiefs?
Oh,
Not
the
the Chiefs.
Bengals.
The Bengals, they are 4th in cap space at 110 million.
They're just
Oh
cheap.
my God, I did say them. I was
Where's
like,
the
they
Bills
just-
on there?
The Bills are 27th. They only have
How
4
the fuck are they 4th and they're paying 3 guys 40 M's each?
Because that's the
They
only
don't
guys
pay
they're paying.
anyone else. They're holding out on Trey
nobody.
Hendrickson all year, and they have 100 million.
Yo,
in
they're
cap
dumb
space.
funny for that.
No, isn't that insane though? They have the money to pay Hendrickson, but they just
They're,
are not.
they're like,
I mean, they're,
nah.
they're the cheapest owner in sports.
Yeah. So the
In the
only
NFL
last
at
thing
least.
I want to mention with the Week 15, what happened that I was interested in is that you briefly touched on JJ McCarthy, and I think he's played really well. I got an email from Zachary Shelton, and he emailed me saying, "Can you give some praise to my team, the Chargers, this week?
Okay.
They have swept the Chiefs and beat the Eagles in 2 straight weeks.
Impressive.
They are doing this with the worst
beat ourselves,
offensive
man.
line and an injured quarterback. It's nice to give some love to the winners of a game."
if
He
I,
emailed that to you?
He did email it.
Wow.
if
He
I
knows how to
say,
get
if I say I
recognized.
don't care, I'm wrong.
And the Chargers, I feel like
you are a Broncos fan, so
Jim Harbaugh era, make the playoffs first year, second year, even with all the injuries, still they're going to make the playoffs. Second in total defense, and the offense has been able to be manageable because of Herbert's greatness and because they've been able to establish somewhat of a rushing attack
Yep.
with Vidal and then Hampton coming back too. I feel like the Chargers, they probably aren't getting enough credit. They beat they swept the Chiefs this year, and then they beat the Eagles, where their defense didn't play all that well. They just forced a lot of turnovers. But I think this is one of the most resilient teams in football. I've mentioned it before, but if they didn't have the injuries to their two best offensive linemen. Hell, if just Joe Alt was healthy, I can see this team making a real run because of how talented the rest of the roster is. But I think even with the injuries that they have, this is a team that's in great position for the future.
100%.
You got your friend. We just mentioned it. They're top 10 in cap space. You have a clear need at offensive line and interior. But the trade to get Odafe Oweh was sensational. Khalil Mack, Tui Pelotu, Oweh have been one of the best edge rushing trios in football this season. And the offense, you have your playmakers, you have your guys for the future, you have your running back room secured. You just really need that interior offensive line and maybe a stalwart interior defensive lineman. And this team is going to be a contender next year. Like, I think they could have contended this year if they were healthy. But next year, I think they can have a great offseason and be one of the best teams in the AFC.
You guys are laughing. I don't disagree.
You guys are crazy.
Listen, I'm not laughing at the Chargers. Rav is making me laugh.
Yeah, what are you laughing at?
What the fuck, bro? He's laughing.
They gave BTA to your team.
They didn't. It was 3 points.
BTA to your team.
What is wrong with you? Why do you keep saying that?
They did.
Wait, so that means we gave BTA to you guys?
Sure. You actually say it all the time. You did.
No, you actually say we don't.
But you said you do.
No,
and it was a 3-point loss.
You definitely say we get belt.
I say we get belt because we beaten you 3 times in a row.
Close scores.
That's the belt.
Close scores.
No, I was just laughing because it's just, it's funny that you guys have a lot of faith in Herbert in the playoffs.
It's just the Chargers are every year. It should be next year. And it's wrong, and it's been wrong, but I think one year it will be right because this team is too good.
Brother, eventually you're going to be right. That's not
I don't know because we've been saying it for the last 6 years, and it hasn't been right.
I would hope so,
The
right?
thing about it, though, is like I feel as if even in a year where it's like, next year the outlook looks good,
Sixers,
they have made the playoffs in two straight years in the Jim Harbaugh era. And I really feel like just injuries have royally fucked them this year.
If you have an A+ at head coach and an A+ at quarterback,
eventually, right?
It's gonna work out.
It's
gonna work out.
They scream NBA version of NFL's version of Philly. They just do that to me. Like Joel Embiid is Justin Herbert.
Yeah, but Herbert stays healthy.
But he's always fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
but he plays more than
16 games compared to 80.
He broke his hand and he did that.
Did what? What the fuck did he do?
He won.
What the fuck did he do?
He won.
What the, like, literally, what the fuck did he do
he
against
ran for
us?
like 60 yards.
And bro, I hate Hurts because he didn't do anything against us.
Well, he scrambled a ton.
Cool.
He did, yeah.
He extended drives.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I get what Riv is saying.
He didn't
It was impressive what he did on the
for
ground.
for him to run, sure.
Bro,
but for the
Hurts
most part,
gave that game away more than
comfortably
anything else.
Bro, we should have beat them by 20.
Herbert was pressured on 77% of his dropbacks.
Right.
I mean, he never.
And at every waking moment that Herbert gave us the ball, Hurts gave it right back to him every time. He did nothing that game. With all due respect,
Hurts made the game even.
We still had a chance at OT to win the game.
Should've won the game.
What did Hurts do? Give it right back to him. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. It was cool.
But the
that he was
Chargers
scrambling.
scored to begin OT, right?
Yeah, they went down, scored a field goal.
It's field goal.
Come on.
3 points.
He led a game-winning drive.
You score a
That shit
field
was
goal.
a 55-yard
rage
goal.
baiting. He's
Field goal in
rage baiting.
overtime's an L.
Yeah,
Field goal in
yeah,
overtime's an
No,
L.
not with that offensive line.
With that
No,
kick,
I'm
that's a
saying
W.
generally speaking.
Bro, it was a
it's an
55-yard
L. I'm not
boomer.
gonna be like Herbert. Great job for the field goal.
Yeah, he didn't,
I'm not saying Herbert played a bad game because given the circumstance,
No, he
I thought he
carried
did.
it.
I thought he played really
I
well.
thought
But he
did
did that
fine.
though. What
He
I get
carried
it.
the
What
offense. He most
Realistically,
certainly carried the offense.
Joel, I'll be honest, that should have been a blowout. Respectfully.
That's like
been
me
involved.
saying Bo Nix carried the offense against the Texans when it wasn't that great of a performance. You know what I mean? Like it was okay.
you
He had a
can't compare
great
that.
scramble.
said
He
you
had a
can't
game-winning
compare
drive.
His hand wasn't broken.
Game-winning drive.
His hand was
Game-winning
not
drive.
broken.
He just told me
so
game-winning
And
drive.
his offensive line was actually manageable in that game.
You said game-winning drive. I just gave you a game-winning
Herbert,
drive.
It was statistically like the worst offensive line performance like in NFL.
You just have better games to dick ride Herbert for, I feel like, than the one that Hurts gave him.
No, I'm just saying he broke his hand and he did that.
He did nothing.
Hey, he did though.
No, he didn't.
He made plays.
He's 2-0 with a broken hand.
That's fair.
I'll give it to him.
That's
If
fair.
there's one thing I'm not questioning is Justin Herbert.
Yo,
I'm not.
on God, I've been seeing that. It's
Like
been
I
nuts.
don't care about how many playoff moments that he has to
He
this
won
point
yesterday. Why-
that have
why am I
not been
seeing
good.
that?
I will never question Justin Herbert.
I feel like
either.
that's cool.
I'm in on Herbert till the wheels fall off.
I'll be honest, respectfully, that's unfair because you used to question Lamar. in the playoffs. That's literally just
Why do you think he
racism,
does?
bro.
Yeah, thank you.
Bro, like no bullshit, bro. Like literally just racism,
No
bro.
sugarcoating nothing.
No
Joel,
sugarcoating shit.
Joel, you
After your
used to
comments last
literally
week
shit on
about
Lamar.
my brother being in the back of the bus, say something.
You used to shit on Lamar and say he got to prove it. Herbert, he can do no wrong in my. That's nuts. That's crazy.
He's got an amazing point.
That's not crazy. Is it
He
me?
does, and it does make you look racist. On
It
the
does
surface.
make you look racist.
Surface?
He's digging deeper. He's getting the racist
That's just that
roots out of me.
It's crazy. You don't feel like that's a little crazy?
No, I don't.
All right, that's fair.
All right, fair.
Acknowledgement.
Now why?
I don't think it's crazy because Justin Herbert has only one time really walked into the playoffs as a big favorite. Ravens were 14-2 and they lost in the divisional round to the Titans.
Dude, Herbert threw like fucking
4 picks.
Yeah.
But even then, the standard
He threw 3 on the season, threw 4 in one game.
But
That's
listen,
actually nuts.
the standard for Lamar is different in the sense that you guys before the playoffs call him the best player on the planet. You guys before the playoffs say he's better than Patrick Mahomes. So that's the standard. You know, Herbert, I think that he gets brought down more for his playoff woes, and people often diminish how great he is because of those moments. Nobody's diminishing Lamar Jackson. Nobody.
That's not true.
We all know that he's a great player.
Before the second MVP, he was getting diminished because his playoff woes.
Dude,
you were a part of it.
You diminished Lamar Jackson
Yeah, what
like
are
it's
you
your
talking
fucking
about?
day job.
He's been a consistent top 3 quarterback in the world for me for 3 years now.
And you've still been come on, Lamar, no arm, Lamar, can't trust him.
Bro,
Like,
no, there's
No, I
no way
haven't.
Herbert gets this pass.
I didn't.
And also in the 2 playoff games that Herbert played, majority of people on this table were picking the Chargers. The Jaguars
Yeah.
game, I think I was the only
No,
one, and
it
the
was-
Houston game, I think he was the only one to
It was,
Houston.
listen,
It
Justin
was.
Herbert's been bad, but ultimately, I have not ridiculed Lamar Jackson for the playoff losses that he's had over the past 2 postseasons.
Now, yes, I agree.
The only time that I ridiculed him was
he didn't get
when
it.
you try to compare him to Josh Allen. That's the line I draw.
Why? Because he had a higher paper play
Because
last year than
Josh
Josh
Allen is
Allen?
much better in the playoffs than Lamar.
Because of some shit he did in
That's why.
2022?
No,
Or
he's
2021, whatever the fuck it was?
Hey, this is not about
22?
Josh.
Josh
Hey, this is
Allen
not about
is
Josh. Don't be rude.
consistently
It was
great in the
21, my bad.
playoffs.
24 years
That's it.
ago. He's riding
Can you
on
stop
that
being
shit.
rude?
My bad, bro.
Because I was chilling.
My fault.
He's not wrong.
But you don't have to be rude about it.
I don't think he's being rude about it. I
I'm
just
just-
I see his
genuinely
face.
just
He's getting a
asking.
little animated. You know what I'm saying?
like
Getting a
I
little
think
red.
Josh kind of did choke against the Chiefs 2 years ago.
That's
Last
fair.
year, Josh was solid. He
was fine.
He was solid.
He was underwhelming.
2 years ago, I think he choked.
For the playoff demon he is carved out to be, last year was underwhelming.
Oh my God. Yo, Josh, I want you to go play and go get 350
Well,
fucking
I'm gonna
yards.
give him
But
credit.
Khalil fucking Shakir is
He,
your
pla-
number
he
one.
played well against us. He played okay against the Ravens. He played well against the Chiefs.
I thought the Chiefs and the Ravens, he was just game manager.
Okay,
He
what the fuck?
game managed the hell out of the Ravens game,
I thought both of the games.
I
The
mean,
Chiefs,
the
fine.
game plan against the Chiefs was run the ball.
which should have
And
been.
then in the last
And they-
drive,
He fucked up. What did Lamar do against the
Well,
Chiefs?
Kincaid dropped the pass.
Little both.
We like
Little both.
I think it was just
Drop
a drop
pass.
pass. I think it was drop.
What
pass.
the
Interesting. Drop pass.
Yes.
Oh, you talking about the
Yes,
extension?
on 4th down.
He could have caught it, but I don't expect Kincaid to catch that shit. I'll be honest.
It's been awesome this year.
He's been great.
But you don't
And
expect
even
David
still-
Tyree to make a play, but he made a
Yo,
goddamn
fucking
play.
talk.
You know,
Fucking
you don't
talk.
expect it, but you know,
Fucking
your
talk.
moment's called, you got to answer. it.
Fucking talk. You're right. Moment call, you gotta answer.
You know, yeah.
He did not answer.
if Dalton Kincaid just made the best play we've ever seen in NFL history.
Hey, that was a tough throw.
That
He
shit
had to
wouldn't
get
even
it
made
off.
top 10, bro.
I'm saying the David Tyree shit. It's like, yeah, if he just makes a catch that blows everybody's mind, like if you're banking
yeah,
on
but
that.
Kincaid's wasn't that. It was just like you should make that.
He's
Josh,
working back to the ball, bro.
It was like
Wow,
fourth
God
and a
forbid a
million.
receiving tight end has to work back to the
How about
goddamn
you
ball.
don't get put in that 4th and million situation?
Can we get back to Herbert throwing 4 interceptions?
Yeah, that brother's ass.
But listen, ultimately, man, I don't. There's nothing that I question with Herbert, and in the playoffs, man, I don't even really question Lamar no more. You know, both teams are underwhelming to a degree. Ravens are more underwhelming, but I think Lamar Jackson has been for the most part fine, and I think that one Herbert's first playoff game I think is a bit overblown. He played well in it. You know,
Well, was strong.
I
He played
know
okay.
he played, yeah, but it wasn't the 4 interception disaster
no.
against the Texans.
That
It
shit
was
was
like,
nuts.
all right, you were okay. He didn't have any turnovers
He
in
just
that
didn't
game.
do enough.
Yes, that's
you
it.
blew a 24, however many point lead it
Yeah,
was.
he didn't. You could say he didn't do enough, but he didn't like cost them the game by turning the ball over. They couldn't run the ball that game. I think that one playoff loss is a little bit overblown.
That's valid.
But the second one, yeah, I mean, it was pretty much a disaster. But he was pressured like 52% of the time. So
Sounds like sounds like the offensive line keeps fucking up in the playoffs.
yeah,
so.
it does. But no, I think the Chargers.
And it's probably gonna happen again this year.
Yeah,
in the playoffs.
yeah. I mean, yeah, they're the victim of their own success, where they're punching above their weight in the postseason. But if they get a favorable matchup, something could happen.
Who's a favorable matchup right now?
Any team that doesn't have a great defensive line.
So we're thinking Buffalo.
Like, can they beat the Patriots? Yes, they can.
Okay.
They can beat New England in the playoffs.
Okay. All right.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, I guess it could. Anything could happen.
What like? All right. That's Okay. All right. I don't hate it.
New England's defense is just so mid that
Yeah.
Could they beat the AFC North winner? Yes, I do.
Yeah, fair. That team's
Oh, you talking about one of these two bum
The Steelers or the Ravens?
yeah.
I think they. Yeah,
Anybody can beat that.
That's the team.
I think that was a face mask.
Sorry, I just thought I watched Kenny Gainwell have his ACL put in 2.
Just be a shame if the Ravens don't make.
And then the other
playoffs.
team, can I see the Chargers and the
Fucking bums.
Buffalo Bills going down to the wire? Yes, I can see that game going.
I'd
down
be
to the
heavily
wire.
disappointed if Josh lost that game. I don't know about you, but that's
No,
the standard
I think the
have for
Bills
him.
are favored, but I think the Chargers and Bills that can go down to the wire.
Chargers
So-
and Bills.
Yeah.
Probably should,
I
right?
favor Buffalo, but I mean,
I don't like them against Jacksonville. Jacksonville owns them. Liam Cohen just calls a great game against Minter all the time. And Denver has too great of a defensive line for them. Even though Herbert was able to manage once.
That's a
But that was
division game.
with Joe Alt. Which is
Division
much
games.
different.
Division games are a little different.
That
They
was
know
with
their
Joe, and we
opponent.
still were on his ass.
Exactly. So, and Benito, he was great on speed rushes, but like Joe Alt had his reps.
Shush.
Joe Alt had his good
Benito
reps.
was eating.
He had his reps though.
Eating. Yeah, okay. Anybody has their reps.
Any
Like,
bull rush that he attempted, Joe Alt shut it down.
like Eli Apple probably had some reps against good wide receivers, but for majority, he was gang fried, right?
Nah, I didn't think that Joe Alt played bad in that game.
I didn't think he played good.
I think he played good. I think he
Okay,
played
I don't care about this
Semantics.
conversation.
I think he played good. Like, I think he was first game off an injury too, if I'm not
It
mistaken.
might have been that one.
No, he was healthy.
He was
the
healthy?
game after he got hurt.
Yeah. So I felt like they were fine, but yeah, no Alt this time around. Offensive line's too bad to manage. I think Texans also another really bad matchup.
it's a terrible matchup.
Yeah. So
Yeah, you know what's
any
gonna
team
happen.
with a great defensive line that can expose them, that's kind of where I draw the line. But they're a great team. They've won a lot of good games, and I feel like I just wish they were healthy. That's all I can say about the Chargers. They find a way to win these games, but it just feels like their ceiling is so limited.
Yeah.
Now, last thing, fellas, NBA Cup tomorrow. Knicks Spurs.
Yo,
This is for the championship.
what was I about to say?
Boston's
Okay,
up right now.
huh?
Boston's up.
I
right
know I'm
now.
watching that game a little bit. Talking about the cup. Talking about just overall watching good basketball. I want to start off by saying this.
That OKC Spurs game was one of the best games of the year.
Yeah, easily by far. Spurs is fucking crazy.
Best in the world.
Who? Fuck no. It's SJ or the Joker.
Plus what was he? Plus what? 20 minutes?
Plus like 20 plus 21.
Jesus
Yeah, plus 21.
Probably should have stole
SJ, I
Carson's
think
tweet
it's
right
like
there.
a plus 18.
You.
What do you mean?
I'm saying you probably should have stole Carson's tweet right there.
What do you say?
Oh, he had the stats you're trying to reference right now.
What stats?
Good plus 21
Basically,
thing.
plus 20 in 21 minutes, whatever the fuck it
No,
was.
I know what the stats were. I didn't know what he put out there.
No, yeah,
It was
no.
exactly that.
I mean, it's
Wemby
basic
was
as hell.
all world. He was fucking dominating. Nobody.
Fourth quarter
he
was
just
sex.
destroying them. Spurs, man.
They're
Spurs.
awesome, bro.
First of all, Stephon Castle.
He's here.
Love him.
He's here.
Love him. His deceleration mixed with the ball handling, the finishing. We're gonna work on the passing. 'Cause
It'll
sometimes
happen.
he makes
It'll
some erratic
happen.
passes.
It'll happen.
Especially out the shot. I don't like when he does that. Really, it always results in a turnover. Needed that touchdown. Pussy, you're not gonna catch me. What's up?
Got 2 belts. What you got?
We don't care about before. That sounds crazy. You have 2 belts. What do I have? Felt a little something.
It's a good point.
Felt a little something for sure. Spurs, they got something. Don't know. Fox has been great.
He's been amazing too.
Fox has been great.
Dylan Harper's been really great when he's been on that court too.
Dylan
Yeah,
Harper.
Fox is 100% needed on this team.
No, needed for right now, yes. Needed in 2 years, probably not.
This year? Need him.
Yeah.
This year, need him bad.
Next year, probably. The year after that, no.
Dylan Harper's his
Respectfully, that's not even no slight.
You
at
never
Fox.
not need Fox.
That's no slight at Fox. He's just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's great.
OKC, different.
Wait,
J-Dub
never mind.
had a shit game. He'll bounce back. Other side, Knicks, Orlando, Anthony Black has been playing well.
Really well.
Jalen Brunson, 40 ball, dropped Anthony Black. Jalen Suggs was hooping too before he got hurt. That was unfortunate. Knicks versus Spurs. I'm excited.
Who do you got?
I don't know.
Last time the two met up.
Is Wemby gonna be on minutes restriction?
Is that
still?
Christmas?
Probably. I don't know.
This is only second game back.
Probably
Is he even
25
eligible
minutes.
for any awards anymore, or did he miss the cut?
No,
think he
he's
has to
not
still
yet,
eligible.
but
He just
he's-
can't miss like pretty
I
much
was
any
gonna
more
say,
games.
yeah,
He'll
he's
probably
got a
miss
very
another game.
thin
See, that's the
line.
shit, bro. He's already down 2 years, and he
Do you
probably
think they'll
would,
change the rule because of him?
they shouldn't.
Like, next CBA will
Because
be
of
58
him,
games
yes.
or some shit.
They shouldn't. That'd be funny as shit though.
Yeah,
if
that's
they did.
ultimate glaze.
Yeah.
It probably though.
W.
Did they change the rule for LeBron? Because if they didn't, they probably won't change it for Wemby.
What do you mean? No.
Well, before there
So I
wasn't a
think
games
that's it.
restriction.
There was-
No, I'm just saying the rule in general.
Well, listen, I
Oh.
think that the rule
What the hell,
is
Derek?
the rule is flawed in itself, right? Because you're adding a stipulation for players to stay healthy, but players can't control getting hurt. And I think the whole thing about it was we want to make the minimum 65 games so players feel more of an incentive to play, but that's under the reason that you think that they're sitting out because they can't play.
I also
Some
think,
players
though,
just can't play.
I also think it's cool because you don't want to be rewarding dudes who only played 55 games as opposed to others who played 70 or 80.
Yeah,
you know what
I
I'm saying?
get you. I get
It's a
it.
mix. It's like certain guys should get the window. Like some people were sitting out, others were genuinely hurt. So it's like I feel like it should be a case by case thing.
Yeah.
But I ain't the commissioner.
I feel like you
so-
allow the voters to like cast judgment on that because when you add like a fine line on it, now it erases most people in the race. Like I'd take 55 games of Wemby over 82 of Mobley for DPOY. That's
sure.
just me.
I get that.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But I think the Knicks are going to win their first championship since the 70s. I'm
Trying it,
very
though.
hopeful they're going to win the NBA Cup. This team is playing fantastic. I think the chemistry and the offense is at a different level.
Mike Brown, best Knicks coach.
Yeah, I mean he's been coaching better than Tom Thibodeau. The Josh Hart lineups are finally viable, and he always fit. And I think it matters now that he's shooting well from three, shooting 39% from three, and that helps a lot in just making him viable out there on the court. But the ball is moving more. Brunson's still getting his buckets. He's shooting a career high 3-point attempts per game, and that's because he's getting more catch and shoot opportunities. I feel like the Knicks are playing really good. Only thing I would nitpick is that I feel like the moves that we made for depth in the offseason
Duds.
were overstated. And I think Yabusele is just kind of below
He wants
average.
out, I heard.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having him out. Jordan Clarkson's up and down. Deuce McBride, our depth is basically still what our depth is. Deuce McBride is like our best guy.
He's
and I love
a dog.
Tyler Kolek. Tyler Kolek is playing amazing. But, I think we still do need some more depth. We need to make some moves. Bringing in Najee Marshall, something like that I think we need. But Knicks are playing great. As for the Spurs, listen, Riv, I understand what you're saying, like with SGA being the best player in the world or somebody more established. I just think that if we are getting to the root of what the answer to the question
What are
is,
you even about to say,
who
bro?
the best player in the world is,
I'm about to look a lot less dumb to this guy.
to me, that means if you build the perfect roster, or if all things are equal from a roster perspective, what player gives you the best chance to win? It might be Victor Wembanyama.
That shit doesn't even make sense.
Like, Shea is a great player. We saw Wemby on a minutes restriction be able to beat OKC and dominate his minutes entirely.
That was a one game though.
It's
That
one
shit has
game.
dominated every game he's
but
played.
just his presence in the paint just made it near impossible for them to even consider.
Did we forget that OKC's about to win 70
No,
plus games
no,
because of
forgetting
SGA?
that. No forgetting that.
And you would say Thunder probably close to a perfect team, and
Because
he's
of
the guy
SGA,
right now.
yes.
Think they'd be undefeated with
Because
Wemby?
of them also having the best defense in the league.
For sure.
So SGA, without a shadow of a doubt, no doubt, the
He's
best
also the
defense in
offensive
the league.
engine.
Easily. Without him, the offense is, you could argue, shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a coincidence that his first bad
No one's
game,
going to undermine Shea.
they
No one's
lose.
doing that.
Yeah. I mean, Shea I think he's going to be an all-time player. But, Wemby doesn't have that roster. right? He doesn't have that roster.
So we're knocking. All right, okay.
It's not knocking. I think it's just acknowledging that if Wemby had a roster like that, they can do something like that.
But in Joel's world, it's if you have the perfect roster, who uplifts you? They have 2 losses.
I understand what he's saying, but he's also saying in this one-on-one matchup, he's using a very small sample. Fair. He's saying
super small,
100%. I'm understanding that. In this matchup, that it swung the pendulum over to favor the Spurs enough to edge out a win against the most dominant team in the league.
So let me ask you a question. Do we not see that typically from top 8-9 guys, where one game they can look like the best in the world?
We can't say top 8-9. We know Victor's above that.
No, I know, but I'm just saying we've seen that where there's guys who can do that
against a team like this.
The Joker did in the playoffs last year.
But the Joker is the Joker. That's what we're saying.
But that's my point.
Joker's an all-time great.
Yeah, and so is SGA.
No one. I didn't take it like he was minimizing SGA.
No, I just think you guys are using a super
I'm not doing that.
Small.
He's doing that.
Sample size
He's doing
to say, oh, what Wemby did. We all in agreement here. What Wemby did. Wemby was the best player on the floor. We all agree that. Easily. SGA has been the best player on the floor for 26 or 30 games.
I agree.
Well, 25 because they obviously lost.
I agree.
Okay,
that's
this
the
is what I'm saying. What I'm saying, to simplify it, is that building a team today, Wemby gives me the best chance to win. That's what I'm saying.
I don't hate that.
He's right. That's exactly what he's saying.
Building a team, sure.
So who would be your? Let's get funnier. Who would be your 5 guys? Like, name it in order.
Number 1 is Wemby.
Like, just build a team 1 year, perfect team. Who would be your 5 guys?
Number 1 is Wemby. Number 2, am I building a team around Wemby or the top 5 players?
No, you're building a team around Wemby. Who in order? If you had the perfect roster, who do you think could get you a W for like a championship? So Wemby's obviously
He's essentially
one.
saying who are your top 5 players in the league. That's essentially what he's asking. So number 1, Wemby. Number 2, Jokic.
Okay, exactly. That's what I thought.
Uh-huh.
I was thinking you wanted me to build a team for
Wemby. No.
Okay, so number 1, Wemby. Number 2, Jokic. Number 3.
Say it.
It's Giannis or Shea.
Wow.
It's Giannis or Shea.
He fell off.
It's Giannis or Shea.
Okay.
He fell off though.
I don't hate it.
I will
agree with him,
will
but he fell
give
off.
Shea the edge. 4 is Giannis. 5 is Luka.
I don't agree with that. I don't.
Which part?
Wemby's last on this list?
No, if we're talking about build a perfect team, why would Luka be 5?
Luka 5's egregious.
Why would Luka be? If we're just talking about build a perfect team,
Luka, you could argue, is 2.
It's tougher to build the team around Luka.
Because he has so many deficiencies.
He's one
Well,
deficiency.
it's because of the defense.
It's
That's
the
it.
half the ball.
It's the
One
defense.
deficiency.
You have to build a
That's half the
roster. You have to build a roster taking account Luka's
I don't even think Luka's
defensive
5.
deficiencies.
What is he?
With Wemby,
12.
you can build a roster with in mind that he can mask other players' deficiencies. I think that's like the big difference.
No, Wemby's 1. Easy.
But
You're good, bro.
that's why Luka's 5. It's just one of the best offensive players in the world, but the defense is like so much lower than everybody else.
Yo, and you heard Wemby talking his shit.
to Chet, he's better than Chet.
I don't care about him.
Bro was talking
in
shit
the
to Case
interview
and
before,
Wallace.
he clears
In
him.
the interview before he even took the court, he's like, "Listen, Jokic,
clears
best
him, bro.
offensive player.
They had him in conversations
Shea
with
and
Bam.
Giannis, those are the next 2. But when I'm on the court, I'm the best in the game."
You should feel that way.
And then he went onto the court the very
should
next
feel that
time,
way.
and he was the best.
You should feel that way for
against
sure.
SGA.
You should feel that way for sure.
He's already a legend. I'm sorry, bro.
I'm just like SJ is walking to a MVP number 2 in a row, 70 plus
he's
wins.
having like a
Unless-
top 15, top 50
unless-
ever. I don't
unless-
know.
I don't know what we. I don't know what we're doing here. Yeah.
Unless,
Listen, man, it
Like,
sounds
what does SJ have to do to be number 1 in the world?
it sounds harsh, right? Because
I don't know if you can.
I don't disagree with your logic.
no.
I think that it is like, it sucks that Shea has done so much and you're left wondering like, what else does he have to do to be the unanimous best
I
player
don't
in
think
the
he's
world?
unanimous.
But I think that the talent at the top is just so great that it could go out either way. Like, do you have Shea as the number 1 player in the world or Jokic?
It's like a 1A, 1B thing.
Okay, and I feel like it's not fair, but a big part of OKC's success with Shea doing the heavy lifting is that they have built an all-time defense.
I agree.
Alex Caruso and Lou Dort would be 2 of the 5 best perimeter defenders available in free agency if they were to hit it.
I agree.
Like in the world. Then J-Dub's an all-NBA defender. Then Chet's an all-world defender. And they each have some sort of offensive game that they provide as well. And then Shea, of course, offensively, like he takes that team to a different level. But it is the most perfect roster possible. And I feel like while also acknowledging Shea's greatness, we have to acknowledge that this is probably like the best GM job that anybody's ever done. And most top players like never get a roster as close to this.
This feels like diminishing him.
It is. It is.
It feels like diminishing him because he's so great. Now we have to look at the situation like, well,
That's
the
like
situation.
minimizing Jordan for having Scottie Pippen drafted,
That's why I
for
don't think
getting
it's
Horace
gonna be
Grant, for
consensus.
getting
And
Dennis
I'm fine
Rodman.
with
You're
it
gonna
not
have
being
this
consensus.
argument from whoever wants to bring it down.
What swung the series, Denver and OKC? Like, what swung that series? If we're going and we're looking at that playoff,
Of course, the role players. Of course.
what swung that series?
Well, it's a 7-game series.
Shea
I don't know
also
if-
turning it
No,
on.
he was
No,
ridiculous.
Shea
but you
turned
needed
it on.
like big
But
players. from
the
Caruso and
difference
shit
I feel like
that.
in that series was that Jokic could not rely on anybody else, and the Denver couldn't rely on their bench. And OKC was a much deeper team with lots of depth. Like I felt it wasn't just that Shea is a better player than Jokic. I feel like his team was just better.
So how are we ever going to judge players if it's always going to be, well, what does your team do?
Well, I think like
Because Giannis, you can
Welcome to
argue
the NBA, brother.
similar situation where Giannis' team isn't good.
doing this
But like
forever.
exactly, and that's why he's still at the very top for me, Giannis, because I don't prop him down for the team. But it's kind of like, okay, Steph Curry, 2015, 2016. He didn't win the championship like
8 for
Shea.
12. It's hilarious.
Well, he won in 2015.
Yeah.
But Steph Curry wins MVP, then wins unanimous MVP, wins a championship within those 2 years, and you're left wondering, okay, what else does Steph Curry need to do to be the best player in the world? And it's like, oh, but you have LeBron in the mix still.
That's valid. Yeah.
You know, like LeBron, but like LeBron's still in the mix. And, you know, Jokic doesn't have multiple championships like LeBron, but Jokic does have multiple MVPs, and he has a championship too. So the resume still supplants SGA. And Wemby, I know it's not fair, but this is just the biggest outliers of outliers.
Yeah.
We have just, if we're just measuring them on a scale, a grading scale, he is a 10 out of 10 on defense and like a 9.5 offensively.
Could argue a 10 out of 10 on offense.
Is he a
I
10
can't
on
give him a
offense?
10
I
because
don't
of the
know.
passing.
I don't think that's
You
true.
got- I'm
I think he's
telling
like
you.
7, 8.
Yeah, I would say more of an
passer.
8 on
But
offense.
it's
That's
not
not
a
a
10.
10.
No, he's a good passer, but
You're saying he's a borderline perfect offensive
He
player?
is.
No, that's nuts.
He's Joker?
Dude, he's 7'5", and his efficiency at the rim is near flawless.
Yeah, he's 7'5".
Okay, so
He's 7'5".
we have some giants in this game that are mid around the paint area too.
He's an elite playmaker. He's an elite passer.
No.
He's an elite
Yo,
decision maker. He's an elite
Sengun's
shooter.
great in
He's
the
an elite.
paint.
He's not 7'5".
We understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, but he's not 7'5".
It's a big.
Yeah, he's not 7'5". though.
He's
Well,
seven- okay, 7'5", you still gotta make your
Wemby's an
shots.
elite scorer. He's an elite offensive rebounder, and he's a very good playmaker.
He's all right.
And he's 7'5" and can handle the ball.
That's valid. Still streaky as a shooter.
Streak is like 36%.
He's not an elite shooter.
Like, how
we
many-
can't just say elite and
Whoa,
then
whoa!
You can't
If
say
you're
10 out of 10 on
if
offense
you're-
with
if
that.
you're-
Right
if
now.
you're- if your center is 7'5" and he's shooting 36,
No, we're not just
Whoa,
put,
whoa,
no,
whoa,
we're not doing
36% is bad?
Drew, you can't sit there and be like, he's a 10
Give
out of
me
10
an
on
elite-
offense,
give me
and
an
now
elite-
it's all of a sudden, oh, but like
Okay,
as a center.
so-
we
so
can't
what-
do
so
that.
wait,
We're
why?
comparing him to the best of the
All right,
best.
is Jokic a great shooter?
No,
for his
but that's
position.
not why he's an elite offensive
For his
player.
position, he's not a great shooter.
Last year he was an
Well,
elite
Jokic
shooter.
is a great shooter regardless.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But he's not an elite offensive player just because he can shoot. Like Wemby's a streaky shooter. It's fair.
36% on his attempts, though.
It's calm.
His size.
That's calm.
Okay, so how many offensive players can you actually name that are better than Wemby? Just offensively.
You're gonna say a name that I'm gonna hate, and I'm gonna get really animated. So
I'll
let's
give you
see.
three.
I hope
I'll give
don't.
you Jokic,
I just hope
Luka,
you don't.
Shea.
Those are the 3 that I was thinking.
Is Giannis better than him offensively?
He's not.
Close.
I don't think so.
He's not.
I think it's close.
It is close because
He's more versatile.
I think you can't definitively say one or the other.
And then after that, who else?
Jesus, he missed both free throws.
You did?
Yeah.
Like
I
after
think-
that, I don't know who else is better than him offensively.
I don't think he's comfortably over Steph offensively. I think that's a conversation.
Stephon, yeah, his highs,
If we're just
yeah.
talking offense, I think it's a conversation.
Okay,
You saying LeBron?
Are you saying Ant-Man this year?
I think Wemby's a better offensive player than him.
Okay.
But I think it is close.
Like I think he's like
Should I say it
there's Joker, SGA. You could throw Luka in that tier 1 if you want.
LeBron?
Then after that, it's like what?
You gotta
We
stop.
gotta wait. Just gotta wait. Gotta wait.
I
just-
just seen the last 3
know?
games. Been eating.
Defensively though, you have it.
Yeah.
Like,
I
Watch,
just
he's
don't think there's
averaging
another player
25.
in the world that can say I'm the best defensive player on the planet unanimously, and I'm also a top 5 offensive.
Yo,
player.
I've heard this argument.
that's fair.
I've heard it.
yeah.
It's a good one.
But
That's still
Giannis
an
wasn't the
It's
consensus.
a great argument.
Giannis wasn't the consensus best in the world. When he
People
was
got
doing
called dumb for saying shit like that, but that's a great argument.
Yes. Giannis, he just can never shoot.
The LeBron Steph thing, I get the LeBron Steph thing, but LeBron was in year, what was that, 2016? He was at the peak of his powers.
I understand.
With all due respect to Wemby, he'll get there. He's not at the peak of his powers. Like, yeah.
Imagine that, though.
Yes. No, I'm with you.
Scary.
Like, imagine that. But, like, look at SGA right now.
He's a dog.
Like, what? Like,
all-time great.
With all due respect, like, I think we're dick eating. And I think it's okay. I think it's genuinely okay that
How
we're
is he
dick eating.
dick eating? He's the best defensive player in the game. Already one of the best defensive players we've ever seen. And his offense is...
It's good.
You're a basketball historian, I would say. Has anyone ever been labeled the best in the world without playing a single playoff game?
No, except probably MJ. Like those anomalies, but like even MJ, not really.
But this is an anomaly. This is an anomaly. He's an anomaly.
He's an anomaly. That's right.
I'm not mad at that. But you guys are using that one game. That's what's killing me.
No, don't say you guys.
Like there's
Don't
nothing else you have that can tell me that. Like there's like
What?
in the span of 2 years, nothing he has done has shown you he should be over SGA or the Joker. With respect.
Did you see him to start this year?
You see what I'm talking about? Have you seen SGA all year?
I'm not saying anything negative about SGA.
No, it's not. But I'm saying SGA has been clearly better. Truth.
When Wemby was on the court healthy, I don't know.
I don't
think it's as definitive as you're making it.
He's averaging damn near 30 in the best
is
defense
averaging
in the world.
30.
Okay, is he the best defender in the game?
He's the
Is he
best
defender in the game?
That's the
Is
most
he the best
important thing.
defender?
He's the
No,
best.
he's not. No, it's not the most important
What?
thing. Not the most important thing when you're the best defender in the world and you average 30. When you're the best defender in the world and you're averaging damn near 30.
He's the best scorer in the
Wemby's
world.
averaging what, 27 a game with the best defense in NBA history? Am I throning him? Maybe. He's been amazing.
It's an NBA history.
When you watch him play, it's like,
Oh my god!
Did you see him against OKC?
Yes, he was great.
He made that offense dog shit.
Which OKC's?
They were terrible. It was the difference when Cornette was out there and when Wemby was out there. It's like they were playing JV versus varsity.
For sure.
They wanted nothing to do with him.
I can't ignore the other 25 games.
I understand that.
know what I'm saying?
I understand
I
that. He
can't.
played what? How many games? Like what
I
is
think
it?
like 14,
Something like that?
Something small.
We're not. I'm like what?
I really
13
don't
out
know
of
how many
14.
games
Just
he
not
played.
some of the best basketball.
So
you've ever seen?
even if you don't want to crown,
I would say
Wemby.
him, SGA, and Joker are all doing that though. With respect.
No,
Okay.
nothing against that is bad.
even if you don't want to crown Wemby as like the quote unquote best, is he
he's
not
not.
on all of their levels?
No, I think he's like the
Third or
third,
fourth?
fourth. Yeah.
Like I think that this is like it flatlines and they're all on the same level.
Any given
That's
night,
fair,
he could
yeah.
outplay any of them. He did it last night or 2 days ago.
Yeah. That's not what you're saying though.
He's so goated, bro.
Like-
He's so awesome.
No, what I'm saying is that if I'm building a team today, I think he gives me the best chance to win.
Yeah, that argument is weird to me because, like, if I'm building a perfect team today, with all due respect to Luka, he wouldn't be 5. Like, I'd build teams around other players. So, like,
You're saying
who?
Luka is less than 5?
yeah, like, if I'm
We're
just
getting
if it's just
disrespectful.
this year, perfect world,
We're getting
we're
disrespectful.
not.
No, are you gonna mention Kate Cunningham?
What the fuck?
Well, the fuck, we have to get up.
Why would I do that?
That's some shit you would do.
Really?
Yes.
Really, guys?
Cade?
No.
I mean,
Wait, so
you
who's
would. I don't
five?
think you would here.
Who?
If we're
Who's
talking about,
5?
talking about a perfect, I'm putting Steph before him.
Okay.
Easily.
Okay.
Perfect world.
Oh my God.
Building a
All
team.
right.
I don't think
Okay.
it's
So wait, all right, LeBron then?
Sure. I mean, if you want to.
But
go ahead.
Luka's better than Steph right now, dude.
I'm with you. But if we're talking about like just building a perfect
He's
team,
right.
because this is your
He's
scenario.
right.
That's
In a-
why I
in
said
a
it was.
vacuum,
That's why I
he's
said it doesn't make
Comfortably
sense.
better than
Vacuum.
Steph now.
No, I mean comfortably is
is.
wrong. But like,
Well,
No, it's
comfortably
not.
is
What?
wrong. It's
He's
wrong.
averaging like
It's wrong.
35.
Cool.
So then we can't say comfortably better for like SGA is comfortably better than Curry though.
Yes.
But Luka
Actually, is comfortably better than Luka. With all due respect. With all due respect.
Oh, yeah, duh.
Yeah, like, with all
Playmaking
due
gap
respect.
is ridiculous.
Yeah,
The
I don't
defensive
care
gap's
anymore.
ridiculous.
You know, I think I don't care
Defensive
anymore.
gap.
Who's averaging the most points in the league?
Luka.
So wait, so he's not the best.
What's he averaging? Like 3 more than Shea? What's it
Something
like?
small, but like
Yo,
actually is
Luka's
sitting out
averaging
fourth quarters.
35.
What's Shea at? 30, 31?
That's 4 points.
Actually is sitting out fourth quarters.
No, what they're doing is nuts.
Yeah.
But the Lakers are also a great basketball
Well,
team.
we're talking about a 37-year-old versus a in his prime.
But you're
MVP
talking about
candidate Luka.
just one run, building a perfect team, win the title.
I don't hate it. I
If you're
don't.
talking,
It's
that's
not
why,
the worst
That's why
take I
it's
ever
stupid
heard.
to think that way. Because if we're just talking
Yeah.
about one run to win a title,
LeBron James.
perfect world,
It's-
why would I not
it's not-
take
it's not
Steph
stupid because
Curry
I
just
think-
put him in there?
I think
not
any
wrong.
team you can build around Steph, that same team with Luka can can do it too or go even further.
It'll be a
Maybe.
little
That's what I
bit
think.
But it's
easier with
easier to build
Steph.
around Steph
Why?
more than anybody.
It'd be harder
It's
because he's
easier to
older
build
and
around
more
Steph than
unreliable.
Giannis.
They did it 3 times, 3 different rosters. They won a championship.
But right now he's different.
He's not different. He's averaging 30.
Curry
He's
at
been
the peak of his
insane this
powers
year.
is different. Now
Curry's
he's
been
not
insane this
he's
year.
not Luka, bro.
How many
He's
games
not
have you
Luka.
watched to Steph?
He's
I
not
want you to be
Luka.
dead ass
Steph's been
serious with me.
amazing.
I want you
It's
to be
not-
dead ass serious
I mean, I
with
watched
me.
him against both times against the Spurs. I know what Steph
He
is current.
fucking killed them.
I know. I watched him against Denver. I watched Steph at his height, bro. I watched it at his
And I'm
height.
saying right now, that's why it's
No, he's-
scary.
yeah,
Because
it's-
right
he's
now,
been
30
insanely
a game,
great.
Yes.
66%
And
true
Luka's
shooting.
playing better.
We are talking about in a vacuum. This is your scenario. I did not make the scenario up. Perfect world, vacuum, one run, perfect team. Why would I not
It's
pick
not
the
the
easiest
worst
dude?
take,
So
Kyrie.
you
the
think-
easiest dude to build
He's
around.
such a pluggable
So hold
player.
on.
It's
So hold on.
insane.
You think
Give
Steph?
me 3 defenders,
Yep.
a big man that can set screens. I have Steph Curry.
Okay,
I
so
don't hate
you
the
mentioned
opinion.
earlier you think Shea is comfortably above Steph, right?
Yes, in terms of just player for player,
So
yes.
so right now, player for player, you think Steph Curry is better than Luka?
No, you're getting it confused.
No.
Yes, you are. It's different between if I just have one scenario and I'm just talking about a whole season output. No, I don't think Steph's better than Luka.
Dude, if you
No.
trust
No,
Steph
that's
Curry
not
to
true.
go on a
That's not what I'm
run
saying.
with a team over Luka, then you think Steph is better than
No,
Luka.
no, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
That's why
I don't
the
agree with that.
scenario did not make sense because you
it's 'cause
you
you
minimize
no,
it
but he's
to a
also
small
saying
circumstance.
perfect world.
So you think Steph is on Luka's level right now?
Again,
Yes or no?
No, I understand
Because-
what he's
no, no.
saying. That's not what he's saying.
No,
what
it
he's
is
saying
what he's
is
saying.
no. What
Yes,
he's
it is.
saying is Steph Curry is arguably the most pluggable player ever.
Yes.
It's him and Kevin
That's
Durant.
all he's saying.
It's easy to build around him.
Kevin
Would you
Durant,
take Kevin Durant or Luka?
It's a conversation.
This conversation.
It's a conversation.
I don't hate it.
I don't think KD could be
What?
a 1, but it's a
right
conversation.
now?
Like, who's easier to build around? Steph or Giannis?
Cade-
Respectfully, who's easier to build around?
I mean,
One
Giannis
perfect
isn't-
no, it's
scenario.
Giannis.
isn't-
One perfect
Giannis
scenario.
isn't asking the most.
One world.
No. I would
say
still
Giannis.
take Giannis.
But I think it's a thought process that you think about.
I
it's
only
Giannis.
say it's
No, I'm with you.
But
Giannis is
here's,
better.
Here's how easy it is, though. Here's how
Talk
easy
to
it is. 3-and-D guys.
They have
No, they don't. No, they don't. You give me 3-and-D guys. You give me another big behind me. That's it. That's all I need. And I'm Giannis. That's all I need. That's all I need.
Maybe.
3-and-D. I pass the ball. I kick out because I'm
But you
gonna
also
draw a
need-
double. I kick out. I trust that you're gonna shoot the ball
You
like
need a-
38 to 40% from 3. That's as easy as it is to build
But you
around
need another
Giannis.
point guard too, that can play make, work in the pick and roll,
Someone get a bucket
handle the
late
ball.
games.
You need defenders too. You need another rim protector because Giannis' defense has declined. Like you
But
need a
Steph
lot.
has always been a liability
I
defensively,
agree.
not because
But
of
it's
his own doing, but his height.
All you need is literally defenders. Like that's why, bro. If you're talking about full season, 82 games playoffs, yeah, Luka's better. Luka's a better player
But
than
now
right
your
now.
argument has changed from
No, you changed
no.
it. You
You're the
changed
one
it.
that twisted it to begin with.
No, that's what
because
you said.
You used the criteria of Steph Curry's easier to build around, therefore I'd rather build around him. That was your exact twisting
Because
of
you
the
said
argument.
perfect world. So if I have
No.
a perfect world, which means everything goes right,
But
why
here's
would I
the
not
thing:
pick him?
you totally ignored that. I just think flat out Wemby is more impactful than Shea.
But Joel,
That's it.
that's two different
That's
arguments.
it. That I think that he's a better player. What you're telling me is like, okay, now living in this scenario because you brought it there.
No, you said that.
If you build the perfect team around Luka and we have the perfect team around Steph and they both played each other, who would win in that matchup?
Well, Steph did beat him already.
So you're taking Steph because why? Does he have the better team, or you think he's just a better player?
No,
you
that's not
you
the-
went
no,
you
no,
went
no,
as
no,
far
no,
to
no,
say
no,
that
no, no,
Shea
bro.
is clearly better than Luka and Steph,
He's
but
the
you
best
think
in the
Steph
world.
is on the same level as Luka.
I didn't even say that.
So you
You're
don't-
just-
say that.
You're
He didn't say
putting
that. He
words
didn't
in my
say that.
mouth.
So do you think Luka and Steph
Luka
are on the
is
same
better
level?
than Steph. Luka, to me, since I have to say it because you made up this in your brain.
Is he clearly
Luka,
better than Steph?
to me, is the fourth best player in the world.
Is he clearly better than Steph?
is like, because I got to say this, the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th range. Is that clear?
Is Luka clearly better than Steph?
Is he clearly?
I think he answered your question.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because he
Sure.
said Shea was clearly better than Luka.
Shea is 1A.
1B.
Okay. So
I
is
said that
Luka
already. I
is
feel like
Luka
that-
clearly better than Steph?
What
That's
the
the question.
What the? Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I just think that it's
I
just
don't get
wrong
the-
to think that you can't build a roster around him when he's the better player.
I never said that.
When you'd rather prefer Steph, even if
Yes,
the malleability argument is on your side.
That's literally.
I just think that if you're the better player, it's easier to build around
Luka is it's difficult to build around him. That's literally the basis of Luka. It's hard to build around Luka. That is a fact. That is a known fact in the NBA. Steph, it is not hard. It is really not hard. It's actually one of the easiest jobs. If you can't do it, you don't get a job. That's the crutch. It's him, Kevin Durant, pluggable, easy to play around, can play with anybody, can move, play off the ball, on the ball. Luka cannot do that. That's why it's look at their game style, look at their play style, and you can tell which one is easier to build around. Luka is a on-ball dominator. He cannot play off ball. He's also not a good defender. Same with Steph, but Steph is more because of his size. Luka just effort sucks shit, and because he's slow. That's a fact. When you build those rare teams where you have all defense, him on offense, those are the teams that go the furthest, right? Him and Luka and Kyrie, that defense was really good. Mm-hmm. And then before that, it was Luka, Dorian Finney-Smith, and that team. 2022 was also the year Steph had a damn near, not perfect, but a really, really good team that complemented his strengths. Who won?
Yeah.
Who won? Mm-hmm. Who won in 5 games?
Felt low-key, yeah.
Who also had the significantly better roster.
Luka didn't play bad either.
Luka was actually incredible. And that's where I think you're just wrong in this scenario. Because Luka Doncic, building around him and the difficulty of it has been overstated because Dallas has not been good at being able to build around him. He got
a roster pretty good.
Okay, but here, let me finish. Let me finish. The first conference finals run, that was a bad roster.
Which year?
That the first conference finals run, that was a bad roster. The starters were Reggie Bullock, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Dwight Powell.
They knew their role.
You know, Jalen. Okay, they knew their role. They were average players. They were average starters. They made the conference finals because of Luka, and Brunson was amazing in that run. But Brunson was not Brunson yet. But Brunson was also. I don't want to understate him. But all the role players.
That was him ascending.
All the role players around Luka were fucking dog shit, and the Warriors beat them in 5.
Dorian was dog shit,
bro. They're average.
They're average.
They're average starters. Team. The Warriors beat them in 5, not because Luka is hard to build around. It's because it's Luka and it's really nobody else. And the Warriors had Andrew Wiggins playing his best, Draymond playing amazing, Jordan Poole playing amazing, and Klay contributing. I mean, that team was a really good all-around team.
Andrew Wiggins, cast off, got to play next to Steph. Oh shit. All-star.
So he's the reason Steph Curry's the reason why Andrew Wiggins turned it up and defensively in the playoffs.
No, he's a part of the reason why he felt probably energetic. Like, yo, I have Steph on my team. He went
from the Minnesota Timberwolves, a laughingstock, to a winning situation.
Yeah, it wasn't winning. No, stop, lie. He did not go into a winning situation. He did not. He was there the year before. They were ass.
Yeah, he didn't play much.
They actually, as a matter of fact, because I remember that year vividly. Outside of me and you came on later, nobody believed in the Warriors that year.
I believed in the Warriors that year.
That's what he just said.
Andrew Wiggins, clearly, you go to the Warriors and you're saying, okay, this is a winning situation. They only were losing because all their best players were hurt. But when they were healthy, it was a winning situation.
You're not listening.
So, no, I am listening. And then Luka made the NBA Finals with a roster that was really damn good. Don't get me wrong. It fit around him.
You're about to lie and say that roster's not good?
That roster was fantastic.
I'm not saying it wasn't good at all.
Okay.
But they were able to make the NBA Finals with one of the more underwhelming final supporting casts that we've seen. That is a fact. That is a fact.
That roster was
supporting
built,
cast.
It was built around Luka pretty perfectly.
Okay, the 8th
you had
seed
two bigs
Miami
you could
Heat.
trust. You had a number 2 in Kyrie you could trust. You had wings you could trust.
Building around Luka and the difficulty of it is overstated when the Mavericks midseason trades were Daniel Gafford and PJ Washington, and that was able to propel them to the NBA Finals.
Kyrie Irving next to him.
Okay, Kyrie Irving.
PJ Washington shot the fuck out the ball. Did we forget OKC? When he turned into voodoo?
I knew his
Derrick Jones Jr. is a bad role player or underwhelming role player.
Derrick Jones Jr. is a good role player, but compared to these other finals teams, bro, there's clearly a gap.
Like a role player,
like OKC was, we knew
that last year
in that series against Dallas 2 seasons ago in the playoffs, OKC was the better roster.
We thought OKC was the best roster in the league, though.
And
like if we talk about them versus that Denver team, it's not a gap. Them versus that Heat team, not a gap. Them versus 2022, not a gap. We're lying.
I think Denver is a gap.
No, it's not.
Jamal Murray,
Kyrie cancel.
Luka,
then Joker cancel.
MPJ, Aaron Gordon.
PJ Washington. Why? Like, why?
Well, Aaron Gordon clears anybody that you can name.
I mean,
that's
sure,
third
but
on
we cannot
Dallas.
forget PJ Washington was a swing factor, a legit
I have him.
swing factor.
I know, and that's the reason why I picked him to make the finals because I love PJ Washington.
Like, we're not
You call him a needle mover.
But I'm
we're not
saying
gonna
that.
diminish that
But this is
roster.
what I'm saying. I'm saying building around Luka's overstated because he's already been to the conference finals and the NBA finals with conference finals run, mediocre roster, and a finals run, a good roster, but not an overwhelmingly elite roster. They lack
I'm with
shooting.
you.
They lacked real perimeter defenders.
They're all the same roster, essentially, just with a little bit more talent.
They were really
defensive-oriented rosters.
They had flawed role players. Like, yeah, Derrick Jones Jr. is a great defender, but he couldn't shoot. Right?
Yeah.
Like, they had flawed role players on their team.
40%. I'm bugging. Oh, I saw trust.
The thought of
They
him
left
is
him wide
3
open.
and D. The thought of him is 3 and D.
They left PJ Washington wide open.
Yeah, I mean those are
Essentially, you're gonna
those
do
aren't
that.
great
You
shooters.
make open shots if you're in the NBA.
Yo,
God
yeah, but
willing.
they're fucking good. How about that?
We know who their players are.
Making
Like,
shots.
I mean, Finney Smith is a quote unquote 3 and D player, obviously.
and now it's with the Lakers. It's harder to build their team because of their cap situation. That's
Well, they also just don't have good defenders.
But it doesn't mean that Luka is hard to build around.
You also need specific players around Luka, bro. It's a fact. You can fight it all you want. It's the truth.
Okay, and with Steph Curry, do you need somebody like Draymond Green that can make the offense while he
I don't
runs
think
around
you need
screens?
specifically Draymond Green, but yeah.
Or so you need
Steph
a
can do
playmaking
it.
forward.
Steph can do it. Steph can have the ball in his hands, but he can play off ball. That's the beauty of it. You can legitimately do whatever you want with Steph on offense because he can do everything. Obviously, he's older, so he's not as fast. But like the confusion is at first you said if I'm building the perfect world, Wemby is my number one. I'm fine with that. I think the conversation between Luka and Steph is an interesting conversation. But if you're asking me who's a better player today, I think Luka's a better player.
And ultimately, that team building thing is on the basis of the impact of those players.
I think both of them have similar impacts.
I think Wemby has just as much impact as Shea, as Jokic, as Giannis, all these top end players. And the reason why I favor Luka is I think Luka has more impact than Steph Curry at this stage in his career. I can count on Luka more consistently because he's in his prime. He is at the peak of his powers right now. He looks the best he's ever looked. And you have a legitimate...
he's younger.
Yeah, you have a legitimate argument that he's the best offensive player in the world right now.
You can count on him for a season, right?
Yes.
I'm with you.
Yes. So
I'm
I
with you.
think
Yeah, I'm with you.
that's why. Like why.
That's a completely different
But
conversation than perfect world.
But
you know that.
I don't think it's hard to build a roster around Luka is my whole point. So the point
harder.
That it's you stayed. I don't even know if it's necessarily harder.
It's harder than building around Steph.
When you have a ton of players that are taking a lot of money on the cap,
Okay,
and you're not hitting on draft picks.
What I'm
it's hard.
saying.
The Golden State Warriors do not hit on
but
draft
that
picks.
also was not the statement.
It wasn't.
The
We've
statement
changed it up 5 different
perfect
times.
world, perfect team, one player.
That's
I
it. You
don't
just
hate
plug him
it.
in. That's all I was
That's
saying.
it, because
You
he's the
need-
most pluggable ever.
All the things you need for a Luka roster, you're gonna have to need for a Steph Curry roster. You're gonna
I don't
need
agree.
defenders. You're gonna need probably 4 defenders at every position. You are.
But again, you don't need the ball in Steph Curry's hand.
You're gonna need more shooters.
Okay, around who?
I mean, for Dallas or Golden State, you're gonna need spacing.
We're
around
not
the
even
team.
doing Dallas or Golden State anymore. Throw that away.
I think you're gonna need for the Steph
that was
Curry
never the conversation.
for the Steph Curry build team. You're gonna need a on-ball playmaker. Unless you're counting on Steph, and that takes away his off-ball value if
But
you're
the
having
thing
him
is, he
on the
could do
ball more.
both. The thing is, Luka, he
It's all
hasn't
about
shown
It's
to
all
do
about the
both.
level of what you. Because
I think-
Steph doesn't need a Kyrie. That's the difference. It's all about the level of who the person is. Luka had a Kyrie next to him. Steph don't need another
Can you
ball
imagine
hitter
Kyrie
like
with
that.
Curry-
Yeah, like he
Curry,
doesn't
though?
need
My
that.
God.
Like he has, with all due respect, he has a Jimmy Butler right now. Like he doesn't
Jimmy
need that.
Butler has kind of been a perfect
Yeah, like
Robin
that's
for
the
him.
perfect where he doesn't do too much. Give him the ball, he gets his spot.
I don't think Kyrie and Steph is better than Kyrie and Luka. I think the size of
I mean,
the
Kyrie
Luka
and
and
Steph are
Kyrie is
redundant,
what makes it better.
Well, Kyrie can have the ball. You're right. Kyrie doesn't need the ball in his hand, but
Like,
he
yeah,
could.
I think the argument for against Luka is the off-ball thing. That's gonna hurt him, right? But if you don't have a point forward for the Steph Curry built team and he has a more on-ball responsibility, I think you have the same question marks about can he handle the load? Can he have the stamina? of Luka to dominate the ball for that
stamina?
lengthy of the game.
All he does is
you wouldn't question
On the ball,
stamina. You ain't
yes.
gonna question stamina.
Stamina?
That's the last.
On the
Curry
ball,
may
you'll
have
question
the
if-
greatest stamina I've ever
You'll
seen.
question if he's just as efficient because of defenders he'll see, but stamina, fuck no.
That's like
on
He's
the
been running
ball,
his whole
he
life.
might have the best cardio in NBA
Because
history.
on the ball, is he making the same playmaking decisions as Luka? Is he making like
No, he's
I
not
think?
the playmaker.
in a
Lucas.
perfect world, he doesn't. You could have someone else that can handle the ball.
I think that
We're losing the plot
it's-
of perfect. We should just move on.
No, I think that it's just equally.
I agree.
To build rosters around him, I think right now in this stage in time, it's easier to build around Luka.
Okay,
Luka's just the better player. That's it.
Yeah,
I think if you're the better player,
More
it's easier to
deficiencies,
build
maybe.
around you.
that's not true. Not always. That's
Not
not true.
always, for the most part,
LeBron
it
James.
is.
They said that it was hard to build around him. No. Did they not say that for a majority
Who's
of his
easier
career?
to build
There was a
around?
moment in time.
Stop. Luka or Tatum?
Luka.
Who's easier to build around?
I think Luka. I think Luka.
I agree with you, Riff.
That's tough.
That to
But
me,
the-
right there.
But the
that-
first part of his answer is incorrect.
No, whether that's correct or not, that's what kills me. Luka, I agree. I think Luka is better than Tatum. There's just no fucking way in the world you think he's easier to build around. It just doesn't make sense. How does that even make sense in this world? Like how?
It doesn't,
How?
unfortunately.
Because I mean, he didn't luck into Jaylen Brown becoming an All NBA
No,
performer.
fuck the luck.
Porzingis,
No, we're
Derek
talking
White,
about a
and Jrue
perfect
Holiday.
world. So you just look at both of those skill sets. If you look at Tatum's skill set, you don't have to sit here and say, we need 5 all-world defenders by you, 4 all-world defenders by you, because you can't do it. No, Tatum is actually very
low-key play
switchable.
the
He's
block.
very
It's
versatile.
nuts.
He can play down low. He can also play in the perimeter.
was guarding centers when
so
they were
that's
playing the
also
finals.
that's already a deficiency that you don't have to worry about with him. With Luka, you do. Now, Tatum, we need you on the ball. Actually, no, you don't need Tatum on the ball all the time because Tatum is a calm off-ball player. All right, that's a deficiency with you. We don't have to worry about. With Luka, we kind of need you on the ball all the time because you're not the greatest off-ball player. Now, Tatum is a really good playmaker. He can work in the pick and roll. Luka's an all-world playmaker. You see what I'm saying? It's about the skill set of the player. So to say Luka is better than Tatum, I'm with you. I agree. But who's easier to build around? It's easily Tatum's play style or his skill set.
I understand
Easily.
the argument because of the two-way
Easily.
thing. I also think that the
he's an
Tatum and
all-around
Curry
player.
thing, the Tatum Curry thing is different because Tatum's an all-world defender. Do you also think Tatum's easier to build around than Curry?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the reason why I disagree is just because I think the playmaking and the scoring gap for Luka is just so far above Jason Tatum. I think winning bias has taken a toll in this conversation because we've seen Tatum win.
What a play!
What a fucking... Oh, he dropped it,
Oh,
man.
shit, damn.
Because we've seen Tatum win a championship, but it's with Jaylen Brown, an All-NBA player. It's with Derek White, who's
Fits him
really good.
perfectly.
Jrue Holiday. Like, you're not telling me if that same exact supporting cast is with Luka, they're not also winning a championship.
It's a different style. Now you have to worry about covering up for Luka's mistakes.
Not
now
as
you have
much
to
when you have 4 all-world defenders.
Yes, you do. You
It's
do.
not as much.
Yes, it's you.
There was
what do
nobody
you mean?
pick on that
No,
Boston
stop,
team.
because this is what kills me. And Drew, you're a LeBron fan.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen it. We've watched Steph Curry in perfect defensive situations still get hunted. Luka's just gonna be the same person. The difference between them two is Steph ain't no bitch, and Steph ain't gonna just let you go kill him. Steph actually step up, and he got stronger.
Say that
That's
again.
that's what's killing me is you think because he has 4 all-world defenders that you can just hide him. Steph was with Dre, Iggy, Katie, Clay. He was still getting hunted, and it got to a point where they were like, "Yo, Steph, you cannot be no bitch. You got to go out there. You got to guard up." And what did he do? Went into the weight room, got stronger. Now he was able to guard up. You been to sit here and tell me Derek White and Jaylen Brown and them can hide Luka? That's impossible. You can't do that in today's
I mean,
game.
when you
We didn't
have
have a rim- we didn't have a rim protector out in the finals.
when you
KP
have
can't do
great
that no
defenders
more.
around a player,
You
they
can't
can
hide
help
no
easier.
more. See,
And
that's the thing, like, that's so much
and the
to
thing
do
is,
with Tatum. I don't have to do
and
that.
with the Dallas Mavericks finals run, bro, the only bad defensive series for Luka was the NBA finals. He was
but it was embarrassing.
He was
He was not that good against OKC.
Yes, he was.
He was not
He
that
was.
good against OKC.
Yes, he was.
Shea did whatever he wanted.
Joel, we have years.
Luka
Shea
didn't
did
guard
whatever.
Shea.
Yeah, because it was
defense.
the
I don't
only
gotta-
offense for OKC was Shea.
Yeah, but
Shane, who
Luka
else?
played well defensively
Shane, who
in all
else,
3 rounds.
honestly?
In the first round against the Clippers, he had game-winning defensive plays.
I'm with you, but
he
Joel,
literally
do you
had
not
game-winning
see how?
defensive plays.
Do you not see how you have to say, "Oh, you have all-world defenders, so you can hide
Like,
Luka"? I don't have to do that
But
with
here's the
Tatum.
thing.
That's a lot. I don't
You're
have to do that with
using an
Tatum.
example with the Celtics that all 4 guys on the court can dribble and drive. You know, there's every offensive player on that team can hunt Luka. If there's only a few guys on the team, yes, it's easier to mask those defense weaknesses if you have all-world defenders around you.
If Derek White can hunt you,
that's what the fuck I'm saying.
Like I love Derek White, but if he could break you down and hunt you, come on.
The Celtics in the finals against the Mavericks, they had their lowest defensive rating. They had their lowest offensive rating output of any series.
That has nothing to do with Luka, though.
And
I know Luka didn't play well defensively,
nothing to do with Luka.
but you know, mostly
it was still probably easier series
mostly
too,
the Mavericks didn't lose that series off of defense. They lost it because of shots and shot making.
All I'm saying is, you see how we have to sit here and be like, yo, but we can hide Luka. You don't have to do that with Tatum. That's all I'm saying.
But could Tatum take that team in 2021 to the conference finals?
Well,
I don't think so.
I wouldn't want him to.
But 2022, we took
I
the team to the
don't want
finals.
Luka to do it either, but that's the hand he was dealt.
He literally took him to the finals.
I think you're
When?
getting
In 2022.
Joel, I think
With
you're
the great
misconstruing. I'm not
roster
saying
around
It was Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, who y'all thought were whack, Al Horford,
Marcus Smart was never whack.
Derek
You guys
White.
picked
You guys
against the
were
Al
Celtics in
Horford's
every
good.
series.
I'm not arguing with you. Why?
I'm not
good,
going to
though.
sit here and act like that 22 roster was that 24
You picked
roster.
against the
It wasn't
Celtics
as
every
bad.
series.
It wasn't as bad as Dallas 21, but that was far from a perfect roster.
Yeah, but you're
That
not
shit was
going
mid
to
as
act
fuck.
like the 2022 Celtics roster wasn't just clearly better than 2021 Mavericks.
It was
roster.
better,
It
but
was.
that was a lot of Tatum carrying the offensive load.
Tatum
A
was
lot.
Tatum
played
played
well.
on the road, back against the wall, outplayed
45.
Giannis.
Grant Williams, Game 7, had a masterclass.
We beat him by 50.
send that series to the next
We beat him
round.
by
That was a
50,
smoke.
dude.
Grant Williams was ass. I don't care
But
what
Grant Williams
nobody
was the one
say,
y'all
man.
they left open, and he's the one that swung the game pretty much with all the shots he made.
Won by
That was like
50,
Derek
dude.
Jones being left open or PJ Washington being left open.
Yeah, but they make their shots. I'm just saying that.
That's
the
exactly what happened with
the
Grant
20
Williams.
The 2022
Now, Grant was ass, bro. I
Celtics
don't
roster is
care.
way better than the 2021 Mavericks roster.
21
bro.
for
It
sure.
is.
But I'm not
2024,
saying Luke
Mavericks
Tatum's a better floor raiser.
But
Luka's
what I'm
ultimate
saying is
he's
that,
a
like,
elite
listen,
offensive
I
end.
don't want Luka to carry that roster either, but that's the hand he was dealt. Tatum, I mean, his GM is one of the best in the league.
I'm
you know?
not, but I'm not sitting here going back in time saying let's plug him there. I'm not saying that. I'm just looking at pure skill set. You talking about some shit from 2021, 2022. I'm talking about what the skill set tells
It's
me.
just like you cannot name me a Tatum roster that wouldn't fit Luka, is what I'm saying.
Maybe.
And that's what I'm ultimately saying. Is like,
Oh my God.
Tatum, yeah, ideally he's a two-way player, but
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I
What
mean,
they get?
would Tatum not fit on them Dallas rosters though?
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
yes,
Yeah,
I think
that's what I'm
Tatum's
saying.
a great player. I'm not saying he's not.
And Tatum may not win a title, but Luka didn't either. So what's the point?
Yeah, I know, but I just think that to me, Luka's just easier to build around.
Like you put Luka on Boston, the whole schematic changes. With all due respect, maybe not a crazy amount, but the whole schematic changes.
Like-
that's all I'm saying. Tatum's skill set, honestly, genuinely, is a perfect skill set. It's built for 30 NBA teams. He can literally do a little bit of it. He's a jack of all trades. He's probably the best all-around small forward in the game. So you have Tatum, his skill set, plug it with Luka, who's primarily an on-ball offensive demon. Nobody's disputing that, but a little bit weak on the defensive end. It's just going to be a little different. That's the same thing with Giannis, where Giannis is you need shooters around him. You can't have no spacing. You know, you need shooting around him. You need his five because he cannot play the five. It's just skill set. Like that's all
Down
it is.
four.
Skill set, the way you play. That's all I'm saying.
And for me, my logic just remains consistent with the fact that if I had the chance to be a GM, I'm just gonna build around the better player 10 times out of 10.
I don't hate
like
that.
even taking into account fit and all these other variables. If you're the better player, I'm gonna choose to build around you.
I don't hate that.
And
All this to say, so comfortably to you,
and that's why Wemby
Wemby's
to
the
me,
best in the world.
Wemby, I think, is the player that I choose to build around over anybody
hate that.
because of his skill set. That's it, just all around skill set.
I don't think Wemby's going to be a hard player to
So
build
then
around.
if you say a skill set, then you got to stay consistent with Jason Tatum.
Where would I rank him though?
You're telling me all around skill set though.
yeah, you did say
Tatum
that.
is probably no lower than number 6.
He shouldn't be 6, actually.
He should
It's-
be probably one
If
for
you're talking
me.
about skill set, because now you're changing it. If it's skill set,
Over Jokic?
Tatum should be well,
I'm wondering where you're going.
No,
I'm
fuck.
wondering where you're going.
not many.
All right.
But if you talk about skill set, Tatum should be high. That's all I'm saying. Not over
maybe like
not
I think
over,
6 is
not
high.
over Joker, but
I think 6 is high.
he should be higher. His skill set.
I mean,
set?
it's, you're,
I think it's
you're
still
now telling me
Jokic,
he's
Shea,
either over Luka or
Wemby.
Giannis.
based off what you're saying, skill
Giannis.
set. I'm saying
He's
skill
probably
set.
5.
Yeah, I'm saying skill set. It's different because like
5, 6.
when you talk about Victor and his skill set, I think that's fair. But I also do think SJ's skill set is a blend of you can kind of put those teams that Luka had around him too, and he can kind of do similar things. Like his skill set is I am an a different type of engine where I don't create turnovers. I don't have turnovers. You know, my playmaking is improving, but I'm such a dominant one-on-one scorer that you have to put so much attention towards me, and I don't need others to get it going. I get it going myself. So they built a defensive team around him with a couple guys that maybe can get going, similar to Luka. I just think the difference is with SGA, he does get hunted sometimes because you obviously want to hunt the guy that has the most offensive, load, but he's not a bad defender. I think that's the difference.
Shea is still going to be like the most accomplished player over the last 2 seasons, probably. Where do you draw the line with like giving him credit versus like looking at the roster he has? Because I know we had an SGA topic or a short form video, and a lot of people are like very disappointed that we picked Shea over peak Russell Westbrook, over James Harden, over like a Dwayne Wade. And I get it. I just think that right now, like Shea just gets extremely hated on and he doesn't get his credit.
Yeah.
But then the argument that people would use is, okay, but like Russ, Harden, they've never had a team quite like this.
And I agree. I think it's you have to find a fine line in the middle. But I also think people need to just understand what we're watching. We're watching one of the best 2 guards we've ever seen in our life. We're watching one of the best scoring peaks of our lifetime. Like the fact that SGA is able to do this so efficiently, with all and like this, and I think what it is fandom and nostalgia. With all due respect to Westbrook fans, with all due respect, you might hate me for what I'm about to say. Dude was a GOAT. Dude was all world, gonna be in the Hall of Fame. SGA is just so clearly better. It's like not even funny. Like I don't even think that is the conversation SGA is in. I think SGA is in those. If you want to put him in those D-Wade conversations, fine. I think D-Wade's prime and peak got cut short because of his knee injuries. His teams were also terrible. I think D-Wade is a similar archetype in which he loved to dominate the paint. I think he'll work wonders in this era. I just think SGA will be able to do it for a little bit longer. He was a better scorer. But if you want to think D-Wade is better because his run in the finals cool, that's fine. I don't have an opinion on that. But Russell Westbrook, James Harden, I think SGA is giving you those guys' level of regular seasons while being better in the postseason. Russell Westbrook has never been this efficient as a scorer, ever. So I think like
not
that,
many have.
That is the disputing gap right there. Like, and SGA does not turn the ball over like Westbrook turns the ball over. Obviously, Westbrook is a better passer, but SGA is a better offensive engine. And then James Harden, the conversation will be efficiency and stuff like
it's
that.
It's closer with Harden.
I think it is way closer with Harden because Harden was so much of a better scorer than Westbrook. But I think the playoff stuff is going to put SGA over Harden with respect. And I think he's just going to have better regular seasons. He obviously won't have the passing of Harden, but I think he'll be a better scorer. But I think people just need to understand what they're watching with SGA. And of course, we can look at team building. Team building has never been more important now than it's ever been because
100%.
The talent on the 10th guy and the 11th guy are so much better than 10 years ago, even in 2016. So I think team building is extremely important. I think we have to look at it and be level-headed with it. And I think that is fair. And that's why I can understand what you're saying with the Wemby thing, where I think, Wemby's, if he has a perfect roster, I get that part. Wemby's all world. I'm not disputing that. I think if the Joker had a better roster, Giannis and this stuff, that's why I think it's like a 1A, 1B thing. I think they're all on the table together. But OKC was able to build this defensive-oriented roster because SGA is this good offensively. And I think that
might be right.
has to be like, that has to be known. Like, people don't understand that the reason why they're able to lock in defensively and why they're able offensively not do so much because SGA is able to carry this amount of offensive load. So I feel like he should get probably like a 60-30 type of thing where, he gets a good amount of credit. Like, he's the driving force. You look at the net rating, offensive rating. Like, this dude is like a plus 18, plus 16. You could put whatever lineup out there with him on this OKC team, mix and match, and they're a plus. So I think that is, all SGA.
This is one of the worst quarters of football I've ever seen in my life. And I've watched the Jets all season.
What did they do?
Well, Tua sucks.
I just hope they're getting clamped and nothing else.
I think they have negative 20 yards of offense this quarter. Legitimately negative 20 yards of offense.
Interceptions or what?
Almost nearly intercepted. Another 3 and out. They have negative 20 yards of offense this quarter. Like, they had negative 10 coming into this, and now they're 4th and 18, so maybe negative 18 yards of offense. My apologies.
That dude just slipped. But it looked like Tua just...
No, 4th and 22. They might, yeah. I think they have negative 22 yards of offense there.
Damn.
I have a tweet. I don't know if I can hit send.
Get to a winning organization?
No. Far from.
Did you see the tweet I put in the chat?
No.
Some
About Zach Wilson?
Some Dolphins fucking podcaster said, if Mike McDaniel wants to keep his job, he's got to put Zach Wilson in the second half.
I'd hope it. Give me something to watch this game. My goodness.
I can't believe I picked the fucking Dolphins. I'm an idiot.
So how much am I back behind you? It's time. It's now or
You're
never.
down 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Fan base.
I'm rooting for you.
Fan
bro.
base.
I'm here.
I need you to rally behind me.
I'm here.
Now or fucking
believe
never. This right here is my infinity stone.
This is it.
I need it. Listen.
You win this, bro.
Yo, bro, come back.
Things are
I've
different.
been in third place all year.
You have been.
It's now or never. It's now. Joel, if you blow this lead, man.
I'm gonna be honest
Excuse
with you,
me.
man.
2 of you suck.
I
Drew, end it.
I'm close. I'm close. I'm close. I can't hit send, but damn it,
What's the tweet?
it's so close. Don't say it out loud, boys.
Let me see,
It'll
let me
break
see,
my
let me see.
trust.
Send it.
Send it.
Can't.
Please.
Save drafts.
Oh my God. Brother, you could have sent that years
Shut
ago.
up, bro. We let
You
them
know,
look in
we wouldn't
yards.
even judge you.
No,
we
you're
wouldn't
telling
judge
the
you.
truth.
I know, but
We wouldn't
it's
judge you,
sad.
bro.
It breaks my heart. What happened?
At this point, it's just like you don't even speak with logic no more.
What
You just-
happened?
it's all feels.
What do you mean nothing? He led the league in yards to this. What happened?
How long ago was that?
2 years ago.
it was a
what
lifetime.
It felt like
happened?
forever ago, bro.
What happened?
Concussions, bro.
Is that what it? No, it
You
can't.
can
just
honestly blame it on that.
No, dude, it's fucking cold in Pittsburgh. They're just not going to play well.
Bro, he hasn't played well.
I mean, he has played terribly all
Brother,
season long,
when they
but
stopped giving him the ball, they started
All
winning.
right, we have to go
I
soon,
know.
guys.
The signs were there. That's all I said.
the sign's been there.
If this is an analogy to you driving, there was plenty of exits.
You liked
could
how he
take.
played last year. Respect him. You liked how he played last year, and you know it. Stop it. All right.
He
Last year he played well, and you know
get
it.
him to Colts.
No, bro. I don't know bro. This is one of the worst
He needs to play
performances
in
I've
the
ever
dome.
seen.
Get him to the XFL.
Okay.
Multiple time MVP.
Can he go back to college?
Some trophies.
Is that a thing? Can he
He
go
gets
back?
one more year eligibility, bro.
Fuck it, man. Like, need to play in the dome, bro.
Bro, I'm sad. What's happening to my fucking guy?
It's kind of like me with.
I had to. Dude, shut up.
I would love for
You
you.
have no fucking leg to stand on speaking
Drew,
to me.
I would love for you to tweet what happened to Tua.
Yeah.
Drew, I feel you, bro.
What
Like,
happened to the 2 I knew?
this is how I feel with K1, bro. Like, you just look at him, you be like, yo, bro.
What
What
happened?
the fuck happened to you, bro? Like,
I mean, it wasn't like a steep decline like the.
K1 shit just slowly, he got ass.
It's just
You know what
been,
I'm saying?
yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
But like it hurts because it's like he's so electric.
No, of
and then
course,
you know what I'm
of
saying? He
course,
get boring.
of
Now it's like the aesthetic's not even there anymore. Now you just watch your
Yeah,
ass.
somebody
It's-
check on VBS, man.
oh,
my
what is? Let's see what VBS is tweeting.
That,
Matter of
that
fact,
guy, man, he's
bullshit.
right out on Twitter today.
matter of fact, there's a chance he hasn't tweeted since the game started.
You guys gave me a good tweet. That's a great way of saying he's bad without saying he's bad. I said, what happened to the 2 I once knew with the rose emoji, heartbreak emoji, crying emoji?
Dolphins offense left the field up 3-0. They're going back onto
He's
the field
nuts,
down
bro.
14-3. Not ideal.
Oh my God.
Wait,
I'm about to be like, just checking,
That is
bro.
what
How are
happened.
oh,
They
because
scored coming before
Here's
half.
the actual problem. The six offensive linemen shit saved the run game, but it destroyed the pass game. So it really limits what we can do. Honestly, I'd rather be able to pass. We were way more dangerous first half of the season, even with HN not being a big rushing factor. The 6 offensive linemen shit fucked us.
It's really saved their season, but you know.
They literally have been winning like 5 straight games.
but they've been winning because the schedule has been dog shit and the defense has played well against bad teams. The defense has gotten gashed. However, the offense really,
negative 20 yards.
And they
that's
finally
just
ran
nuts,
into
bro.
a real demon.
This Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh my god, Steelers in the they're undefeated.
Yo, Aaron Rodgers has 3 incompletions. He's torching.
No, it's actually embarrassing.
They've won their
what's
last
happening right
5.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm rooting for Jared to win.
now. Yeah, it's just how much are they gonna have to throw the ball?
Not wrong, dude. Please.
Shit over again.
Like they smoked
No,
the Bills.
I
Smoked
want
the
to
Bills.
say it's over, but
Opportunity on his hat. He's
happened
really
to
going to the
Uno,
XFL.
man?
what happened to the tribal chief,
To
man?
Uno.
He's looking like Solo Sikoa.
What happened to Uno?
Oh my God.
Aaron Rodgers masterclass.
Now
man.
Rodgers is hooping.
I
3rd and 8.
the real new man.
Here we go.
Should have went to Minnesota.
3rd and 8. Honestly,
That's for both of them, honestly.
3rd and 8. Here we go. Here we go. What you got for me?
But yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode of the
Hold
Pigside
on, before you end,
Podcast.
let's see this 3rd and 8. Let's see this 3rd and 8.
See what Aaron
Look
Rodgers
right.
has
Let's see
cooking
it.
up.
Let's see it.
He's
We
looking
need
around.
to. All right, get
we
a
go.
stop here.
Here we go. They're sending everybody.
Get a stop
They're sending,
here.
oh, they didn't. They dropped back. Oh, this shit.
can back.
Oh, damn. What a
short.
good hit.
Jordan
All
Brooks has been one of the best linebackers
awesome,
in football.
There's that.
Never-
That play was ass.
Nevertheless, gotta stop. Needed it.
Yep.
Offense.
Yo, you can still come back. You can
Points.
still come back.
What's the flag?
Here we go.
What's the flag?
Unnecessary roughness.
That's a clean hit unless he
don't-
did some bullshit. That
Unless
looked
he was
like
talking
I would
shit.
say defense does not seem happy.
no. Come on, pick the flag up. Why does it say opportunity on their head?
Opportunity to be ass.
No,
Why is
guys.
half of it colored? Fucking
Come on,
colors?
pick up the
shirts.
flag. There's no flag. There's taunting.
Sportsmanlike.
Oh my!
Did he stay? I think he stood over him after he hit him.
It was a beautiful. Yo, bring back taunting. I'm sorry. I'm
Damn.
sorry. Taunting's good for the game.
I
Just ruined
agree.
the Dolphins
There's
season,
no
man.
excessive taunting. I
Taunting-
agree. You can
taunting's
flex
good.
on them.
I'm
Like,
bugging. Taunting's
let's
good
see.
for the game.
No, it's great for the game.
So we can punch people.
Boom.
We can punch people, but we can't talk shit.
like, what do
That's
he
what
like?
he
He
do, what he
can't
do.
flex on him,
Well, we got to see what he did. If he like walked over him,
bro.
then
That
you
shit
can't
is
do
a
that.
part of the fucking game. Look, that's a valid flex. Look at his ass. I just hit him. Like,
I listen. I don't disagree. I think it's soft, but they're gonna call that if you
No,
stand
I'm with
over
you. I
him.
just
We
think-
can shake ass in the end zone, but we can't fucking taunt
That's what
after
I'm
getting
saying.
laid
we can
out.
throw up gang signs, but we can't talk.
Quite literally guns.
First of all, get that out of my league.
I mean, he's got like he's
Gang
got
signs?
a point.
Kids watch this.
He's got a point.
You gotta stop.
The guns. Like he didn't say take the guns away, which hey, maybe
He did.
he
He
should.
did. He
Maybe
did.
he should.
Get that out
Maybe-
my league. Nuts, bro.
The my league was
Yeah, my
where
league is crazy.
he could have
Poisoning-
get out the league. Good.
It's poisoning the youth.
That's what I'm saying.
He's
man.
got a point.
Yeah, I agree, but just come on. Gotta be
you
better.
got fucking 6-year-olds throwing up bloods and shit. 'Cause
That's
I've
all
seen
young
on
boy.
the-
That ain't got nothing to do with NFL. You know what I'm saying?
All right, this is going to do it for this episode of Pick a Side Podcast.
God.
You guys can follow us on Twitter at Pick a Side Pod, on Instagram and TikTok at Pick a Side Podcast. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.